ครับทุกคน
That wall planned down.
Sets up the trap outside the cosmic
สวัสดีครับ
divine
สวัส
too.
ดีครับ
Jim boys for another one onto Messiah. It's PKM down as well. Slowly but surely, this is falling apart for QTD. Primi wants to finish it off right here and now. Sephiroth also thinking about it, tries to take the fight against Margaret. It won't quite work out for him, but Margaret was not long for this world, and nor were QTD. On the first map of this series, FULLSENSE finding themselves feeling pretty comfortable.
Couldn't agree more. Oh man, 13-7. And there was not much that QTD could do in this second half. I mean, of all the halves where FULLSENSE really started to come alive, it was on the attack, and you really start to see more of their ideas shine through. Like, this is what they were kind of keeping in their pockets all throughout the group stage. Like, Cosmic Divine Trip on the outside, everyone playing a little bit more fluidly with the whole team. Pop Flash from Kilowatt Primi to peak. This is incredible. Primi, of course, topping the charts once again.
อันนี้โอเคป่ะอันนี้โอเคป่ะ
As far as FULLSENSE are concerned at this point, though, we'll have to.
ฮัลโหลฮัลโหลสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับรถเสียงแข่งไหนรถละช่องหลักดีเลยเลยเหรอมันนิดเดียวเชื่อแต่เย็ดไอ้ฟอสสัมภาษณ์เย็ดดีละปรับเสียงไมค์หน่อยเหรอเสียงเบาเสียงดังยังไงอะไรที่ไหนอย่างไรเสียงจัดเบามากฮัลโหลอันนี้ดีขึ้นไหมอันนี้ดีขึ้นไหมทุกคนอันนี้ดีขึ้นไหม
Even single duelist, actually. It depends on who we're playing against and what they're weak at, what they're good at.
โอเคแล้วจ้าเสียงไมค์เบาเหรอแล้วตอนไม่ล่าทำไงก็เดี๋ยววิ่งลงไปไมค์วันนี้ดีกว่าเมื่อวานนะโอ้โหไอ้เหี้ยดีหน่อยเถอะแป๊บนึงครับทุกคนเดี๋ยวผมขออนุญาตแชร์ลง Discord แป๊บนึงเหี้ยแล้วกูอยู่ข้างเขาเรียกอะไรกูอยู่ข้างไอ้วิกตอเรียเลยทุกคนไอ้สัตว์กูจะรู้อ่ะเหี้ย
Really know if the agent had much to do with it. To be honest, I think honestly, Primi is just pretty good at this game. It turns out, and that was a bit of a check for QTD at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think
ผมขอเนี่ยแป๊บนึงทุกคนนะ
struggled with it. I mean, I think in the first half.
เดี๋ยวหลังจากวันนี้มันก็จะชิลขึ้นแล้วเพราะว่ามันเริ่มเข้าใจงานละแต่วันนี้มันงงนิดนึงแล้วกูต้องล็อกอินไงวะ
every day of the week. You combine that sort of macro win with the individual brilliance of this Thai team, and it's an open and shut book.
I do have to say, Real Life said that their playstyle is most similar to Paper Rex. And when we see this on Split, I would say there's nothing further from that truth.
I mean, at the end of the day, this happens to a lot of teams that come up from the challenges.
โอ้ยขอบคุณสำหรับสตรีมสติ๊กนะครับปึ้มคุ้งสำหรับ80สตรีมครับ W ปึ้มคุ้งเบอร์แชทกูเป็นภาษาไทยอยู่ไหมแชทกูเป็นภาษาไทยอยู่นี่รอแต่จ้าเราขอบคุณนะครับมาแล้วโอเคมาเรียบร้อยมาเรามาไอ้นี่กันหน่อยมาครับก็สวัสดีทุกคนนะครับผมยินดีต้อนรับนะครับสู่สนาม VCT PACIFIC นะครับผมเอ้ยแล้วเรามาคนเดียวอ่ะที่มันตึงเกินไปป่าววะแชทW ว่ะก็ตอนนี้พวกเราอยู่กันที่สนามนะครับเราอยู่กันที่สนามมาไม่เอามาดูแข่งไงวันนี้ทุกคนนะครับวันนี้ทุกคนนะขอเรียกมึงที่มีต่อ IQ แมปแรกหน่อยไอ้เชี่ยมันเปิดแมปราวอะไรวะราว4มันกดเอทมันบ้าเปล่าไอ้ที่คิวอ่ะมึงดูเอ้ยมึงดูไอ้เชี่ยอยู่ข้างช่องคิมขอบคุณซับ8 เดือนครับคิมครับไอ้เหี้ยกูจะรู้อ่ะไอ้เหี้ยอย่าลืม67เหรอไม่เอางานแล้วไม่ใช่ก็เดี๋ยวคู่2เขาแข่งใช่ไหมผมก็จะลงไปเป็นล่ามระหว่างแมปนะครับผมก็เรามานั่งดูแข่งด้วยกันแต่ว่า2ราวสุดท้ายอะไรอย่างงี้ผมจะหายไปนะทุกคนโอเคไหม2ราวสุดท้ายผมจะหายไปของคู่ต่อไปนะครับใช่พรุ่งนี้ดูที่งานพรุ่งนี้เราไม่มีอะไรพรุ่งนี้มาดูชัปเปอร์เดี๋ยวมาเช็คชัปเปอร์ที่งานแล้วก็วันที่16เช่นกันโอเคไหม ก็เดี๋ยวสัมภาษณ์รอเป็นลาบตอนชนะครับ ก็แบบรอเป็นลาบตอนชนะครับอุ้ยเฮียทำไมแมปมันออกมาอย่างงี้วะโซฟาดูดีกว่าขอไปนั่งด้วยหน่อยมานี่มึงมานี่มามึงมานั่งนี่มาไอ้บูเวลมานี่มาไม่เลือกงานไม่ยากจนที่ทำหมดอ่ะชุดเท่มากๆเลยขอบคุณครับนี่อันนี้เป็นชุดแจ็คเก็ตซิปโตครับเป็นลามมันต้องใส่แจ็คเก็ตหน่อยอ่านหนังสือแล้วไว้ไม่ใช่อ่านหนังสือสู้ๆนะสู้ๆนะครับอุ้ยขอบคุณสำหรับกิฟต์ซับครับเจแปไอ้ใช่ปะแคปปะวะกิฟต์เจแปขอบคุณครับอยู่ดีๆก็เจิมใจเต้นตุ่มๆต่อมๆมา1-1มาไอ้นิวชนะ5-3อุ้ยกูรอด่าล่ามเลยแปลอะไรวะอ้าวแปลไม่ดีโดนด่าในกลุ่มนะเฮียแสงอุตสาห์ใช่ไหมเจแสงอุตสาห์อีกสปอยทำไมเอ้าให้ช่องเรารู้ก่อนไงไม่ดีเหรอไม่อยากรู้เอ้าไอ้เฮียพอกูไม่สปอยมึงก็บอกกูอุบอิบพอกูสปอยก็บอกกูสปอยเฮ้ยมึงจะเอายังไงกันวะฮะมึงบอกกูทีดิเฮ้ยโยโทรดีครับจาน IRL หน่อยเดินทั่วเมืองเหรอเดี๋ยวมีครับ IRL เดี๋ยวช่วงนี้มาไปทำงานมันไม่ได้จริงๆเพราะว่าจะเรียกไงดีผมถ่ายวล็อกด้วยก็แบบถ่ายเก็บบรรยากาศทุกคนด้วยถ่ายหลังบ้านด้วยพาไปสัมภาษณ์ด้วยแปลด้วยเรียกรถคือตอนนี้ก็แบบนะมันอยากทำหลายอย่างอยู่แต่มันกูแยกร่างไม่ได้ มันแยกร่างไม่ได้อยากสตรีมด้วยนี่ใช่ Official XIPTO Translator ไหมครับเนี่ยใช่ครับสีเหมือนเสื้อทีมหนึ่งเลยเสื้อนี้สวยกว่ามันแสงอุตสาหนะเว้ยเสื้อนี้กูได้ฟิลแสงอุตสาหจัดอ่ะอยากดูข้างล่างเหรอเจดแม่งกลับมาขึ้นเวทีแล้วว่ะกูตะโกนไปมึงว่ามันได้ยินปะวะเจดกูอยากให้ดูเห็นอยากให้แบบเห็นนะแต่ไม่ได้ว่ะทั่วออนแลนด์ว่า what's up man แกงเบอร์นี่ขอถ่ายวล็อกหน่อยถ่ายวล็อกเก็บไว้หน่อยแชทวันดีทักทายวล็อกกันหน่อยครับวันดีทักทายวล็อกกันหน่อยนะขออนุญาตถ่ายวล็อกไว้หน่อยครับขออนุญาตถ่ายวล็อกโอ้ยครับตอนนี้ก็เป็น behind the scene ของเจแจ๊บ้านครับเรามา watch party ครับที่สนามกันนะครับทุกคนนี่ข้างล่างครับสนามนะนี่ครับแล้วก็เราก็มีแชทนะครับเรามีแชทนี่ครับทางท้ายนะครับทุกคนครับW's Hi YouTube นะครับตอนนี้คู่แรกอยู่ก็เดี๋ยวเรามาโคสตรีมกันก่อนมาช้าไป1แมปขอโทษด้วยนะครับเดี๋ยววันหลังจะมาเร็วกว่านี้ก็เดี๋ยวเรามาโคสตรีมคู่แรกให้จบก่อนส่วนคู่2ก็เดี๋ยวโคสตรีมอยู่แต่ว่าเดี๋ยวเจอกันบนเวทีตอนสัมภาษณ์โค้ชครับผม W's man W vlog เบอให้บ้านบอด กล้องมันแพนไปที่อื่นได้ไหมไม่มีมันได้แค่นี้กล้องอะเปิดโหวตอันนี้ได้ละเชี่ยมากูเปิดโหวตให้ก่อนเลยมันนี่มาไม่ได้ไอ้เชี่ยบ้านม่วงเปิดไม่ได้มีใครเปิดบ้านม่วงให้หน่อยได้ไหมครับฝากกันด้วยครับได้ไหมเดี๋ยวเปิดบ้านไหนให้ได้เหรอบ้านม่วงที่เกาหลีมันใช้ไม่ได้เว้ยเป็นเชี่ยไม่รู้ว่ะ FSVS QTD map 2 QTD โอเคเปิดแล้วขอบคุณครับ Casper W Casper เบอร์เล่นพิธีมาได้ไหมอย่าเลยดีกว่าเราจบก่อนเอาชนะก่อนดีกว่ามั้งอะไรอย่างงี้ดีกว่ามั้งอย่าเพิ่งไปกวนเขาตอนแข่งอยู่เลยครับไม่ดีจบเกมนี้ชวนทีม FF มานั่งดูด้วยเหรอน่าสนใจนะเฮ้ยไอ้เหี้ยเดี๋ยวก่อนโอ้กูอย่าลั่นไปเปิดเหี้ยอะไรมั่วซั่วนะเว้ยแป๊บนึงนะทุกคนเดี๋ยวเข้าเปลี่ยนหน้าสมมติเป็นหน้านี้อันนี้ใช้ได้ยินเสียงเกมปะได้ยินเสียงสตรีมแบ็คกราวด์ปะ
QTD's relive coach, how many times did Premi's name come up
ได้
in
ยินไหม
the ready room after split?
We talked about the main problem is we giving up the space, so yeah.
Alright,
เลยไม่ได้ยิน
so what should we expect for Haven?
ได้ยิน
I think
โอเค
managed to win because we have pretty good in the practice. So
อ๋อแบบนี้เสียงสะ
so
ท้อน
stopping Premi is no
เอ่
problem.
แป๊บนึงกูเนี่ยไม่ได้ยิน
Okay, I love the
เดี๋ยวกันนะ
confidence. Thank you.
โอ้ยคำสั่ง40 Super Chat ครับ XIPTO ครับ
He's so chill. He's like, he's no problem. No one even
Need
says
help.
Primi is no problem.
I mean, that's crazy. He just dropped 30 on. What do you mean he's
แป๊บ
not?
นึงนะทุกคนผมมา
At
ไม่ได้
least
ยิ
he
น
identified the issue as
มันต้องทำไง
space,
วะ
but
เฮีย
like, dude, you
Hello?
cannot
Hello?
look, you know,
Hello?
underestimate Primi.
Well, let's see it in the server for QTD.
Hello,
This is
hello,
the
hello,
same
hello,
fault
hello.
that they were playing
เบา
on
จัดเลยอ่ะแป๊บนึงแม่อันเบาอ่ะเบากูเป่าเองเบาอ่ะ
As I mentioned
เดี๋ยวกูเพิ่มให้
Margaret is on the
นี่
chamber,
กูเพิ่มเสียงแข็งให้
especially on the defense here. I want to see him have some impact. PKM back-to-back games on the Neon should be good for him. He seems comfortable on that.
พี่อิสระอะไรวะเฮียอะไรวะกูดูไม่ทัน
He was not
จัด
set on
แปล
the
หน่อยได้
raise
ปะ
last match.
กูไม่ได้
Now
ยิ
he's
น
playing the
กูไม่
Phoenix,
ได้
even
ยิน
though it's got a little bit of a nerf. This is still a very strong agent.
I'd love to see that step up for FULLSENSE. They've changed.
กู
They're
ไม่ได้ยิ
playing
น
the foot comp
โอ้ยแต่
from
กูบอกแล้วไอ้
EMEA.
เดี๋ยว
Just
รอดู
way
นะ
like
วิธีการเล่น
so
กินหมูดิบ
powerful
มา
on
เหรอ
this map. And over in EMEA, they have a fantastic record on it.
ช่วยด้วย
Consistently
ผ
able
ม
to
เรียก
beat
สตาร์มาแล้วรอ
these
สตาร์
Phoenix
แปร
teams
บ
as
นึง
well
นะ
as
ครับ
Phoenix
ทุกคน
Chamber
แต่ทุกคนได้
teams.
ยิน
So
ก็
I
โอเค
think this is a
ส่วนผมมา
really
รอก่อน
nice
แล้วกัน
swap for FULLSENSE, and I think
เบา
it
เสียง
gives
จัด
them
ล
a
งเสียง
good
เสียงผมดัง
stylistic
ใช่ไหมทุกคน
edge.
เสียงผมดังใช่
The
ปะ
foot comp, huh?
อันนี้โอเคไหม
Yep, it's officially the foot comp.
It
Let's
is.
see if they can
You
put
said-
their best foot forward here.
All right, we're gonna send it back to our
Okay.
casters. Jordan and Quack.
อันนี้โอเคไหมอันนี้โอเคไหม
Yeah, let's see if anything changes up coming into this second map. I mean, I want to see a little bit more from
เย็น
QTD.
เริ่มแล้วว่า
I think
เริ่มแล้วว่า
FULLSENSE, they gave us what we wanted to, or what they wanted to, what we wanted from them. But QTD, you know, you're going to need to find another level, and well, it's kind of your last chance to do that, at least in the upper bracket in this map. So let's hope they can put it together.
เช็ดตาบอดจริงด้วยแชทไฟ
I mean, lower bracket is always going to be kind of scary thinking about all the other teams that could be in there. I've already seen a few. Oh man, Morgan's
เสียง
just
เกม
so
ดังไปเหรอ
excited.
โอเคเสียงจัดโดนกบหมด
Well, this is the foot
Grab
come, I suppose. Yeah. I wonder if Frost
Good
agrees
move,
with that. I mean,
man.
you know, you kind of heard it
Okay.
from the
Good
guy.
move,
He's
man.
like keeping everything close to his chest now. He's learned a lot from recent incidents, but also just he's the way that he works with his team and comes up with these comps is really just, you know, around the opponents. So considering that nothing changed
man,
from
ไม่ใช่
QT Dig has me a
man.
bit worried, but we'll see how the
Man.
players perform
Ito na.
as well. Dodging recon for
เสียงเกม
now.
ดังเสียงจัดเบา
But FULLSENSE have no
เวลาสปอนเซอ
intention
ร์
of
เดี๋ยวต้องเอา
pushing
สปอน
back
ขึ้นด้วยเนี่ย
Bit of a prowler flying past.
Ito na.
It just maybe
Ano
comes
okay
down
ba?
to when the smokes
Ano yung pan? Ano yung
drop
pan?
if they actually go back the angle against Margaret. Otherwise, it's going to be up to Kippe.
ลื
Maybe
มสปอน
Yuran
แล้ว
is
ก็
out
มี
of
อะไรโดเนท
garage.
เก็บไว้ก่อนเดี๋ยวปิดไว้ก่อนอันนั้น
They're
น่ะ
just jump spotting on the line
The
right now.
wa-
Hasn't seen anything, but that is an attacker smoke, so you're going to start to
Pan.
wonder, are they walking their way
เบา
up
อีก
C long
นิด
here?
เพิ่มเสียงมึง
Not yet. Yuran, though.
เบาอีกนิดเบาอะไร
Quick
เบา
flash out.
โอเค
Cruz is
Pan.
very advanced
Die.
right now.
Alay,
Oh, caught with util in
เฮ้ย
hand.
ไอ้เฮียเดี๋ยวมันเล่นคอม
Not
อะไรวะ
ideal timing
ไอ้คิว
there
เล่
at
น
all for
ไอ้คิวเล่น
FULLSENSE.
เวเล
Messiah on this
Lost
corner.
it,
Oh,
need to.
needs to be careful. It's Primi that
Well,
actually
perfect,
does
good
fall in the end. Messiah just trying to duck for cover. Can't
Ah.
do
Okay,
more
man,
than
everyone.
just the one. PKM, however, is
Hello.
holding strong. He's found his second. Margaret in behind. He's found the double.
เดี๋ยวให้ส
With
ตาร์
the
ช่วยแป๊บนึงนะ
headhunter. No headshots.
Um,
But that's fine.
Still damaged.
Still a pistol round for QTD.
They can hear
And this is, yeah, like,
but I
I don't know about that call from FULLSENSE.
but when
You didn't see much towards C site or A. You know, you saw the smoke, so you're kind of just funneled into what you thought could have been an open B site, but suddenly you get surprised. It just feels like you're playing into your opponent's game. Yeah, too easy, clearly. But that's also the other thing, is that FULLSENSE have had pretty good performances, or at least in their past track record on this map before, so you hope to see a bit more, but
เพิ่มเสียง
clearly
เกม
with the
ได้แป๊บ
economy
นึงนะแป๊บนึ
flowing
งนะ
now for QT, I mean, Margaret's taking more confident peaks, you got
แล้
PKM
ว
as
เขา
well in position.
จัดการแบบ
I think you're also going to start to, maybe see Margaret come into his own a little bit more on this map in a
กูบ่อยนะ
all on that
ใช้
chamber
เกาหลี
where he
รอ
can
จัดไอ้เหี้ยมึงว่าไง
activate
วะ
early on in the rounds. You're already seeing it. Confidence there for QTD maybe starting to
yeah.
build, which will be a good sign.
Margaret's
QTD
just not
ประเทศ
gonna
อะไรครับ
take
ญี่ปุ่นครับ
a loss
QTD
lying down. He's lost to FULLSENSE several times already. And he was always that sharp sentinel player back then on SPG, maybe a bit of Nongshim as well. So
ไม่ได้ยิน
certainly wanting to
ไม่ได้ยินเลยวะ
Put his name up in lights again, but
ไม่ได้จัด
now just walking out into the open.
Oh, Messiah's found a double.
เฮียแต่เปิดมาเฮียรอบแรกมันก็เปิดอย่างนี้2-0 ชิล
clean up from him with
ดี
the
จุ๊บ
stinger.
ดีนะครับสวัสดีครับ
QT Dig up to 2-0.
โอ้ now
Happy days. Exactly what you want to be seeing. Full sense now getting the chance though. The guns in hand, and
ทำเป็นเสีย
remember
งสะท้อน
how
ใช่ป่ะแป๊บนึง
quickly it kind of felt like it did start to turn
Echo.
around when they did get the guns
and
over
now
on
they
that
also
first map.
echo.
Yeah, a little 5-round win streak.
มันจะเร็วกว่าเดิมปะวะ
Just not seeing too much yet, Jordan.
วันแรกขอแป๊บนึงวันแรกขอแป๊บนึงแชท
To be
ขอแป๊บ
honest,
นึง
it's very early on, but I'm still a little bit disappointed. I'd be a pretty good disappointed dad.
Yeah, early days here
hello?
for map 2 though, so
Let's do
don't
echo.
draw too many conclusions just yet. Let's see how things look here for QT Dig. Now that
Okay.
Full Sense is going to start to make some inroads.
Slowing things down
Copy,
again.
madam,
This
level
time
one.
Euron's pushing down C long. Finally, a
Mighty
quick throw
O.
to clear on Margaret.
เขาแก้อยู่นะรอแป๊บนะ
Just gets out of dodge.
That
But
man
then that
have
means a
Hamlet.
lot more space on
We
the
didn't
A
have
side.
time.
Spot the Prowler out towards middle,
Hello,
and that
hello.
should give you a pretty good
hey, no more echo.
idea, but
no more ใช่ป่ะแชทไม่อีกคนเลยป่ะ
Full Sense still feeling quite tentative about a lot of these different positions
for me no
around the
okay
map.
hey you know what it's okay
So holding
Ah,
very far
it's
back.
okay.
We're down to 1 minute now.
it's okay
Oh, Primi
มากูดูแบบไม่มี
deleted
เสียงเก
early
ม
on in the piece. Margaret's going to go
Tunggu orang tak tidur
wandering,
tangan.
and it would seem he should be getting himself a freebie here. Kahlua was
Aduh,
making
okay,
a
mati
lot
dah,
of noise. Sephiroth does shut your arm down
โอเค
though.
แป๊บนึงนะกูขอเปิดพรีวิวก่อนทั้งนั้น
So not all doom and gloom yet.
โอเค
Advanced
กูไม่มี
positioning
เสียง
for
เกมแต่กูดู
Jippo
ได้
as well, but he's watching the
มา
trade
ยิงแล้วสวัสดี
mark.
ครับสวัสดีทุกคนนะครับสวัสดีทุกคนนะ
A chance. Maybe Cruz comes back in if he's close enough, clears out
เมื่อกี้
mid
เขาเอาเมื่อกี้ยก
window.
หัวให้เขาแล้วไง
Maybe short
อ้าวไม่
two.
ใช่หรอมัน
He
คือ
can
เอ้า
smoke the trademark
ขอบคุณครับเฮีย
Walk
ขอโทษ
into
นะครับ
sight.
เฮียขอบคุณครับ
and then clear it out from that point forward. No, they're thinking a different approach instead. Just to clear out short. Push in, clear and steady.
ยังไง
Oh, the time though.
Not going to make the right choice.
ลาว
Get in
สาม
and get
บู
that
นัดมา
plan.
หรือเปล่าพี่การสวัสดีครับพี่การ
Not a whole lot of
โดนไม่
use
ขึ้น
to
โดนไม่
try
ขึ้น
and
นะ
slow QT Dig down on
ไม่ได้
this
ตั้ง
retake
โอเวอ
all
ร์เลย์ไว้
as you can for Sephiroth. That might help them get some information, but you're really relying on the
ทีม
shots.
คม
And Margaret
แล้วจะ
deleted
ดูไว้
there
เขา
by
เป็นใครเอา
Cruz
พวกมึง
is
พวก
a
มึง
good
พิมพ์ให้กูฟัง
start
แล้ว
to
กัน
it.
นะว่าเขาคุยอะไรกันนะ
Faye up in heaven.
โอเคป่ะกูไม่ได้ยิน
Quite catch Ship Boys on that
เฮ้ยแต่
reload.
กูได้ยินจากแบ็คกราวด์อ่ะกูได้ยินจากข้างหลังอยู่
KM. Whoa, how's that not gone his way?
Bidim.
Cruz with a sharp flick, and all of a sudden this round starting to turn back on its head. Messiah, he doesn't really have the
Bidim.
weaponry to work with here for a 1v3.
Bidim.
And even had he hit a headshot there with the Sheriff, he was a dead man walking 2-1. Full sense recovered the
เอา
round.
ดิ
Okay, Cruz.
เขาภาพเขา
Let's
ด่า
watch
ผมอยู่เหรอ
that again. Because
How
he
did-
landed kind of a, what was that, like 90-degree flick off to
ใช่
the
ข้างหลังภาษา
side.
เกาหลีไม่เป็นไร
He wasn't
Hey, out ofหัว
watching short. He was actually watching the
ไม่ขอ
back
รีเพลย์
of,
พี่ทีมด้วย
well, CT instead.
อุ้ย
So he gets it
อุ้ย
anyway.
ครูซ
Bit of a
Ui.
whiff. Unfortunate
Ui.
for him.
How did-
Uncharacteristic for PA.
โอ้ยพี่ทีมตกใจ
Didn't expect it either. Oh, you got the
ไอ้
Spider-Man
เหี้ย
juice
Yeah.
เฮ้ย
out. Oh boy.
เฮียใครบูลลี่มึง
Well,
ดูไว้
it
นะ
was
สั
only
ต
a
ว์
bonus round there for QT Dig, so maybe not the end of the world to drop that one. This will be a little bit more important. Let's hear how they look to put it together.
ไอ้ขวดเอ้ยมึงเรียกทีมสิเอ้ย
에런 스모크 스폰 네온 트 롱 있고 나이스
แชทแต่อะไรรู้ป่ะ
You can go back probably no
ตอนอยู่ในสนามตอนเนี้ย
쌀 fake 쌀
อ๋อไม่ใช่
나이스 커버 오케이
มันเป็น
오케이
คิวทีดิ
쇼트
네.
치러오면
ไม่สนามมันเปิดของ
엄마 엄마 나이스 빰drop 빰drop 빰drop
สนามมันเปิด2ทีมเว้ยคือตอนนี้เราเห็นของอันเดียวใช่ป่ะสนามมันเปิดของฟูเซน
비마이 갈슈샤
กูได้ยินของพี่ทีม
따라
And just walking into positions again. Just early smokes, and it's down
โอ้ยฟ้า
to
ได้คมเว้ย
very individual fights now. Euron will reveal his
ปาด
location.
โชว์ดิคัด
so
โชว์ดิ
maybe a
คัด
chance
โชว์
for
ดิ
Sephiroth
คัดโช
still.
ว์
But at the end of the day, the spike, Jordan.
ใช่ใช่ในสนาม
Yeah,
เปิด
has
แบบ
to go and head over
2
towards
อั
that
น
C side of the
เปิดส
map.
ลับไปมา
Bit of an awkward round really for Full Sense. A lot of uncleared corners.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, but
แบบซ้ายขวาซ้ายขวา
It's that position towards A. They tried to go for
คัด
the
ไล่
trade,
ก็
but
ฟัด
then
ยิงหมดไง
Margaret shows up with
โอ้
the
เซ
off.
ฟว่ะจบว่ะเออ
Sephiroth just looking to save this rifle into the next round. It's a good start for QT Dig. FULLSENSE
เอาใครมางานไหม วันนี้
too comfortable in that
วันนี้
last
รีบ
one. I
เร่
mean,
ง
I
นิด
think
นึง
that's just a
ไม่ได้เตรียมอะไรมาเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้จะเอามา
early kind of probing round.
เดี๋ยว
You
พรุ่ง
don't
นี้จะ
really
ขึ้น
want
โล
to
โก้
drill
อะไร
too
ให้เรียบร้อยด้วย
conclusions
ของ
from
ส
that.
ปอนนะครับ
It was a couple of
วัน
individual
นี้ต้องบอกเลย
peaks
แม่งสปีดรันเกิน
here
เว้ย
and there. Sometimes that goes
เพราะว่า
wrong. You check the wrong
แข่งคู่สองใช่ไหม
angle.
มันยังไม่ชัวร์ว่า
That's
ไท
what it
มิ่ง
is,
อะไร
but
มายังไงเวลาแบบ
QTD
ตอนไหน
really
อะ
look to build upon this lead now.
ก็เลย
3 to 1.
มาแบบ
Reinvestment coming through for FULLSENSE, but money's a little bit of a
มาแล้ว
problem.
มันต้อง1-1ด้วยอะไรด้วยไง
A bit more
ผม
that like
ที่แน่ๆอะทุกคน
slow
ผม
build
ทิ้งน้องๆไม่ได้
but QTD definitely showing
อืม
all the different setups that
ก็เลย
they can
ต้องทำตรงนั้นให้
have.
เสร็จก่อนแล้วค่อยมาสตรี
Early
ม
smokes, positions being pushed down.
คู่สองไม่
the
คู่สอง
op
ดูอยู่
in
แต่
position,
แค่คู่
and
สองจะหายไปแบบ
suddenly it's
สอง
like
ราว
FULLSENSE
ท้ายอะไร
not
เงี้ย
knowing
เออ
exactly how to
ทางสปอน
approach
ไม่
the
มา
map.
ขอบคุณส
Lovely
ปอนเซอร์
little
ทุกคนนะครับ
timeout
ผม
from
แชทดู
Frost.
บล็อกยังดูบล็อกยังชอบบล็อกไหม
Been a
ขอ
while.
ฟีดแบ็กบล็อกหน่อยไอ้เหี้ยกูอ่านแต่คอมเมนต์มึงมีแต่ถั่วขอบคุณ
But
จ
we'll
ริงๆ
see
เลย
if
นะพวกมึ
that
ง
can really
ไอ้เหี้ย
aid the
Comment ถั่วนี่
team
แปลว่า
in
ดีใช่ไหม
their time of need. Oh boy, do they need
จัดลง
it.
1-1หรอไม่ใช่จัดครับ
Not gonna have the best purchase up for the next round
อย่าฟ้องคนไทยเมาส์ว่ะ
either, but nonetheless, I mean, if PKM's
W
popping
Frost,
off alongside Margaret,
No
and they're
cap.
swapping between the ops, between the two of them, and
W
they've got
W
Run as well, who's as a Phoenix still pretty darn like Pilly said, still pretty darn good, especially on this map as well. There are all these little tight
ถั่ว
corners you
ยัน
can
คิด
flash
ชัป
out
เปอ
of
ร์
and
ดีนะพี่แต่สั้นไป
take
นิด
confident duels
คือ
with.
มันสั้นมัน
It
มัน
always
สั้นอยู่แล้ว
keeps
เพราะว่า
FULLSENSE on their
มัน
toes.
ไม่ได้
FULLSENSE
ทำอะไร
needs
กันเลย
a
อะ
bit more of a
ตั้งแต่มาคือ
concrete
ไม่ได้ไปเที่ยวไหน
plan.
เลยนะ
Maybe source out where the
มีแต่
op
ซ้อม
player is.
ไม่ใน
Push
ตรง
him
คอม
off
ลีก
with
มันไม่
the
ใช่คอมลี
Sova
กมันแค่แบบ
utility.
กูบอกให้มันหนัก
Got
เข้า
the
เล่นๆ
double
แล้วกูทำอะไร
duelist, and we
มั่วๆ
just
หน่อย
haven't really seen
เออ
them
กู
come
จะได้
in with
ถ่ายไว้
any, any kind of a set play just
มัน
yet.
ไม่ได้
I
คอม
wonder
ลีก
if
มันไม่
this
ได้คอม
round's
ลี
gonna
ก
be
เออ
one of those.
เว็บ
I do imagine they will be slowed
Yeah.
or stalled down by the smokes a bit, though.
เอามา
Okay, op's been revealed.
ถั่วเอ็กซ์คลูซีฟ
Okay,
จะไป
again,
คุย
on
กับ
that
ทีม
jump
ไหนอื่นไหม
spot line.
คุยกับ
Be
ชัปเปอร์ครับ
careful
ชัปเปอร์อ
here.
ยู่คำเดียวกัน แต่ฟูเซนเดี๋ยวถ้าได้เจอก็ได้เจอวันนี้นี่แหละ
As Primi looking for that entry. JJaz was the one that gets cleaned up. Margaret in to filter on through. Just ensure that QTD maintain the advantage.
อะไรอ่ะ
Once again,
Ui.
FULLSENSE try to
Yeah.
test the site. And this time again, QTD
Oh.
pushing them away. Haven,
คม
perhaps their Haven as they are starting to
Kom.
really look quite good here on the
ถ้าดู
defensive
ขึ้นไหมไม่
part.
ขึ้นไม่ขึ้นไม่ขึ้น
Really looks
ผมยัง
like
ไม่ได้ใส่
that.
โอเวอร์เลย์
This
ไว้นะ
was not what happened in the
Pung ni.
grand final against Reject.
คิวเล่นดูเอลอิมแพคเอาละ
I mean,
เอาละ
it's relatively close still.
ใครมันเลือกเพลงให้โพสต์
It
VCT
was
PACIFIC ก่อน
13-6 last time they played against Reject, dropping that map.
ไอ้เหี้ยกู
But
อยากได้นี่
I
ว่ะ
mean, look at how Margaret plays around this. Kipe plays for his life around the back of side, buys enough time for the team to get
ไอ้
over.
จัดมา
Just
เอฟเฟ
enough
โดนเลย
time
กูมาตั้งนาน
for
แล้วครับ
Margaret
กู
to
ดู
play
เอฟ
in
เฟตั้งแต่
front
กู
of
มาถึงสนามแล้ว
Garage. Gets out of jail with that rendezvous. FULLSENSE
เจ้าของทีม
trying to
ชิป
send
โต
it
มา
in
ไม่มา
now.
ครับ มา
It's a bold line to be playing for Messiah, but up against the eco. Not the worst thing in the world to just try your hand. We have the pivot coming across from your
ถ้า
end.
แพ้
Now
เที
that
ยร์
there's
สอง
a
นี่
bit
รู้อ่ะ
of info having
เอ้
been
ยเทียร์สองมัน
given
ก็
towards
ดู
this
นะ
A
มึง
side of the
ไอ้
map.
เชี่ย
PKM will
มึงดูมันตัด
look for a bit
มึ
of
ง
a
ดูมันเอา
swing.
มึงดู
To the
มัน
back
เอา
of Messiah, who's going to found the
Yeah.
double as well. Eventually did
อุ้ย
fall.
คิวเก็บ
Primi
สอง
has got himself two on this entry, but there's still the
it's
cavalry
bad.
arriving for QTD. And so in the end, just Kalua now alive. Unable to get past your round, so
Yeah.
nothing too interesting occurring in
ไม่
this
โหด
one.
จัดว่ะ
5-1
QTD
now for QTD, and they are really starting to put that question to FULLSENSE.
เสียงเกมลงได้ไหมอ่ะนิดนึงเหรอเพิ่มเสียงผมแล้วกันนะ
I
เพิ่มเสียง
even
ผมนิ
need
ด
to
นึง
see
แล้วกัน
another timeout. I just like they're trying to like full
วันแรก
send
วันแรกอาจจะ
it
ไปนี่นะ
into
ทุกคน
sides. I know
อา
this
หาร
one's
เท
been
แคส
more of
ตั
an
ดเลยเหรอ
eco,
โอ้
but look
ชิ
at
บ
how
เบ้
well QTD choose to position their players
แค่
around
รู้
the
ไหม
map.
ผมแบบไม่ได้สตรีม3 วัน 4 วันที่แม่งแบบเหงาจริงนะเว้ยกูบอกไว้ก่อน
Position
เฮีย
because
คิดถึงพวกมึงว่ะ
pixel
W ว่ะแมน
angle.
W เบ้
And then like the perfect player, PKM as the neon.
เชียร์
The
เอฟเอแล้วไม่
relay
เชียร์
ball
ซิปโต้หรอ
to
เชียร์
A
ค
short
รั
is
บ
just
เชียร์สุด
too
ใจ
darn
ครั
good.
บ
Like, there's no way
ไอ้
that
เหี้ยตอนพวกกู
FULLSENSE
มา
is
ใช่ป่ะ
Op
ตอนพวกกูมาถึงอ่ะ
QT dig.
อุ้ยไอคิวให้คม
Deleted Urano. Able to find himself the double, and Kipe's
Oi.
in the fight as well. QTD
Oh,
looking to get
Kipe ลากไปสอง
aggressive.
ตัวได้ไงวะ
Messiah in the 1v1, his position now going to be noted by that neural theft. So he'll pop a prowler out, see if he can figure out where Sephiroth is as well. Both players pretty well aware of what's going on here. Sephiroth making no secret of where he's going to end
ไม่โดน
up. That Nightfall
สวยฟ้าเล่นดี
quite connect
พาเล่น
onto
ใจเย็น โอ้โห
Sephiroth,
แล้ว
but
ปื
it
นแม่ง
does
คนเลือน
deny
ไอ้
the
เหี้ย
plant for a second. Zai's being very patient. Wants to wait for that tap. Sephiroth does get it down, but that's given Messiah a chance to just creep out onto the next angle.
สวย
Doesn't hit the
บา
shot.
สไม่ต้องยิงดีกว่า
Sephiroth v
ไอ้
Messiah
เหี้ย
feels like a rivalry. You know, it feels like a fight we've seen so many times actually in this series so far, and I'd say by and large the majority of those fights are actually going the way of Sephiroth. This is another instance of it.
Maybe a credit
XIPTO ไหวคิวไหม
Odin as well, but you
ไหว
know.
ดีวะโอ้โหแต่มันให้คุมแล้วเว้ยโอ้โหชิมันล่ากไป2ตัวไอ้เหี้ย2รอบเลย
These
ทำได้ไงวะ
instances, This round just trades on top
น่า
of
กลัวเลยนะ
trades. Both teams
ค
wanting
ม
to
คมสวยสวยสวย
because of it. The night
อ๋อ
invested
ตอน
though,
พวกผมมา
Sephiroth
ใช่ป่ะ
does so well to
แบบ
play
ซิโต้
around
มา
it.
ถึงอ่ะ
Just showing a
เชี่ย
bit more of
ซี
that
เคก็ถึงพร้อมกันไหม
foresight
พวกผมมาจากประตู
as they
ซ้าย
mix
ซีเคมาจากประตูขวา
potential
เดินเข้ามาตรงกลาง
full sets.
มองหน้ากันไอ้เหี้ยแล้วโค้ชแม่งหัวโล้นๆเดินมา
Being held down by
What's up,
Margaret
man?
right now with that tour de force. He's pushed
ชนหมัด
quite far up
เหี้ยข้างหลัง
long.
ก็เป็นเอ็นเอสกับสไปโรนวอซับเด้อ
Allows the extra rotation of Sai back across to B.
ไอ้เหี้ยแม่งเป็นดูบีจัดไอ้เหี้ยเป็นโค้ชแบบแก๊งสเตอร์อะไอ้เหี้ยโค้ชแม่งเดิน
Already
ทับ
here,
ไอ้
being
แบบไอ้
taken
เหี้ย
though by FULLSENSE.
They're not
Moving a
haba-
little bit quicker in this round. Chip boys.
แต่มึงน่ารักนะมันเดินชนหมัดทุกคนเลย
B side as well. Now convergent paths out as well, and it's maybe not been quite as successful for FULLSENSE as they might have liked it to have been.
Timing.
Messiah turning
เฮ้ย
around at the
ส
wrong
วย
time. The middle of the map
มี
is
ฉากต่อยกันไหม
opening
ต่อย
up
กัน
here
เลย
for
เถอะไอ้เหี้ย
FULLSENSE. It's
อันนี้แย่งสล็อตที่หนึ่งเหรอ
really. They
ไม่ใช่
got
แย่ง
so
สล็อต
much
ครับอัน
pace
นี้ก็
so early
แข่
on
งขั
in
น
the
ไป
piece, but still have to deal with PKM here.
โอ
Sephiroth
เค
will be
แข่งขันไปแชมเปี้ยนครับอันนี้
sacrificial lamb for this one. Margaret in the 1v3, not impossible.
แต่หน้ามึงดูบูดๆอยู่นะเว้ยซีเคดอะ
especially from Garage.
ผมไม่รู้ว่าเชดได้ฟังสัมภาษณ์ซีเคดหรือเปล่านะครับแต่ว่าหลังจบเกมล่าสุดของเขานะ
Kind of
โค้ช
situation.
มันด่ายับเลยเว้ย
We'll start to work his
ด่า
way
ยับ
forward.
ออกแบบ
See if he can
กลาง
at least
สั
get
ม
this
ภาษณ์เลย
opener
อะ
onto Kahlua.
เฮ้ย
That
ใจ
is
เย็นใจเย็น
nice clean kill.
Oh, Jit boys.
Time is very much of the essence. That flank coming through from Jit Boys should be enough to win this round,
Shibai.
particularly if
Shibai.
Cruz can survive.
Oi,
Or maybe not.
Shibai.
Margaret, hang on a second.
Oh,
That was
baby.
close. Did win a nice clutch
Yeah.
over on split. This one would have been
Oh
even
my
better,
god
but not to be. FULLSENSE
ที่
will
น่า
get
กลัว
their
จัดไอ้
third.
สัตว์มึงบ้าหรือเปล่า
Close. Cruz does it with a
Yeah.
crowd spray right at the end. Oh man. But this is what you want to see from FULLSENSE, though. You know, it's just that more
โอ้เร็วดีพี่
concrete game plan. You had TPs
ตั๋ว
dropping
ตรง
back
นี้
from
ที่เพย์อิน
Cruz,
มีกี่ใบ
convergent path,
เพย์อิน
just
มีทั้งหมด
break things
12 ทีม
open.
ตั๋วมีทั้งหมด
As
4 ใบ
soon as
ครับ
they heard the tour de force, like they knew
12
A-side
ทีมนี้
is not the
ต้อง
place
คัด
to
ไป
go.
เพย์ออฟ4 ทีมครับผม
And like with it positioned more towards
เฮ้ย
Garage,
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
different positions being held. Off to the back of defender spawn makes things confusing, but Margaret still
Yeah,
landing
Margaret.
shots. He still has the op. FULLSENSE just contact play committing into A site.
โค้ชเป็นไงต่อนะอ๋อโค้ชซีเกตใช่ป่ะมันด่ายับเลยครับแบบเฮ้ยพี่ทีมบ้าไปพี่
Walking right into the crosshair of Margaret. They're just making it a little bit too easy for him at the moment.
มันด่ายับจริงมันบอกว่าทีมนี้แบบเข้าสนามมาเหมือนเตรียมตัวมาแพ้อะไม่แบบไม่สนอะไรแล้วแค่คิดว่าเข้าขึ้นสนามก็คิดว่าจะแพ้แล้วใจแม่งไม่ได้สักคนเลยโค้ชมาพูดอย่างเงี้ยมึงว่าไงวะ
Get anything
โค้ช
done
ซีเกต
against Messiah, and it's just Kahlua now as they try to chase him down. Yuran knows he's got him stuck in the corner, and they're all looking for that kill. Everybody wants it.
มันชื่อมาร์กาเร็ตไม่ใช่กูเรียกสั้นๆมาร์เก็ต
6-3, QTD holding on to a pretty
Yeah.
substantial lead in this
มาร์กาเร็ต
first
นี่คนที่
half.
เคยอยู่หนองชิมเหรอใช่ครับ
Yeah, keeping things flowing as well. They'll still be able to afford even if they lose an upcoming round.
Hina,
But this is just so big. I mean, contact play. That's
มึง
one
ใส่
thing,
ไข่มึง
but
เสียมึงไปดูสัมภาษณ์
that's
ดี
way too audible.
มึงก็เล่าให้กูฟัง
The
ไม่
TP
ใช่เหรอ
off to heaven. There's not much coverage from that point. Could understand wanting to take the op away or maybe a separate angle, but
ก็ต้องรอดูว่า
QTD just have way
จาก
too
กลุ่ม
much
สเตทมา
firepower
เพย์อิน
going
มัน
on
แก้อะไรกันมาหรือ
with
เปล่า
the double duelist, maybe also
ถ้า
Margaret as
เรา
well.
โค้ชอ่ะ
It's
ไม่
tough.
เดี๋ยวน้อยใจ
Now
อ
they're
อก
trying
ที
to
มกันหมดโอ้ย
continue to swap up positions, but FULLSENSE once again just double
Oi.
down into A.
สวัสดีทุกคนนะครับ
Boys again, very
จิ
quick.
ตบอยกู
This
แดง
time.
ปีกูมาคนเดียว
Not
แล้วก็โด
running
น
into
ดี
the
ออน
op,
ดิ
but
โอ้โห
running into PKM instead.
ไอ้
The
เหี้ย
result
พีเค
is
ไอ้
still
สัต
the
ว์นั่นส
same.
ไลด์มานัดเดียวมึงบ้าหรือเปล่า
He's left alone
KAIJ
by
เนี่ย
the rest of FULLSENSE who didn't quite follow him
Yeah.
in. Sephiroth over on the lurk towards C will be dealt with as well, and Primi falling too. Nothing of substance in this round for FULLSENSE at the
เที่ยแมป
moment.
เพเวนมันโหดอยู่นะเว้ย QTD อ่ะเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
Probably
เฮ้ย
nothing of substance at all as Yuran gets an easy 2K, and that is QTD
เย็ด
up 7-3. So they've confirmed an advantage at the end of this half at the
จะได้
very
จำเป็นเว
least.
ทีไหมเห็นครับ
For sure.
ตอน
a lot
จำไม่
more
มาไลฟ์
material.
เศร้ามากเห็นรถเข็นขายถั่วแล้วนึกถึงหัวถั่วแบบจัดเลยโอ้โหเป็นตัวเดียว
I mean,
กลับมาแล้วครับทุ
it's
กคนส
also
วัส
a
ดี
little
นะครับ
questionable, but I imagine maybe that's what that timeout from before was about. You know, you start to see like that little mental
ถ้าสาย
switch
นี้
up
ได้
in
ตัวเจอ
FULLSENSE.
ใครเจอ
They're
หนอง
playing
ชิ
a
ป
bit more fearless
อันนี้
now,
เจอ
just
ทีวันปะ
running
ของ
in.
ฟูเซนเจอทีวัน
But that round was not it.
ส่วน
Like, you had an
เดี๋ยวกู
eco, you had an
XIPTO
overdrive, that was
ฟู
all.
เซน
And
ชนะเจอ
you know,
ที
maybe
วัน
a Bucky as well.
ทิป
But
โต
like,
ชนะเจอหนอง
he's
ชิป
the only one charging at the forefront. JitBoy
พี่วิกหลอกพักอยู่ครับตอนเนี้ย
down by PKM that slide. There's just nothing else going
Please,
on.
bro.
Like, that's all of
What
us
the
right now. I
fuck
mean,
เมื่อวานหลังจากไอ้เหี้ย
cooking
ไอ้
up
มึง
the
บูชายันเหรอ
rituals, praying for a full sense to see if they can serve
ได้
up a
มาเส
little
ร็จแล้ว
bit
ครับ
more
ตอนนี้เสร็จแล้ว
of
ช่วงหนึ่งเหลือ
an
อีก
entertaining game, I suppose. You've got the timeout now from
ช่วงหนึ่ง
Frost,
ก็
and
คือ
we'll see what that can provide.
ตอน
Otherwise,
แข่ง
though, I
XIPTO
mean,
ครับ
still, it's Margaret, it's PKM.
มือวางเอฟเฟกต์โดนเลยมอบตัวเดี๋ยวนี้เลยไม่ใช่ครับคุณโลผมดูเอฟเฟกต์ตั้งนานแล้วผมดูตั้งแต่แบบแรก
So darn good.
สบายไหมล่ะจะนั่งดูคนเดียวเอาแล้วพวกเองมานั่งไหมพวกเองมานั่งตักข้าไหมอุ้ยจะอยู่ไหนครับจะอยู่สนามครับ
2 rounds left in the half here for FULLSENSE that feel pretty important.
กลับไทยวันไหนซื้อข้อความมาฝากด้วยนะได้เลย
It's a workable
หวัง
position.
ว่าจะได้กลับไทยทีหลังปูซาน
Lose the
เพราะว่า
pistol
จะ
there,
ได้
I think it's
น้อง
gonna
ๆ
be
ชนะ
really
ยา
problematic.
ว
So
ๆอุ้ยอุ้ย
I think FULLSENSE are a little bit concerned about their proceedings thus far. We'll
What's
try
up, Bobby
our
Max? What's
hand
up, bro?
over in the other
Goodbye.
direction. This time JitBoy just deletes Margaret. That is a little bit against the grain.
PKM เด็กอะคาเดมี่ทีวันเหรอใช่เหรอ
Something that QTD now have to worry about.
Little ideas, sprays and spams, but Euron's in a deep position.
เฮ้ยไอ้คิดมันเดินมาตอนไหนเนี่ย
Now we'll see if he gets cleared out.
ปล่อยฟ้าได้ครบ
Will be. And Sephiroth
อุ้ยไอ้ฟ้าได้
just
ครบ
knew PKM
Hey.
was coming. That neural theft. Getting all the info that's needed.
Why?
Euron's position
Yeah,
also
super time out
uncovered as a
by
result
Frost,
of it. It's
man.
worked out perfectly for FULLSENSE. The opening kill making
Yeah.
this round so much
W
easier.
time out by Frost bro
FULLSENSE up to 4.
อันนี้จะได้เสียงไงผมไม่ได้ผมไม่ได้ยินเสียงเกมเลย
Finding value as the head coach. You see it
Yeah.
right off the
กูเรียก
rip,
แบบ
but
ไม่มีเสียงเกม
they
มันก็เหงาอยู่นิดนึง
expect
นะ
Margaret to be
ไอ้เหี้ย
holding
เอ้ย
the angle off the timeout. Like that's their default. That's what they're
กูต้องจินต
probably
นาการ
going to
เอา
do. We
ว่ะ
go on faster, take him down with the sprays, and then from that point
คุย
forward,
เถอะ
it's like just a bit of foresight from the rest of the FULLSENSE players as well. Sephiroth, neural theft, just spraying down in the position and into the smokes just in case there's
แม่
another
บุกแม่ประกันแม่บุกครับแม่บุก
space. It's a
การไหว
flawless.
ไหมคอมนี้กดดีเลยได้เยอะอะ
Certainly gives FULLSENSE more of a leg to stand on for the second half. But now met with a
เฮ้ย
lot of
ไอ้
resistance.
เหี้ยอะไรเนี่ยไอ้สัตว์เฮ้ยมันฉีดยาเว้ยมันเพิ่มบูทเว้ย
Straight
แช
up
ท
at the
เนี่ย
Beto now.
There's
Pak
no
Kong
defense on
ว่ะ
B side right now, so fair enough.
ทำไมพี่ไม่ได้ยินเหมือนเขาปรับเซตติ้งงงไปหน่อยวะเดี๋ยว
Hunting for a pick as well, and he'll be given it by JitBoys.
เดี๋ยวต้องบอกเขาหลัง
QTD
สตรีม
in
เสร็จว่าช่วย
danger
แก้ให้หน่อย
of
ครับ
dropping
เฮี
this
ย
fifth round, although Messiah spamming back on through. Does catch a little bit of a tickle there onto Cruz.
เดี๋ยวนะ where you go
He's on site.
Time, a bit of a factor right
at
here. Primi
16th
needing to activate, but an awkward spot to do it from. Messiah has the double for himself now. Margaret spotting the fight out in middle. PKM chasing his way in. It's Messiah to find that trade and the Nightfall to go through as well. Kalua just has to run. Defuse is on. There's no way he can do anything about it at all. And we'll walk straight into the crosshair
ที่แล้ว
of
เรา
Margaret.
90
That
สตรีม
is
ครับ
8 to
it's
4.
okay with you good
FULLSENSE, they got some
everything
space, but they just lost too many players
Sure.
on that post plan.
thank you so much
And so, second half, that I think it's going to be a tough one for FULLSENSE here.
A little bit. I wonder how Big Time
Oh,
feels about this one
maybe
now. I mean, watching his brother's composition maybe get butchered. Like, the first few rounds, yeah, okay, you know, we want to see what QT Dig does. We write it off.
Okay.
But, like,
มา
towards most
การ
of
แชท
it,
ช่องไทยเล็ก
especially
กัน
in
เล
the
ย
middle
มันก็
portions,
นะรู้มือว่ะอีก
it's
เหี้ย
just
เลย
not much else to say for
นะ
FULLSENSE.
แต่ก็
Like,
ขอบคุณ
it's
ทุกคนนะค
almost
รับ
as
ที่
though
น่ารัก
Frost
กันเสมอมา
had
นะ
to
W เบ
remind the
เลิฟยูออ
guys.
เบ
Like,
ทำไมตอน
we're
ทำ
playing
จำไม่ได้
double
มันไม่
duels
ขึ้น
now.
หร
It's
อ
not the Sentinel, it's not the
บางทีมันชอบ
deadlock
บั๊กครับ
anymore. We
มัน
need
ต้อง
to
แบบ
be
รออะไรไม่รู้ว่ามาลี it's okay
going for plays, set plays, going a bit
โอ้โห
faster.
ACS
And then
290 เลยเหรอ
as soon as they try to do that,
เฮ้ยมองตัวเอง
QT
หน่อยวะ
matches their pace.
เฮ้ยนั่น
Like,
กูเหรอ
they
วะ
go on
เหี้ย
faster
เอา
as
ดี
well. You still have B side being taken.
Chopper
Doesn't
เมื่อวาน
matter.
เป็นไง
Margaret's in position. He
นอก
always
จาก
had
แมป
that
2 นะ แม
one
ป
in his pocket to get back out towards
จุ๊
A-Link. So it's an off angle. He
แต่
gets
แบบนี้
it
เลยเหรอโห
killed.
ดจัด
And in that last round as well, it's a very
Yeah.
smart choice by Euron to send in a deeper blaze wall to keep the FULLSENSE players confused about a potential flank or a potential, you know, late lurk off towards the top of A long. And because like more players are like distracted by all these different spots, the players on site just chop down bit by bit to the only point where Primi
ช่อง
is the
ไทย
last
รัน
one
จัด
left.
เหรอ
You can only get down
คู่
one
ใด
because
สองคู่เลยเหรอจ๊ะวันนี้
Odin,
ใช่
the
ครับอันนี้
Russian
คู่แรก
for
ฟูลเซนคู่
PKM,
2
it's
ซิปโต้ครับ
just so relentless.
เดี๋ยวจบ
Again,
คู่นี้ผมต้อง
this
โพสต์
meta, this
เฮ้ย
composition but it works out very nicely for QT Dig on this
ไป
map.
เกาหลีแล้วอยากไปจีนต่อด้วยเลยไหมล่ะอู้ชาถูยังสักยังคือตอนแรกเหมือนจะมีอะไรให้สปอยเกี่ยวกับประเทศจีนนะเรื่องแชมป์แต่ตอนนี้ยังไม่มีว่ะแชมป์ก็รอก่อนละกันเผื่อมีอะไรเดี๋ยวมาสปอยให้ฟังจะนั่งข้างบนเวทีเหรอคือมันเป็นเวทีอยู่ชั้นล่างอันนี้ผมอยู่ชั้นบนครับ
He's got that headhunter. It's not going to be put to good use just yet.
อันไหนดูที่พิกเต้าได้หรือไม่ได้
Margaret as well.
ต้องได้นะไม่ได้นี่มีเสี่ยวนะเดี๋ยวมากินโลละ
Wants a bit of a forward hold over towards A now, knowing that his teammates are coming across and that there seems to be a bit of
เดิน
presence.
ขึ้นมาอย่างงี้คิวโดนแฟดคิวหลบไม่ทันโอ้
Ill-fated decision.
โอ้ยตันโดดด้วยนะ
Too late.
โอ้
FULLSENSE are now locked it out
โอ้
on
มัน
the
เอาเชอ
side.
รี่ไป
Plan's
โอ้ยสวย
gone
พี่ทีม
down.
ได้ไง
Cruz
ไม่
has
รู้แต่สวยครับ
managed
พี่
to
เงี้ย
find himself one onto Messiah with a little bit of spam.
สมมติเอช็อตวางเป้ารอ
With a pretty
แล้วมีของอะไรป่าววะแล้วมีบายปะ ไม่มีบายมีแต่วาร์ป
Jump out of heaven. Your own is going to deal with one. Margaret and PKM the others, and now it's all about Cruz. Can't get it done. QT Dig will take the second half pistol, and they are starting to home in on a map win here against FULLSENSE to force
โดน
Summit.
ปะเนี่ย14ปะเนี่ย
Yeah, unless we start to see more rounds from FULLSENSE,
Map
it
buộc
really
luôn
feels
nha.
like exactly what you're saying, Jordan. Both pistols being claimed by QTD, and
โอ้โห
just so much conviction.
ชิปโต้
with
ซ้อม
how
มา
they
พร้อม
wanna
แข่ง
hit
ไหม
the
พร้อมอยู่
site.
แล้วครับอุ้ยปานคำสั่งซับ7 เดือนครับปาน
Almost
ขอบคุณ
looks
ครับ
as
ผ
though
ม
Premi actually caught by a bit
ดู
of
ดิคือจอ
indecision
ไม่
as
ไม่
well,
ตัว
just
ค่าได้
thinking
เป็น
about
แบบว่าซุปเปอร์
as
แช
he
ท
went
หรือว่า
to
เป็น
site
บิดดีกว่าครับมันจะได้
or
อ่าน
back
ได้
off
ครับ
and
ขอโทษนะทุกคนนะ
the rotations coming
ยังไม่
in a little
ไม่ได้
bit
ตั้ง
later
ไว้
as
ครับ
well.
ผม
It's tough.
มันไอ้นี่
Now it's
เกิน
Margaret with the
เดี๋ยวผม
Marshall
ถามเขาได้นะพรุ่งนี้ผมมา
1
สตรีม
point.
เซตอัพเดิมไหมถ้าเซตอัพเดิมจะได้แบบทำไว้เลยคนละ2 ใน 35สตรีมสตรีมคำน้องซีขอบคุณครับ
Taken for QTD
มุม
for
กล้อง
a
อะไรเนี่ย
moment.
เอามนคือมุมกล้องสนามครับน้องชาย
FULLSENSE have got numbers on this A side though.
คู่10 โต้สตรีมไหมสตรีมแต่ว่า
Does not
คู่10 โต้
spot
ตอนจะ
anything.
จบแมปอะไรเงี้ยผมต้องลงไปก่อนนะทุกคนนะผมแบบไม่ได้ดูถึงจบนะเก็ตปะแบบ2 ราวสุดท้าย3 ราวสุดท้ายผมจะหายไป
All the way past it.
นะครับผม
At this point, if well, FULLSENSE pushing up.
โอ้โห
Iran.
โอ้โห
Okay,
โอ้โห
what?
เยี่ย
Where's that? Where's that come from at all? Margaret with
damn bro
Well,
Okay.
I mean I guess that's one way to win a round.
Like, I always knew they had the guns. But that was a bandit. And Euron's just...
โฮลี่แล้วจะกลับมาไหมกลับมาก็แบบสัมภาษณ์ระหว่างแมปเสร็จแล้วก็กลับมาดูแมป2เหมือนเดิมครับแฟกบอยสวัสดีครับ
an anti-eco ace. We can do one as well. We can get multi-kills. But this was
เอา
just
พวกกูไปด้วยเหรอมันเอาไปไม่ได้ดิกูอยากเอาไปอยู่นะ แต่ว่า
positions. Margaret
คือผมถามเขาเรื่อง
pushing all the way
IL
back if
หรือว่าแบบ
they were to
เดินพา
rotate,
ดู
if
สนาม
FULLSENSE were
อะไร
to
อย่าง
push
นี้
out.
ได้ไหมตอนสตรีมอ่ะ
QTD just had multiple
เขาบอกก็อยากให้ทำนะ แต่ปัญหาคือว่าผมต้องเดินแบ็กสเตจหลังเวทีอะไรเยอะใช่ไหมแล้วก็มันจะกลัวแบบมีอะไรแบบหลุดหรือลีกไปที่มันไม่ควรเขาเลยบอกว่าเสียดายแต่ขอโทษนะอย่าเลยดีกว่าครับก็กินเนาะสวยกล้อง
Good shot from Kahlua to
เฮ้ย
start
ไอคิว
things
เนียน
off.
ไอคิวเนียน
Right
ไอ
about
คิวเนียน
Premi
จัด
though. He's
ไอคิว
here.
เนียนจัดไอคิวเนียนจัดไอ
Biding
คิว
his
ไอ
time.
คิว
Oh, he sees so much, but what can he do? He can deny the plant here. Messiah actually going to be allowed to plant, but Premi
โหไอเชี่ยมึงใจนิ่งเกินเว้ย
executing right after
Ui,
that
Chip
fact.
Boy.
Chip Boy's also spotting out Kippe. This Margaret left alone,
มึงนิ่ง
who's
เกิน
now
ไป
been
เว้ย
seen on short, and they expect that multiple player
สวย
swing to come through. FULLSENSE
ไอเชี่ยมึงนิ่ง
will
จัดอะ
convert
เอา
that
ดี
one pretty easily. QTD just failing to clear the corner. It's brought them unstuck.
เฮ้ยใครเลี้ยงกูฟันนะกูบอกว่าอีดอก
but still
Aku
needing a
left
lot
it in the
more.
serve
I
lah.
mean,
ไม่เอานะ
all
ไม่
the
เลี้ยงกันนะ
different
โอเคไหม
players sneaking past. But it's a smart call nonetheless by FULLSENSE. A bit of a bait and switch. Killua, seemingly the only A player.
เออ
And of course, it's going to be that
ไม่เอา
fast
นะทุกคน
lane.
ขอแบบน่ารักน่ารัก
FULLSENSE are kind of
นะครับ
privy to, so Premi plays around the corner. Not to mention the kills and like Jit Boys, Cruz, Sephiroth, they all find their own as well. But then like you got to think about
เฮ้ยโอ้โห
what could happen then if
ไอ้
QT
เหี้ย
didn't
มาเต็ม
go
สนาม
for
เลย
that
เมื่อกี้
full commitment
ไอ้
into
เหี้ย
the
แม่งตะ
site.
โกนไอ้เหี้ยดังลั่นสนามเลยไอ้สัตว์
B as well. It's so quick, it's so fast, but we'll have a listen into FULLSENSE to see how they resist this.
วางกระดาษนะได้ปีได้แล้วเอ้ย
เฮ้ย
พี่ดิ
เธอได้ฟังให้กูแล้วบอกกูจะมาคุยอะไรกันวะ
กระดาษมาเฮ้ยโอ้ยตัวนึงกระดาษตัวจะพัดไม่มีตัวกลางอยู่กลางเลยว่ากระดาษชื่อกระดาษไปเลย
สัตว์ในสนามเปิดของ QT ในสตรีมเปิดของ FULLSENSE กูทำยังไงวะ
ซ้าย
โอ้ยจิตบอยโอ้ยนิดเดียววินเบิลนะ
Well, they didn't resist it very well, I have to say.
เขาคุยว่าไปตลาดมาเหรอ
Scramble away to save his gun, and QTD are looking so comfortable right now on Haven.
คือจะรู้ได้ไงว่าเราใกล้จบอย่างน้อยก็แบบใกล้เม็ดพอยต์อะใครขึ้น11ก่อนอะไรอย่างเงี้ยผมก็ต้องไปรอก่อน
Can't find any points to try and disagree
มึง
with
ฟังใคร
that.
ไม่ออกหรอไอ้เหี้ยกูไม่ได้ยินเสียงมันกูไม่ได้ยินเสียงเกมแล้วเว้ยตอนเนี้ย
Sudden
กู
full
นั่งสตรีม
commit.
แบบไม่มีฟังเสียง
Yeah,
เกมมัน
players
พูดว่าไง
putting
วะ
pressure on other points towards C, maybe a bit of long, and then suddenly the garage swing comes through with Margaret.
กูทำไงอะ
He doesn't just
มึง
find
บอกกู
one
สิ
as well, like has an additional bit of
ป่ะไอ้เหี้ย
coverage
ป่ะ
from
อันนี้
Kipping.
มึงเล่นน้องคิวกูเหรอไอ้ดอกป่ะ
And that just foils the entire retake because it's a separate position that FULLSENSE can't, launch off of. Your numbers
เขาบอกจีจัด
disadvantage.
หัวทั่วเหรอใช่เหรอ
So I don't know, man. It's
แล้วมึงจะใส่หูฟังทำเชี่ยอะไร
Singer
เอาไม่ไง
now, and they really need to
แล้วกู
put
ทำไง
more
เนี่ย
rounds up, but this one goes down. Economy's bad. Everything's bad. Map point bad. QT dig.
ถัดหน่อยย้อน
good.
ฟังจะเลื่อนใครเลื่อนกูพอ
That's
นะครับ
premium now.
ไม่งั้นกูฟันหมด
Contact play here from QTD straight into that B side.
โอ้เฮียแล้วบีแม่งชิว
Worked
จัด
out
เลยว่ะมันอ่าน
nicely.
ขาดจัด
Decided
เลย
to
ว่ะ
get
แชท
that plan down quick.
สวัสดีจ้าเราดูแล้วชอบมากโอ้ยขอบคุณครับบูด็อกขอบคุณครับผ
Real
ม
pressure once again here
ดีใจที่ชอบดีใจที่ชอบ
to try to retake that B site. They don't have a lot of ultis to work with, so Premier's going to be sent in to just see if he can have a little bit of a look.
Chip
JJaz overwhelming
Chip boy.
PKM,
Chip
and he's found
boy.
himself the double, so this might be something at least for FULLSENSE. Margaret dropping
W
down
retake
to
ว่ะ
Messiah and Kippe. Try to keep this one alive. Bit of spam coming through. Messiah good for one,
ส
but no
วย
more than that. And so
ทำได้ทำได้ทำได้ทำได้คัมแบ็กได้
will
เว้ย
secure themselves a sixth, but it
ห้า
really
เอา
just
เอง
feels
เส
like
มอ
they're kind of trying to delay the inevitable. They're not really quite mounting this comeback yet.
มึงเลี้ยงแชทแชทฟันมึงได้ปะล่ะระวังกูฟัน
Not
ก่อน
too
ดิ
bad, though. I do love to see the effort. Even though, like,
กูพูดจริงๆ
it
นะ
looked for a moment like Premium might have been hit by.
กูอยู่กับไอ้หมีนะกูรู้สึกว่ากูอะเลื่อนขึ้นจริงนะเว้ย
A way to
มันคือเกิดอะไรไม่รู้คู่ส้มๆพอดีน้องมาตื่นมา VLR มีปัญหา
the
นะครับ
positioning from
คือฟนัตติ
QTD.
ผมชิวจัดอ่ะ
So we've seen now,
อันนี้เราเจอที่หนึ่งของ J8 เลยเหรอครับใช่ครับ
comfortable B retakes.
ที่นี่
C,
กี่
though,
โมง
has
ที่นี่
always been
6 โมงครึ่งครับ
more of an issue,
18 นาฬิกา
especially so
30 นาที
far early on this second half. But FULLSENSE now, SF4 pushing up.
สวยเทคเอตัน
Remy gets the better of PKM. Maybe this is where FULLSENSE can look to start to come alive. Prowler spotting out that trip.
Hello.
Messiah's just gonna
เฮ้ยทุกคนพี่วิกมาพี่วิกมาขอไปเรียนนะทุกคน
This is a very
Hello,
strange
hello,
post plan though for
there's a
QTD, and I
headphone there
wonder
as
how
well.
that looks for FULLSENSE if they expect
W's.
Margaret for Sephiroth.
I know how to,
under a lot of
like,
pressure
turn it
here,
on,
just gonna
though.
try and duck away. Hopes for some
Yeah.
assistance. Doesn't get it in time.
Yes, it
but
works. I
Margaret
think it works.
can't double down.
ทุกคนสวัสดีพี่วิกเร็วสวัสดีพี่วิกเร็ว
Top of the spike with a judge in hand.
ฮัลโหลพี่วิก
Has to probably find a multi-kill right
Hello,
here.
Cap.
Premier going to be the first benefactor
Hello.
of a shot
พี่
in
วิก
his
just came back
direction,
from
but Chip Boys
VCT EMEA
put
right
that
Yeah,
one
Berlin.
too short.
Berlin.
Oh, Kippe's in behind.
Crazy.
They had no idea.
This morning.
This could be
10
another one
a.m.
for QTD.
เพิ่งกลับมาจากเบอร์ลิน
Cruz has to
วันนี้
pull off a
10 โมง
miracle.
เช้าแล้วก็มางานต่อเลย
Iran is
เฮ้ย
wins that
ครูซ
duel,
1v1
but still needs
And
more.
FULLSENSE
Kippe.
is making it
The
3
time's on
mapper,
his
but
side. I don't think Cruz is going to be able to get this done. Kippe with the 3K and QTD are up to 12.
insane Guys, delay 10 seconds.
Just massive round. Little attempt by
Who do you got for this
Cruz,
game?
but
I put FULLSENSE.
ultimately
What
was
about next?
all the positions. You called it, Jordan.
No.
It looks
Okay.
odd.
It's
It looks
5-5-5.
messy,
Let's
but
go.
because of it, as a result, Kippe manages to
Do you
slip
guys in
up
Thailand call
behind.
it 555 or
You had Margaret, drawing
Like
the
before?
attention away.
Uh-huh.
Multiple
Yeah.
So you were
players
saying how?
on
Yeah.
other
Okay.
portions. Messiah was the
But when,
only
like
one just
we
skipping the
watched
flat
the
down, and that
English
was it.
Stream
They keep saying
Allowed
555.
yeah they keep saying 555 and now it's like 555
Yeah. I told
We're a
them.
force now for Margaret.
They're like, no, but we're English. And I'm like, but it's a Thai
Has
team.
managed to
bitches."
tuck himself in.
XIPTO took over, so I have nothing to say anymore.
We have a little bit of backup here from Cruz in a second, and that's going to be the end of Iran. Not a position that QTD are going to be feeling
So you
too
think
confident
FULLSENSE
about
comes
digging
back?
out at this point. Now that Cruz
you
has
care
also
about them
showed his
anymore?
face,
I do
PKM
they're still my boys
hoping for a mistake from JJaz, but not going to be getting it.
It's pretty cool. We could have 2
Sephiroth
Thai
in a
teams
position
going
as
to
well. We'll
playoffs.
see what Margaret can
3
try to
Well,
pull off for the team, though.
I think that's probably the only way that
feel like
QTD gets back into this round.
You know, I'll be happy
They
with
would
2.
need Margaret to pick up
I would
a
be
kill or two
happy
on
like
this
with 1 for sure.
Yeah.
2 would be good. 3 would be
Sephiroth
awesome.
has pushed his
Yeah.
way forward.
That would be
Maybe
sick.
Yep.
Messiah can get a bit of work done, but again, like I said, Sephiroth v Messiah, it has typically gone
And then I think
towards the
it would
FULLSENSE
become
side of
like
things,
Valorant
and this time
versus
again,
Korea Valorant.
Yep.
Margaret with at least 1, but that's nothing as far as QTD
Alright,
are
FULLSENSE, come
concerned.
back.
PKM
I got
tasked with a
got
1v4,
to
no
watch
spike
XIPTO.
control. It is well and truly
Possible.
over
I
this
changed my
round.
prediction this morning. I landed and I was like,
just everyone
nah.
to
I
try to
actually picked secret first and then I
really
changed my
fourth
mind this morning.
maybe
I
off
landed,
of
I was
Premi.
like,
They don't
Why?
want to afford
30
'Cause I
seconds left.
any
just
unnecessary
think
deaths either
XIPTO
because money is pretty tight for FULLSENSE, if I
don't
do
wanna
say
get
so.
Okay.
That's clean.
Oh, I like
Still
secret.
needing
They
a
have
little
like
bit more though. I
Singaporean-
mean,
like one
it's
Singaporean
round to
player on the
round,
team.
and we see
Spin
little
is back.
instances
Yep.
where
Here are the
FULLSENSE
people on secret
manage
I
to
like.
get away with like
What?
a
Zipto.
little one and done position, trying to read the map, but it's not the easiest thing because QT Dig just
I mean,
managed to send it different rounds.
The boys
They
are
have
confident
strats that
in
we
the
haven't
game.
really seen too much of either, just like the previous one.
did you watch the
So
post
it
match for
constantly keeps
a secret?
FULLSENSE on their toes, especially
last
now
game?
again that they are up
When
against map
Spin-
point. They have
He
the
went all out.
advantage
Yeah.
of
It was
It felt
economy.
like
crazy.
I felt like
See
I
if
was
they
his
can
therapist.
string
Like I
that
needed
together.
to get a notebook and let him lay on the couch because he was just letting out all his
Yeah.
feelings.
QT Dig
It was crazy. I was like, what the
on a
fuck?
mission towards the
I
A
said to turn
side.
on my voice.
KM
Is this better?
Are you okay, man?
that
Yeah.
approach. Primi there with
Yeah,
Sephiroth
that was crazy.
to hold them at bay for the
Yeah.
moment.
I didn't think he would like go all in.
Having a bit of
It was
trouble
like
closing
he
this
didn't get to
map
talk
out
to
at
his
the
team
moment.
yet. It's like something
Probably
you should
not
say in the coaches
in a
you
position
know,
where
the
it's
player
too
room
scary
after,
just
and
yet,
he didn't
but
get to,
another
and he just
couple
let out all
rounds
his
and
feelings.
FULLSENSE are going to start
And then
to
after
feel
he
like a
probably
real
went to the
chance
team
at
and said,
making
"Go
this
watch the
comeback
interview." And
in the overtime.
We just met him like today, like when we walked in. He seems nice.
Spin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I'd say
nice.
maybe 3 or 4.
Nice guy, funny
Okay,
accent.
Drone out.
Yep. Australian, innit? Right?
No.
No?
British.
British.
Flash
British.
there for
British.
him around, but it's not going to
Yeah.
help him out too much.
He was
Strike down A.
the former GE coach when Morgan was.
That's the end of that. So another round for FULLSENSE.
Okay. Okay.
Not too bad.
OT.
But yeah, I mean, like you're saying, Jordan, as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe.
that's where I
I
do
mean-
hold my tongue
Okay.
because
Confirmed.
QTD, if you look
QT
at all their
Dig
challenges
haven't
matches
used
have
their timeouts yet.
long
They can always
streaks
pull
and
one
then
off.
they always
have a
choke
lot of
or
ultimates that
reverse.
They're
Yep.
trying to build up on.
So
It's up to FULLSENSE.
totally happen.
I mean, that's why comebacks
I
are
think
always
they're-
tough.
it's
like,
You
what,
have
4
to
more?
Be able to anticipate
Possible.
potential plays. But when
What's
you're
on
up
his
against
face?
an opponent that you
It's
haven't
for
had
his
that much
pimples.
experience
Oh,
with,
pimple
unless
stickers?
you know, other than like scrims or whatever,
Oh, it's timeout time.
it's not
I
the
have to
easiest
say-
thing.
So, sorry, what?
Oh no,
to do.
their coach.
Yep.
He looks
They've
like
done pretty
he's like
well now
a
with
beatboxer
how
or
quickly
musician
they
on
are
the streets of
rotating
Tokyo.
off of
He's got
early
that vibe.
pressure, you know,
The
that
whole
round was
team,
the
like, we stay at the
such a
same
rate
boot
that
camp.
Premi had.
Oh, you
They
do?
still
Yeah,
hit
and
for
the way they
7
dress, like
PM,
it's
so
like
everyone just
a
gets
rapper
into-
team.
Oh,
Gets
They're so
involved
cool.
with the
Yeah, they're
hold
so cool.
around
They
A
like
site,
they're
and
swaggy.
they managed to find numbers off of that. But in some of these,
นี่แหละวันนี้จัดแกว่าไม่มึงเข้าใจป่ะตอนนี้กูฝึกไว้ก่อนเดี๋ยวกูต้องไปล่ามไง I'm actually here to do like the translation for the team.
fact that
Yeah.
Yeah.
there could be some kind
I
of a
heard you
trick
didn't show
play
up to
from
the last
QTD.
It's not that I did not show up.
I wasn't working that day, but I was watching, and then they were just like
FULLSENSE.
making PTC do your job.
VMix was not working.
It's not
crazy
just for me all the time.
tactic.
For me and Jit
Making
Boys could be
PTC do
great in
extra
a
work.
retake. I don't
Van's
know
been
about an
struggling
early
so
pick.
many years.
Well, maybe
Damn.
now that
CS,
Premi has an op, it
Val,
could be a
and then
It's good. He got to
translating.
show his, like, you
I'm
know,
also
his
thinking about Sephiroth and
translation
Killa
thing
able.
as well. It's
The
good.
information that they retrieve, the
JJaz is like
anchor
cut beans. Last
potential
time was
that they
peanut,
have
now
on
it's cut
sites.
beans.
Okay.
So it's
เฮ้ยมึงไปสอนอะไรเขาเนี่ยพวกเชี่ย
Barrage
เอ้ย
maybe a little bit towards
ไอ้สัตว์
B
เขายัง
as
จำได้อยู่เลย
well.
ว่าพวกมึงเรียกกูว่าถั่วเนี่ย
Again, okay, Killa.
กูจะรู้อ่ะ
Premi not spotting anything out towards C as well.
Doing a thing.
เดี๋ยวดูเรานี่กัน If they get this round Ultra in
It's a tense round.
OT,
Easy comeback.
OT.
Not great.
ควายน้
A bit of a push
Oh,
down.
hell no.
See
Kwai
Long here from
Nam?
FULLSENSE, so
Oh.
that's a
Who?
bucket load of information.
You
that's gonna be
remember?
useful
Chat taught
to
you
them.
that word?
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course I remember.
Okay, yep.
So
Kwai
still
Nam.
enough, and
Hope here that if it
พวก
does
เชี่ย
go
พวกมึงนะไอ้สัตว์
cruise,
สอนเฮียเนี่ย
fall back over to A if necessary.
Well, I
and
know all
they
those
just
words you just
decide
said.
to have
I
that
saw-
space be what they want. And QTD making some inroads over
Peanut
towards A.
guy.
Spike though is not
They
confirmed
keep
in
bullying
that
me, bro.
direction.
Look
So
at them.
You
now
know,
this is just all
do you
over
have
the
a
place for QTD.
Yes, I do.
They're trying
Do you
to
call her Jelly?
toy
So
with
you
the
guys are like
rotate,
peanut
see
butter
if they
jelly?
can find an entry, and they have managed to get into the site relatively clean.
Her name
Drone's
is
going to be dealt
Butter.
with, and now
Like no, in
Viper
Thai,
down
no.
as well.
Really?
Yeah,
So
and
this
I'm
is
the
Blank
peanut,
goes
so
through.
the
Might
peanut
expect
butter.
to see that convergent path's getting ripped though by Primi, and that'll be the go signal for
Wait,
FULLSENSE.
is
They've
this
gone straight
Primi?
into
Is this
Messiah.
it?
A 2 for 2 as far as Primi and Messiah are
2v1
concerned, but then the rest of the
operator
trades
retake
coming
now.
through as well. Leave Cruz alone. Yoran sent back.
No.
How could
Don't
you
be dumb, Ted.
possibly make a
There's no way.
retake happen?
Cruz, you're
Against a
him, bro.
crossfire like
That
this,
crossfire
it
is
should
kinda
be
crazy, though.
impossible.
But he's landing his shot
Cruz
today.
will need an
shit,
absolute
he has
miracle to save this game. It's
Okay.
not going to
Ah.
happen. We are going to map 3. 13-6 as QTD take map 2.
Similar
โอ้
scoreline
แบบสามไม่เฮี
in
ย
the first map
ส
of
ปิด
Split,
มึงว่าไง
but
วะแช
this
ทไหว
time
ไม่ไหว
a different Victor.
โอ้ยทุกคนน่ารัก
Had
มาก
it
มันไม่มีใคร
all
เดือดเลย
throughout
น่ารั
the
กที่สุด
first half.
ต้องงี้ดีกว่าแชท
Just running away with their attack side.
WP Wing แมน WP
QTD
Wing แมน
running circles around full
Ma'am,
sense at
Sam,
times
sure.
because of players like PKM. But on this one, Margaret, especially on the defense with that op as well,
เมื่อกี้มันจะโดนตีเพื่อนนะกูว่า
put
เมื่อกี้
the
โดนส
sense
โล
of
ป่าวะใช่ปะ
fear into full sense.
เชี่ย
I
กู
mean,
ขวาไม่ได้
had them
ไม่ได้ดู
thinking,
บนบัตรแดง
questioning things. 2 timeouts called out in the first half, and you really start to see the effects of it.
Yeah, 100%. Quite a lot of
มึง
what we
จริง
saw
สับ
here
กู
from
จริงอะไรวะ
Margaret in particular. He was, I think, a lot more impactful in this second map in comparison to map 1.
สัตว์แต้มกู
Working pretty hard
กูชอบอ่ะ
and get
เอ
the
อ
sort of more
แต่ไอ้คุยกับ
aggressive
พี่วิ่งหน่อยก็
fights.
ขำๆแบบว่าแบบพี่วิ่งเพิ่งกลับมา
Solid moments out from
เพื่อใครไม่รู้นะครับ
FULLSENSE as
พี่วิ่ง
well.
เขา
It
เพิ่ง
does
กลับ
have
มา
to
จาก
be said,
เยอร
but
มัน
end of the
ไปดู
day,
ยุโรปมาเมื่อวาน
it was a complete
แล้ว
role
กลับวัน
reversal,
นี้
right?
ถึง
With
ตอนเช้า
map
มา
1,
งาน
it
ต่อ
really did feel
นะครับ
like
ผม
it was an
แล้ว
inevitability
ก็นั่งเชียร์
actually
ฟูเต้นถามว่า
that
คู่ต่อไปเชียร์
FULLSENSE
ใคร
was
เขา
gonna
บอก
get
ชิ
through that
โต้
one comfortably, but
ตอนแรก
this
เดา
one
สี
it
เขียนไว้
really
แต่เป
always
ลี่ยนเป็น
felt like they
โต้
were
ครับ
just
ผม
a step behind the 8 ball.
แต่เพื่อนมึงตลอดเลยกูเหงาเลยกูขอโทษเพื่อนกูขอโทษ
The
เมื่อกี้คุยกับพี่
execution
วิ
as
อยู่
well.
ไง
The individuals online.
ไม่มันเขาใจะไหมพอมันมาแบบตรง
KM
นี้
was
เนี่ย
pretty solid as
พอ
well.
มันมาแบบ
So
วิธีแบบนี้เราก็ได้เจอคนเยอะๆใช่ไหมก็จะแบบ
But then you think
เออ
about
จะ
a
พา
map
คน
like
อื่นมาใน
Summit,
ส
though,
ตรีม
like
หน่อยโอ
full
เคไหม
sense on
เอ
Summit
อ
hasn't been
พา
great
มา
so
รู้จัก
far
พา
in
มา
this
คุยหน่อย
stage, in
แบ
the
บ
group
คนหน้า
stage.
ประจำที่เรา
It's
เจอกันบ่อยๆในสตรี
quite
ม
worrisome to think about.
Okay, man.
I don't know about the prospect of full
เมื่อ
sense
กี้พี่
being
วิ
the
งครับ
lower
วิกตอ
bracket
เรีย
there.
แฟนพี่อเล็กซ์ครับผม
Indeed.
แล้วก็เป็น
Well,
โฮสต์
does
ช่องหลั
open
ก
up
นะ
that
โฮสต์ช่องหลัก
possibility. So we'll have to see whether or not that ends up
WP
being the
Vic
case when we
LP
do get to map 3. But first,
คำถาม
time to
ว่า
hear
กู
from
เดิน
the
ข้ามไป
devs.
ได้ป่าวะดูสปอนหลังเซ็ก
Thank
QTD มึงเต็มมาดิ
you, casters.
Part
Whoa,
10 เกาหลี
Relight.
อ่ะตอนแรกกู
You
จะชวน
can
ไอ้
see
คิเลต
why
อ่ะ
he was so swaggy, so confident,
แต่กู
so
ลองเดี๋ยว
chill
กูจะถามมัน
during
ว่า
that
เปิดไปแคม
coach's
ป์ที่วันได้
interview
ป่าว
on the stage just
ให้มัน
now.
พากูเข้า
He
ไป
was
หน่อยเหี้ย
confident that they would take Haven. He knew exactly what the
SS
problem was, which was
PS
space,
QTD.
and they definitely addressed that here in Haven, and they made it look pretty effortless here on Haven.
Map
FULLSENSE
3.
was really struggling to find an answer.
เดี๋ยวผมมา
This
นะ
was
โอเค
a
ไหม
way better performance from them. This is
Go
why
on.
they weren't in Challengers Japan,
Okay,
people. They were a very capable
ดี๋ยวมัน
team in
สุดท้าย
their
ละ
own right. They just need
เดี๋ยว
to
ผมมา
get that ball rolling a little bit. So
ยกตัวอย่าง
very
พี่
impressed
ขาว
by them
ซะ
on
เบ๋อ
their map pick. For FULLSENSE, I think we know they're
Okay,
trying to
man.
adjust. They're trying to play a little bit of a different composition, but it didn't look very comfortable for them. I do have to say it felt a little bit disjointed at times, and especially in that first half, they got really limited by QTD. So I think this is a very impressive performance, pushing it to that map 3. And I think if
จา
anything,
น
they're
ตอน
going
ไป
to be
ล่า
feeling
คำ
like
ซิ
they
เว่
can
นให้
take
ดู
this
หน่อย
all the way
เย
now.
อะ
I think
ที่บอกเป็น
FULLSENSE
ภา
have
ษา
had
อะไร
their struggles on
เดี๋ยว
Haven. They've
มา
been swapping around the
ไป
comps a
หา
lot, and I felt like they just switched off a little bit
น้อง
compared to Split. That was really
น้อง
Primi doing a lot of the heavy lifting for
น้อง
them over on that map, and he struggled to find success early on in this game. I think he started out 0-4, 0-5.
มา
QTD
ไปหา
really dominated a lot of the space on the map. They were unafraid to take those opening duels.
ห้อง
So
เต็มเลยเหรอไม่ไม่
as
กู
we
ไม่อยู่
were
อ่ะ
kind of
มึงดู
talking
อันนี้ก่อน
about after the last death segment, whatever needed to be said after that last map was definitely said in the player room, and they came back into their map pick with full confidence and played the way that they know they're capable of. And really took the fight to FULLSENSE, who didn't really feel
มัน
like
ไม่มี
they
คีย์บอร์ด
had the
มันไม่
answers
มี
for
ภาษา
it, to
ไท
be
ย
honest.
คีย์บอร์ด
and
อ่ะ
you guys also, your another wish came true. You want to see Margaret step it up, and he did.
ไปเดี๋ยวมานะเดี๋ยวไป
as
ขอไป
Chamber
ถ่าย behind the
on
scene
map
แล้วก็
like
ไปถาม
Haven,
ทุกคนว่าพร้อม
as
ยัง
the Chamber should.
เดี๋ยวมาเดี๋ยวมา
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great pick. I mean, I'm loving Chamber in this meta. I like when teams lean into it. And I also think it's a great way to play against FULLSENSE. It forces you to be the one to take those fights instead of just relying on that util, giving up too much space. So I think this is a great map pick from QTD overall. I mean, this is what we want to see from them. I love it when the Challengers teams come out swinging. And I think, if anything, you might even be favoring them for Summit, given what we've seen from FULLSENSE on it.
Yeah, there was some doubt, I think, with the map veto, especially with these next two two maps, but you know, they've proven us wrong here. And what was really interesting was the first half of this map, especially when they were on defense.
Yeah, I mean, when we say fight for space, this is exactly what we mean. Real Life addressed it in the post-map 1 coach interview, but you see them fighting for A lobby and down C long simultaneously in the same round. When you get the execute attempt out here for FULLSENSE on the C side, bursting with the Neon Waylay, all of QTD are flooding and fighting. They are not letting FULLSENSE have any space on the attacking side, and they're shutting them down before they can even get into a post plant. This round was crazy.
Yeah.
8 people died in the first 10 seconds. This is what we're talking about when we say that QTD are an aggressive team.
But it's a great adjustment, and you know, this is what we were saying after Split, where it's not like they don't know what to do, it's that the nerves make it hard to execute.
Yes.
So I think that's very good coaching in between maps to get his team back on board, remembering the game plan, and then they could execute it in that map number 2. So very impressive there from QTD.
We did see more timeouts come for Frost as well, compared to last time.
2
so
timeouts in the first 10 rounds. That's more than the whole series against Gen G. Crazy.
Yeah, he was moving like Prime Pipson out here.
กูไปไม่ได้เฮีย
well, he's
No one's gonna get that.
รอก่อนแล้วกันรอช่องหลังจบก่อนแล้วกันแล้วเดี๋ยวไป
anyway,
มันเต็มเลยของมันเต็มเลยเขามี
Anyway,
จอเขามีกล้อง
let's throw it off
คือถ้าผมเดินผ่านก็คือเข้ากล้องอ่ะ
Let's talk
ผ
about
มปัดปาด
Margaret.
หน้าเขาอ่ะ
Margaret
Uh.
was fantastic. He's shown up
How do you
here
think
in
about it?
Korea in the
Wow.
way that we wanted to see that was not happening over
อย่า
on
เลย
Split.
ดีกว่า
Yep, very happy with him on this chamber.
จะใส่เสื้อทานเราเหรอ
saw
เสื้อ
something
สิบ
we
โต
saw
ครั
when
บ
he was in
บอล
the
ที่บอลอินเลนไลน์บอก
no
โดดทุกคน
I think
ควง
he's
เขา
added
ตี
this
นะสิ
agent to his
เสื้อ
repertoire.
สิบโตมันเป็นแจ็คเก็ตสิบโตได้ไหมแจ็คเก็ตสวยไหมชัดเอาดีก็สวยอยู่นะเว้ยไม่เหมือนใส่กุศลเลยว่ะเย้เหมือนโค้ดป่ะสวัสดีครับผมโค้ดเองครับรุ่นใหญ่ซะอย่างนั้นโอ้โหโอ้ยมึงมาไวจังเปล่าหรอก เขาถ่ายช่องหลักเลยดีถ้าผมเดินไปกลัวโดนนะดีจะใส่เสื้อบลีเหรอโอ้เฮลเนาะเบ้วนโชว์ไหนนี่อันนี้ข้างหน้าไม่มีอะไรปะแต่นี่มันเสื้อรุ่นเก่าอันนี้มันเสื้อรุ่นปีที่แล้วเสื้อรุ่นปีนี้ไม่เสร็จอีกทีก็ปีหน้าเลย W Jacket L คนใส่เหมือนครูพละเหมือนบูมอีสปอร์ตฟิตเช็คขอยืมใส่ได้ไหมได้สิทำไมจะไม่ได้ไม่มีเสื้อคลุมเหรอคนเดินเล่นบ้าวัดในสนามใช่ไม่มีใครเลยมีแต่ช่องหลักกับกูเนี่ย เสื้อมันพองใช่ไหมใช่ครับเสื้อมันพองกูไม่มีพุงกูแบบฟิตเบอร์เหมือนหมดอยู่ในXIPTOอันนี้จริงนะเทพเจ้าสุดหล่อสวัสดีครับสตาร์บอยเดี๋ยวมาเช็คก่อนแมป select everything จริงกับเบลขอเนี่ยโพสก่อนโพสรูปลงเอ็กกันแป๊บนึงให้น้องๆรุ่นใหญ่อย่างนี้เลยเหรอทำไมมันเริ่มแสบตามึงอยากเห็นแสงแบบ100%มาเฮียเกินเราไม่ได้ไอสัตว์ไอเฮียเราไม่ได้เฮียคุยเหอะพุงใหญ่พุงไม่ยาหายมันจะเข้าเกมเลยเปล่าวะเชื่อแต่กูอยู่ยาวเลยวะกูเหมือนจะได้อยู่ยาวเลยวะ คือคนวอตมีแต่มึงกับช่องหลักเพราะมันเพลย์อินใช่ไม่รู้อ่ะก็เพย์ออฟอ่ะที่มันมีเพย์ออฟอะไลออดเชิญไปปูซานซึ่งปูซานก็ไม่รู้ว่ามีใครอะไรยังไงใครไปบ้างเนี่ยจะเริ่มยังวะเป็นไง
QTD adapted in that map number 2 and just how
กี่นาที
aggressive they
โอ้
were
30 วิ
compared
อัน
to
นี้
that.
กูไม่ได้ไปดิทั้ง
They
นั้น
should be more prepared for it now, and they do have some reps on Summit, so I'm hoping that lets them pull through. But I think this should be a closer map than the first two.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's up to FULLSENSE to
ดี๋ยว
step
กูไม่ว่า
up
ส
to
ตรีม
that
มึง
level
มา
because QTD has
ดี
the
จ้า
momentum
ตัวนี้
now.
ไม่
They
ครั
have
บ
the belief now that they've got
ถ้า
the
มึง
map
เวล
win.
มึง
They
ปัญหา
know
อะไร
that
เรื่อง
this
เรื่อง
is a beatable team
ที
for
ที
them.
มึง
So
บอกกูนะ
now it's just
ช่วย
down to the game plan.
จัด
for
โดดลง
both
ข้างล่าง
teams
ดิ
to
โอ้โห
jump on the
ไม่น่า
clock
ได้ขึ้น
at
มา
the
นะ
end
ดู
of
ทีม
summer, 'cause I think it's going to be a brand new
คู่
team.
สิบโตยังวัดไหม
Yeah,
วัด
it's
วัด
crazy.
วัด
Real Life was saying on the stage
แต่
as
แป๊บนึงนะ
well.
ผมขอวัด
Jen
รูป
kept
เอ้ย
asking
วัด
him, like,
วัด
aren't you worried
โพ
about
สต์รูป
Premier?
สิ
He's
บ
like,
โต
no.
ก่อน
Are you
นะ
sure you're not worried about Premier? He's like, no, not really.
I didn't play
Premier
like it, yeah.
wasn't a problem at all, especially with Premier on the duelist. It was a waylay, but
อันนี้
still.
หล่อปะหล่อปะ
it was
ดูดู
Premier
ไอ้ห
on
มี
the
ดิดูไอ้หมี
duelist.
ดิแชท
Exactly.
มึงว่าไง
Premier on deadlock, perma. That's what we've all been saying.
That's where we've been at on this desk the whole time. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
เห็นปะวะเขาไม่เห็นวะกูพยายามละ
I think it's a double duelist and Enid of a different flavor, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think
No,
this is a
no,
pretty straight up
no,
from
no,
QT Dig. Neon raised very much a flavor of
ขอ
the
โพสต์รูป
month.
แป๊บ ขอ
Margaret
โพสต์รูป
on
ให้
that
มึงแป๊บ
Cypher is an agent he's
แก้
been
เสียง
good
ยัง
at for a very
คือสำห
long
รับทุกคนน่า
time.
จะโอเค
And
แล้ว
I
แต่ว่า
think it could be
แค่
a
ของผม
little
นี่
bit
แหละที่
tougher
เสียง
here
ผมไม่
with
ได้
a
ยิน
Neon,
แต่เดี๋ยวเขามา
but
แก้ให้ครับหลัง
also
คู่นี้
a
จบ
Yoru running at him, so we'll see if they do manage to get that done here.
Yeah, Margaret back on the Cypher. Always
Classic.
classic, yeah. He's really... I think he was only playing that role for a really, really long
Yeah,
time.
Killjoy
on
and
Nongxin.
Sci-Fi, he was perma
Yeah.
lurking. It was a big win condition for Nongxin, so let's see if he can get it done.
เร็ว
Margaret
ตัว
revenge
ถั่ว
time,
นะ
right?
ขอบคุณครั
Yeah,
บปลา
definitely.
ครับ
Could you help me out, Pilsy?
คิวเล่นอยู่รู้เหรอที่กูดูไม่ทันว่ะเมื่อกี้
Let's throw it on over to the sussiest boys in town. It's going to be Elfish and Quack.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That's what we like, Pilsy. Thank you so much.
What great receive.
What makes you the
เฮีย
sussiest
เฮ้
boy
ย
in
เฮีย
town?
คิวทีดี
Quack?
เขาเพิ่งมาเขามีวิงปาร์ตี้แล้วหรอโหด
Oh
จัดเลย
my
ว่ะ
god. Lots of things.
ไหนบอกส่งรูปให้เมทส่งเลยส่งอะไรวะโอ้ยขอโทษคิดโซ่แม่งเฮียอะไรเยอะแยะไปหมดเลยว่ะพูดจริง
I'd say.
พูดจริง
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what those kinds of things could be. Could it be a
Just put
third
me on the
match here?
spot.
เอามาครับแชทแมตช์สุ
Between
ดท้าย
FULLSENSE
นะครับ
and
ของ
QTD.
คู่แรก
I think
วัน
that's
นี้
pretty sussy.
I just
QTD
like
เจอ
full
FULLSENSE
things I wanted to say, but I
ให้
probably
ใคร
should
ดี
say
ครับ
on
ให้ใครดี
broadcast.
Live a little. Live a little. Who's
All
gonna
right.
remember?
Clearly, several people. Anyways,
ไอ้เหี้ยมันเดินได้ป่าวะกูไปถามเขาก่อน
what they will remember is the outcome
เอา
of
มาครับ
this
แชท
matchup.
แบบสุดท้ายนะครับของคู่นี้อย่าลืมโหวตกันนะแบบนี้
Needing a win for
ใครชนะ
quite a while, but
เจอ
QTD
ที
with
วัน
their own
ใคร
story
แพ้
of making it all the
ต
way
ก
up
สาย
to
ล่าง
tier 1.
วู้ฮู้มาไอคิวเล่นไอคิวเล่นโยรู้ป่ะ
FULLSENSE
จิต
on
บอย
the
นีออน
defense
ฝั่งนั้นเล่นอะไรครับ
all the
เล
way
น
down
นีออน
middle.
ไซเฟอร์
It's a lot of space
ส
to take,
กาย
but
เฟดโอเมนโอเมน
unfortunately,
เอา
the
มา
space that they need
ไอ
is
คิว
visible
เดิน
from the
มา
A
ยังไง
side.
มีซียาไม่
Nobody
ไหว
there.
ครับกับ
Messiah
จิต
will
บ
be
อย
picked up at the very least. So that is a good start for FULLSENSE. Kalua with a little bit of a back and forth there against Margaret, who eventually does home in on the
บ้า
head
เปล่า
of
โอ้โหแล้วไม่ปลายสวย
Bruce.
จัด
Manages to get back
อุ้ย
one
ไอ้
out
กล้อง
for
ให้
a
คม
second. Kalua making amends
ไอ้ก
for
ล้องให้
Urgent
คมจิต
Boys
บอย
there
ให้คม
as well. Now FULLSENSE starting to roll their way nicely into the A side until they do get slowed down by PKM. It is a 2-on-3. Sephiroth coming into play slowly here for FULLSENSE. They're just waiting for him to get into position.
อุ้ยเหี้ย
That is giving PKM
What?
time
Yeah.
to arrive. Once again, it's down to just a solo Sephiroth, and this time I feel it might be a little bit too much to ask. Caught on the reload. That is a brilliant round from PKM.
Unbelievable. I mean, you're still like thinking about, you know, the macro and the compositions, but that just completely gets blown out of the water. PKM is doing things like that
ชิบหาย
on
มี
the
ควยครับ
side.
อย่างนี้
Sure with the relay bolt, but it's the 2 next kills that he gets, especially against Premier as well, that does everything else, completely flips the round on its head. Or Sephiroth is then on that
แม่งบัฟเลย
1v2.
แม่งบัฟเลย
Just
แม่งบัฟเลย
riling each other up.
เฮ้ย
FULLSENSE still insistent on going for forward
ให้หา
space.
อีเลียสวัสดี
It's
ครับ
just hit pistol though, so quite easy and clear for a QT dig to get back them get themselves back in on
เฮ้ย
that
มึง
A
โดนมัน
side.
จากไหนเนี่ยไอ้
Sephiroth
เหี้ย
not really feeling too
พี่ดี
good
มาไป
about
ดึง
that. Does get overwhelmed on A, and that will be a plan here for QT
โอ้ยแต่
Dig.
อยู่ผมอยู่ชั้น 2 คือสนามมันอยู่ข้างล่างใช่ไหมแชท
Kind of
ผมอยู่
floating
ชั้น
around
2 ตัวเนี้ย
in
ผม
mid
ได้
to
ยิน
see
เสียง
if
พิ
he
ธี
can
มาข้างล่างขึ้นมาตรงเนี้ย
catch
ผมใส่หู
anyone on
ฟัง
that
ยังได้ยินอ่ะ
rotate.
ที่เสียงคือทุกคนคือแบบดัง
Not
จัด
for
อ่ะ
now, but oh, all the angles being held.
Margaret's position is going to be noted.
He wants to continue to push his way forward.
10 พิธีมันคือแบบ W นะเว้ยคอขึ้นมาถึงบน
So if he is able to find an angle, might be
หลังจบขอพวกรูปที่ถ่ายเพลงของXIPTOหน่อยนะจะไปทำปกให้รวมถึงรูปจัดด้วยได้เลยครับXIPTO โดนนะมึงโดนนะ
Messiah will
มีสิทธิ์นะเว้ย
Primi. Fullsense.
มีสิทธิ์นะเว้ย
With
เว
a bit
ลา
of a chance here.
เวลา
Let's see what PKM can do. Can he deny the defuse? It might have just
ใช่
done
ปะ
enough. Oh, it was.
ส่วนแล้วคุณที่โค
QT Dig will take the round.
พี่ดีพูดอะไรแบบคอแผลนะกูกู้นะเมื่อกี้แบบกู้นะเขาเบอร์นะอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Oh
ขึ้น
my
เสียง
god.
ขึ้นมาได้ยินเลย
TPO across the trip, like, not too bad. I can't believe they actually managed to get all the little classic kills down towards the back as well. I mean,
โอ้พี่ดีมสวยแล้วว่ะนิดเดียวแต่คุณที่โคครับแชทไหวอยู่
that's one of those things that
ทำ
will
ไมเราตอน
force
นี้
you
ถาม
to
จริงๆไม่
respect
ใช่ถามได้
FULLSENSE.
ทำไมอ่อน
Still
หน่อย
getting the
ยังคือมึงไม่จบมึงรอจบก่อนถ้าแพ้ค่อยถามแล้วกันเอางี้โอเคไหมยังไม่จบใจเย็นมึงพิเต้า
Shouldn't be thinking too much of a bonus for this round for QT Dig.
สแปมกูดปลาย
It's awkward for Iran. Couldn't see much.
Oi, Jit boy,
Jit boy's
oi,
clean
Jit boy.
shot to PKM as well. As seems to ever be the case. FULLSENSE when they get into this third round, they just turn it up a notch.
A little bit.
ตะกี้พี่พูดอะไรอ๋อไม่ได้ตั้งใจฟังไม่ต้องตั้งใจฟังนิดนึง
The rounds that they do get though as well.
ทำไม
Build up a bit of a
หนัก
lead.
มากเอาพูด
So far,
QTD
so
ว่า
good,
QTD
though.
ไม่คือชื่อเต็มของทีมมันคือ
QT Dig with a bit
QT
of a
แล้วก็
reliance
DIG
still
ครับผ
on
ม
the duelist,
QT
if
Dig
not for Margaret to lurk around and find some
Dig
kind of
ไม่ใช่
an opening.
ดิกแบบลูกกระปู
But
นะมึ
that
ง
might
สัตว์
not be permitted this time around.
เย้ย
Double trip set up, Primi nearby alongside
หมา
Sephiroth.
ตัวเดียวควันด้วยโอ้ยกูได้ยินนะน่ะ
Trips has been found. Primi
เฮ้ยใคร
also
วิ่งยิงมาเชีย
spotted.
งเรือนเฮ้ยไอ้ฟาส
Sephiroth
Fast.
though.
Ay,
Oh, his timing is
Fast.
perfect.
ไอ้ฟาสหนึ่ง
It should be
สอง
two for him, and it
Sway.
is. Kipe and Margaret both going down. It's just Messiah. And really, at this point, you're hoping for damage. Best case scenario. Not going to happen as
มันต้อง
Primi
ยิ
is
งว่า
locked in with a headshot. And so QT Dig lose their first round of the map.
แล้วทำไมตาเรียก
FULLSENSE
QTD
denying the bonus.
QTD ว่า QTD
Starting to read it back.
มุดชิน
And
ไปแล้ว
then
มั้ง
you gotta think about like what Coach Relive said again back over in the previous coach interview with Jen. I mean, space, sure, but on a map like this where it's much more different than Haven, right?
ก่อนหน้านี้
Got
พ
a
ก
lot of these tight
พก
corners
โคตร
short,
จัง
but
แต่ตอนนี้เอาไม่เป็นไรถ้า
with
พกไม่ได้
how
แต่ได้
there are
เก
all
ม
these
ก็โอ
little
เค
tunnels, elbow all
ใช่ไหม
around, it's not always easy to just
Right shoe, right
relentlessly
shoe,
force
bro.
your opponents and play out that much up close to suffocate them with space. FULLSENSE have their own intentions now, and we'll have a listen
Oi.
in to see
ซัม
what
ติง
those
มา
are.
ซัมติงมาโยรู้อาจีกอะใช่มั้งว่าไงโอ้ย
アクションエミナアイアクションエミナアイオチ左エミいないよミッドファイトし今ミッドファイトエリックアクションでこれミッドビークよアイゴエリンク見えんワイヤヨギワイヤヨギワイヤヨギワイヤヨギワイヤヨギワイヤ You have a flash? Yes I use smoke The flash here Flash in 3, 2, 1 Fade 파라 Go mid contact
ฟังแม่งแป๊บนะกว่าจะได้แบบนิดเดียวแต่ขอฟังหน่อย
캠 조절 파라 아큐
คิว
A little bit of a
Sweet
walk up here
kill.
from QT Dig, about to come to a head. It's
สวย
1 for
ฟ้า
2 so
สมอง
far.
ดีพี่ดีมสมอง
Sephiroth
สวย
looking
จั
to
ด
hold down this side alongside Primi, and they're doing a pretty
ส
damn
วย
good job of it. Kahlua
เอ้ยโหดว่ะ
chiming
ต้องงี้ดิ
in.
วะ
That's too easy for FULLSENSE.
It's always a little bit more difficult
เอ
with
อ
QT
จะ
Dig
มา
in
ไม่
their
เมย์เดี๋ยวว่ากัน
guns,
ดีเม
but
ย์อะ
just
เอา
trying
นี้
to
ก่อนเอา
find
นี้
a
ก่อน
bit more of that
จัด
space
ไม่แปล
as
เลย
well.
มึงกู
I
ฟัง
mean,
ไม่
the
รู้
first
เรื่
two
อง
rounds, you see
กูไม่มี
QT
เสียง
Dig
เกม
just
แชท
sending
จะ
it
สนาม
into
มันก็ฟัง
sights
ยา
because of their
ก
double duelist. If not, otherwise it's Margaret to lurk around, and that was always a bit of a
ที่นี่มัน
headache
กี่โมงแล้ว
for
ที่นี่มัน
FULLSENSE.
ทุ่มหนึ่งแล้ว
But this time around, swapping back to a bit more mid-centric control for
กว่า
QT
จะ
Dig.
จบอะไรยังไง แล้วก็ไป
FULLSENSE do well to
มัน
play
เดี๋ยวว่างกันมา
incredibly
ยุโรปอะ
passive. It
คอม
doesn't
ที่
matter
แรกข
how
นาดไหน
Margaret
ผมไม่รู้ว่า
lurks
คอมนี้
around,
มันไม่รู้เลยว่ะ
especially with
ผมเพิ่งได้ใช้แบบแป๊บเดียวเอง
to really
ชั่วโมงเดียวเอง
strong positions. So forward space again, and now it's trying to min-max eco with Outlaw in hand. Kirby gets out easily.
ไอ้ฟาด
That's a
ฟาด
shot from
เอาดิ
Sephiroth, and then he's given a
เฮ้ย
freebie by Kipe.
โอ้ย
Boys
โอ้ย
dealing with
Fast.
PKM nicely as well. It's a rough one for
Oi.
QT Dig as Messiah also
Sephiroth,
now
bro.
dropping.
Round B.
And it's just Margaret that at best case scenario would maybe grab himself one. Brilliant round from Sephiroth. Solid round from FULLSENSE.
อุ้ยอุ้ย
Two. And this is
Oi.
starting to get a bit out of hand for
ซิ
QT.
ปิโรเตอร์
A
little bit.
Sepultura.
Sneak around, sure, but like, who would have thought like this little duo of Primi and Sephiroth on the sites, just being able to relay back and forth that way, would be a thing. Right, mid-air satchel still does well with the cages and the position that he has around drop. Surely as the ult now, would it be sussy of me to say if I want to see this FULLSENSE play Summit like this against Global?
ชูไม่เฮียตอรี่เฮ้ย
Well, QT Dig. New idea this time towards the A site.
ยังไง
There is no defense posted there for FULLSENSE, so it's going to be a retake scenario.
ดีครับพี่จ้าสวัสดีครับพี่สวัสดีครับ
Very quick.
มันจะโยนมั้ยมันจะทะลุคันไหมปะไม่หรอกกูว่าไม่บ้าหรอกไม่มีแท็บด้วยมีเขตด้วยโอ้
Guessing the Seekers
ของเยอะ
actually
จัด
does
ไอ้
manage
เหี้ย
to cross. That was spotted for a second, but they may not be aware that there's two players there. Yoran
ความสามารถที่เป็นครับคุณโลอังกฤษเมซี่
through the cage.
หนีเหรอ
JJaz goes down early on in the piece. And Primi looking for that info, just ends up eating a bullet from PKM. So FULLSENSE not being able to make this retake work at the moment. Looks like they've decided
ป่ะเซฟป่ะ
that's
ไม่
going
ต้
to
อง
be
แฮน
enough
ตี
for
มัน
them.
เฮีย
Allow this round to go the way of QTD. Save their weapons through to the next.
นันติไฟคำสั่งซับ5 เดือนครับขอบคุณครับผม
Breezed past PKM around the cage. Not too bad.
ดูคู่2ด้วยไหมจ๊ะดูครับดูครับคู่2ดูครับ
Pressure, but ultimately out
รอ
towards
ไท
the
ม์เอาท์เดี๋ยว
front,
กู
even
เตรียมตัว
with
โพสก่อน
Primi on the dimensional drift. It just wasn't enough coverage there with the flashes to support it. So although he does get into sight, like the damage was still done against a FULLSENSE's double duelist this time around. So preserving the 3 rifles at the very least, they'll see if they are able to
ขอใส่
bounce
โพสเลยแป๊บ
back on
จะ
the
ได้
upcoming round, but QT Dig definitely
Pause.
still able to apply that pace and pressure quickly into A site. This time it's Primi and
VCT
Sephiroth in position to try to hold this off.
VCT PACIFIC
Operator play.
Slowed down a little bit this time. QTD,
Okay.
they're not going to get
Ma.
that free entry into A. They're going to have to work
Ooh,
for it. Primi
kill.
is there to delete PKM.
แบบนี้ฟูลเซตออนไหม
They're crashing back out as
ไม่ใช่
well
แบบ
to
ที่
change the
ดี
game
ที่
up
สุ
a
ดละกัน
little bit here. QTD not too sure what they're up
แต่วันนี้
against
ดู
at the
โอเคอยู่
moment.
นะเล่นกัน
Lua
อ่ะ
fighting for his life, but eventually fall to Margaret.
สวยฟัด สวยจริง
Kill starting to
สวย
come
พี่ดิ
through
ฟ
thick and
ไอ้
fast
ไรพี่สวย
though.
จ้าดาวดิ
As
สวยพี่
FULLSENSE
ดิฟไอ้ยังพี่ดิฟ
capitalize
รั
on
ก
that
มาก
round and hold on to the lead.
มึงเจอเบลล่าเจลลี่ยังเลยครับ
Always making it much more difficult for QT Dig now. I mean, if space was always the issue, but space gets blocked off by Primi with an operator. If not, it's Sephiroth playing around the cages. They get met with a roadblock, and then they just look kind of lost. They are like still trying to
แบบแรกมึงไม่ดูกูดูอยู่ครับแบบแรกกูนั่งดูอยู่แบบนั่งจดใจจดจ่อดูเลยอ่ะแบบแรกอ่ะ
If FULLSENSE just rotate around that quickly,
พี่พูดอะไร
and Cruz is the last one
ที่บอก
staggering
สู้
behind to get
ส
that
วยสวย
backstab into Margaret. It makes things that much more difficult for QT Dig. So, different approach, back in it again. Just
สวย
trying
จัด
to
นะ
keep that
สวยจัดนะเนี่ย
positioning
สวยจัด
back
นะ
on
มัน
the
ปาด
taste,
มันโดน
and
นะ
Beyond's still here.
โอ้ไม่แฟดหลายเชียร์เล่น
Flash
ดีว่ะ
will force Primi to back off.
No push outs around B.
รอจัดยิงมุกเล่นยิงมุกจีบเจลลีครับเฮ้ยมึงเห็นกูเป็นคนยังไงวะ
Relative
ฮะ
pressure.
ดีเลย์กี่วิ10 วิครับ10 วินะมันอยู่ในสนามต้องดีเลย์หน่อยครับ
High pace from QTD. Just want to change up much
แป๊บ
slower.
เดียว10 วิอ่ะนั่งดูด้วยกันมึงก็ต้องมาสนยืนเนี่ยมันก็ได้มันก็ไม่รู้สึกอะไรหรอก
Thinking about pushing.
ป่องวาซาโบ
Link, though. It's just Jit Boys here, but it's a great lane for him to.
แบบกันหรือบุก
slow things down with
กู
the
ว่า
relay.
กันดีกว่า
Tosses
แบบเนี้ย
it kind of early,
กัน
though,
กันได้
and
เปรียบกว่า
then for QT Dig to pivot back through into B site.
โอ้ยเซฟิลอสอยู่คนเดียวแมงว้ามากระโดดเข้ามาเซฟิลอสเห็น2ยังไงครับมีเพื่อนอยู่เฮเว่นคิวทียิงไปเซฟิลอสเท่
QTD starting to try to put this one together. Margaret gets in on the flank.
โอ้โหเฮียโดนรวบ
Somehow
ไอ้
gets a second
สั
on the
ต
Jit
ว์
Boys there as well. Messiah chiming in.
โอ้แม่งเดินมิดโคตรโหดไอ้มาร์กาเร็ต
In the blink of an eye, just
เห็น
disappeared
แพ้มากกว่าหน้านี้
for
มีผลมากไหมจัดแบบที่แล้วแพ้ไม่เป็นไรครับต้องชนะแบบนี้ครับชาวกล้วยสวัสดีครับ
Either they're still trying to rob this operator away. Or at least PKM is.
โอ้ยพิมี่
Won't have any success there. Looks like Messiah might be on the receiving end of the next
เขามีขน
shot.
มไม่กินหรอมีแต่ว่าต้องไปกินมาแต่จะไม่ได้กินแล้วจะกินมาแล้วข้าว
Oh, Margaret's now in the crosshairs, and so Messiah actually finds Primi.
แต่มีตังค์อยู่ไม่เป็นไร
Managed to take that
ได้เหรอ
up away. 4-4, still a very contentious map at the
เวลา
moment.
เขาพักมึงต้องลงไปแปะไม่ต้องลงไปแปะครับเวลาพักต้องลงไป
That's
ต้องล
one
ง
of
ไป
the factors as well. The map,
ระหว่างคู่อะไรเงี้ย
QT Dig are so slippery with how they are able to operate on this map. It's the fact that this team has these players. You've got PKM, you've got Udon.
จะพกถั่วส่วนตัวมากินด้วยนี่พกถั่วส่วนตัวดูนะเวลาดู100-200วันนี้2,000เลยล่าสุดสุดจัดขอบคุณครับน้องชายวันนี้ขึ้นช้าเลยปกติฟูลเซนเราดูฟูลเซนคือแบบของจริงเลยนะ6-7เลยอะ6-7
2-1-2 now. FULLSENSE trying to play a bit more proactive.
เฮ้ยมันบอก2 ตัวถอย
So it's just a trade of utility, which does kind of hinder both sides.
ทีมนี้ตกไปสายล่างท่าแพ้อีกกลับบ้านเลยใช่ไหมครับใช่ครับ
Being held. We'll see if Primi is able to find any targets.
สวยคิว
PKM out of the picture early on in the piece. Messiah is going to spot 1 or 2 there in middle with the Trailblazer. Not sure that really helps QT Dig all that much. They'll be aware
พี่ทีมเนียนมิด
that this space was
พี่ทีม
lost.
เนียนมิด
Cruz
พี่ทีมเนียนมิดมันไม่เช็คพี่ทีมมิด
Can it be more than one? Yes, is it the answer as both Messiah and Margaret will fall. And Cruz has got more than his money's worth out of that position. He's opened up at least. QTD are going to try and scramble.
เมลูโกโก้ครับ33เดือนครับขอบคุณครับผม
Very fast rotate coming through from FULLSENSE as well.
Yeah, it's the flank that QTD will have to worry about. KAI's trying to play advanced, but only spots out 2. That's enough information for you to go peeking.
Yeah.
เฮ้ย
Nice clean shot. Oh, the showstopper actually does catch one on the way out. That makes this doable for KAIStill got a couple of players to find, but time is working in his favor. He can at least clean up one. Maybe he can get back out and start to play time. He was spotted and dealt with. And in the end, it's a whole lot of nothing in the 1v2, unfortunately, for QTD. FULLSENSE will take the round. And defuse given over to Primi gets him one step closer to the dimensional drift.
น่ากลัว
Before the end of this half.
เย้โอ้แล้วพี่ทีมให้คมจัดพี่ทีมให้คมจัดโอ้ยเชี่ยมึงดีมา2 ตัวทีแล้วมันไม่อันติไปเอาตัวโลอ่ะเชี่ยมันก็โดนว่ะหน้าคนเดียวเหงาไหมไม่หรอกแต่มันไม่เสียงกีเป็นเหงานิดนึง
No, it's really been back and forth.
เป็นจาเมื่อกี้ได้3 ตัวช็อตเมื่อกี้
PKM still looking for the challenge now, buying in with his own op. Primi in position towards A side. There has been quite a bit of
แต่มันไม่ได้ตอนมันได้ยินตอนสไลด์มังกูไม่รู้แม่งว่าแอปเปิ้ลแดงหรือเขียวแอปเปิ้ลม่วงครับน้องเฮ้ย
One way.
เพื่อนยิงใช่ไหม
FULLSENSE also breaking the mid door though, which shows like just clear intention of not wanting to play around that spot at all. They're just shoring up all their defenses off towards B,
จะไปลง
A
สเกิร์มิ
lane,
ตอนไหน
if not
กู
just
ไม่
the
ล
sites.
ง
Sorry, you're going to send that Trailblazer
เดี๋ยว
forward
จะ
to
ไม่รีบ
set
ฮารู้ดิค
PKM
รับ
up on this line. Oh, it's just a case of how patient Kahlua is going to end up being here.
Prowler conceals. He has an idea. But look at Margaret as well. Always keeping options available. FULLSENSE pushing down A link just
เฮีย
for
มัน
a
เล่นนิ่งจัง
second.
วะไอ้สัตว์ไอ้ QTD โอ้โหแม่งเล่นฉลาดมากเลยชัดมึงเห็นป่ะมันทำเสียงหน้าเองมันเดินมิดหมดเลย
Himself up one, and JJaz
Man
is
đơn
also
đi.
here to start to
Tại
clean
VCT Boy
house. Nice
Ồ,
double
lấy
onto
cái đi lạnh
Messiah
lại.
and KAIAnd this round in a bit of a shambles for QT Dig.
ไอ้ฟ้าด้านไหนนะฟ้าโอ้ไอ้ฟ้าด้านขาด
Maybe,
ไอ้
but
ฟ้าด้านขา
put the beat on the Margaret. It took a few tries.
มันต้องกินดีว่าฟ้า
Did manage to calibrate in the end. PKM's going to be spotted out, slides across.
แล้วมัน
It's
เล่
a
นออฟ
1v4 though. I'm not sure that Sephiroth is going
จะไหวอะไร
to
ไงฟ้าอ่ะ
really challenge him just yet.
มันจะไหวอะไรไง
Has
ฟ้า
a
อ่ะ
little bit of a look on that plant. And in the end, PKM goes walking into that crosshair. So
ไม่
FULLSENSE
ถอด
up
เสียงหู
to
ฟังแล้วฟังเสียง
6.
สนามเฮ้ยเอามันเสียงมันเร็วกว่านะน่ะ
Perhaps a bit more now. That was kind of an
ไม่ที่เราดูมัน
heavy
ดีเลย์แชมป์มัน
investment
ดีเลย์
for
อีกทีมันไม่
QT
ได้กิ
Dig
นหรอก
in the round. Tried to play around the op, tried to still create a lot of options available for them, but
ทีทีสวัสดีครับทีที
FULLSENSE, it's very intriguing when they operate in this manner where they have a 1-4 stack on a particular site. Sephiroth is able to solo anchor the whole team,
พี่
then
ส
just
ปอยทำ
kind
ไม
of rotates
เราขอ
around
โท
to
ษนะ
hold
มันผิดไป
a
แล้ว
lot of
เรามันผิดไปแล้ว
different angles, you know, A
ฉัน
link and
มั
the
นไม่
site.
ดีเอง
Multiple roadblocks in front of QT Dig.
ไม่เขาบอกไม่เฮ้ยมุมอะไรวะ
JJaz in position.
เฮ้ย
Position to frag, and that is PKM on the receiving end.
หวานเจี๊ยบเลยหวาน
Pivots
เจี๊ยบเลยหวาน
gonna
เจี๊ยบ
come
เลยห
through
วาน
for
เจี๊ยบ
the
เล
rest of QTD as
ย
well, straight into the crosshair of Kalua, who makes it look
โอ้
easy.
ยล็อกดาวน์บีไซเบอร์อันขาด
They left alive. It's really nothing to be too excited about in this round. Jip Boy's trying to chase
มา
him
ดิ
down
เฮีย
and
จิบอย
kill.
บอก
In the end, will go the way of Cruz. FULLSENSE now starting to pull ahead at the back end of the half. It was okay from QTD to begin with, but now starting to fall off the pace a little bit.
มีคนเดินมาซื้อถั่วบ้างไหม
Especially now that you have this
What the
off
fuck?
and answer Primi and everyone just
วันนี้
really
ทำหน้าที่
recognizing
ล่า
what
วันแรกเหรอครับ
QTD
ใช่ค
's
รับ แต่ก็ทำมาเรื่อยๆแล้วแหละ
modus operandi is.
คือเกมวันนี้ครับ
Different
ผม
sites trying to go in fast.
ในการไม่ใช่เราสติ๊กเกอร์มันใช่เราขอโทษเราตั้งใจดูนี่อยู่ไงมันกำลังเดือดๆอยู่เนี่ยเนาะ
Get the rotations
ครึ่งแรก
and pivots
8-4
over
เนี่ย
on
มา
the sites. FULLSENSE are doing an incredible
อุ้ย
job
ดั
at
บเบิลออฟ
holding
ป่ะ
off all these separate lanes. The 5 lanes
ข้าง
all
ๆมอง
across
แล้ว
the
ไอ้เหี้ย
map.
ข้างๆกูไม่มีใครมึงมีแต่กูคนเดียว
Now it's Primi again towards A. Progression smoke. Okay, flash out.
Oh, another smoke down, and that flash over the top, like you say, is going to allow QT dig out onto the A site, but not for very long. Cruz and Kalua have no interest in what QT Dig are selling. Just PKM and Messiah to try and salvage it. They're getting nothing done. 8-4. It ends up being a very good half
อ่าน
for
ขาดจัดเอา
FULLSENSE.
ดิ
Might not have gotten the pistol, but stuck the landing. That's a 10 out of 10 right there. I mean, look at that. Yeah, even though it's a progression smoke and a pop flash above it, and everyone does get into sight, yeah, Primi gets taken down. They don't consider the fact that the rotations would have arrived that quick. It still is that like 1-4 split stack that FULLSENSE are operating off of on the defense. So instantly, even though Primi gets taken down, Cruz is in
ยิ้ม
position.
เลยขอดีจัดยิ้มเลย
Jip Boy
ยิง
is
ด้วย
in
ดิ
position.
ยิงด้วย
So
ดิ
around the choke point of their own progression smoke, QT Dig gets slowed and stopped, which ends in this eventual 8-4, where you do feel as though FULLSENSE will have a
เฟิร์ส
better
ฮาร์ฟ MVP ครับ
run off in the
265
second
ACS
half. And again, it depends on how their attack goes as well.
ดีอาจารย์มีคนเดียวมาดีค
They're
รั
not
บ
pushing now. Sephiroth was quite majestic with how he was able to anchor down
จัด
sides
สตรีมไหน
alongside
จัดสตรีม
Primi
ที่สนาม
throughout
ครับ
this
ผม
entire first half.
ยืนบัฟไปยัง
I
ยัง
have
ไม่
to
เห็น
say,
ยืน
this
เลย
looks
วัน
like
เนี้ย
it's going to be a tough uphill battle for QT
What
Dig.
the
I
fuck?
respect the hustle that they've come into this series with. They've really
น่ารักจัด
tested FULLSENSE,
แช
but
ทตัวแบบนี้เดี๋ยวผมวิ่งเลยนะโอเคป่ะเดี๋ยวไปอีกทีตอน10ตัวเริ่มนะโอ
not
เคไหม
really seeing that sort of X factor,
Nah.
that star power coming through from Margaret. PKM has been decent still, but not enough to kind of get it done alone.
โอเคไหม
Couple of the
Jay,
guys
he
just
does
going
it, Jay,
missing
he does it,
when
Jay,
it
he
really
must be-
matters most here in the
ปล่อยหมีเดี๋ยวมึงรอดูมันเลยมึงรอดูมันเลย
Can't be affording that against a team that is of the
ไปไหน
quality
ไปหาทุกคน
of
ไง
FULLSENSE.
Sometimes that's the nature of the beast.
ต้องไป
as
ซัพพอร์ต
well,
น้อง
trying
ๆ
to
ให้น้องๆแข่งได้ดี
I mean, like they are definitely
แล้ว
trying
ก็แบบ
to
ต้องไป
create
ประสานอะไร
space
แบบว่า
so that
ขึ้น
they
เว
get
ทีแบบเผื่อ
stopped
เขา
by
พูดอะไร
FULLSENSE.
อะไรยังไงก็ต้อง
It's them on the
ช่วย
defense
ไง
now, and you look towards potential retakes for QT Dig. PKM again though on the pistol.
Yeah, PKM's really been, I think, the standout for QT Dig today. It's been
ก็ฝาก
top
ด้
of
วย
the
นะฝาก
charts
ซั
in
พพอร์ต
pretty
น้อง
much
ๆด้วยนะ
every map.
โอเคไหมไปแบบต้องช่วยน้อง
Just getting no assistance at all on this one, unfortunately. Let's try to get it done alone. There is a bit of a rotation starting to come through over towards that A site. Pressure
ๆ
in
อุ้ย
from
ฟ้าได้คม
FULLSENSE. Yeah, and a kill now as well. This round shaping up nicely for FULLSENSE at the moment, and if it goes their way,
เฮ้ย
turn into this map is going to be a very tough one for QT Dig.
อุ้ย
Again, PKM, good for
อุ้ย
one.
เห็นปืนแล้วน่ะ
One's just not enough to hold on to the site. Margaret biding his time, hoping to try and deny the plant, but spotted out immediately by Primi. And from downtown, Margaret's got multiple
Yeah,
angles
low
to
ball,
really be
low
worried
ball,
about
low
here. Messiah grabs
Sorry,
at least
Bidim.
one. That's still not quite
Bidim.
enough as Cruz is able to double down, and Margaret solo. Oh, he's got a low HP Kalua on that side, but linking up now with Cruz, and
มันไม่รู้ว่า
Margaret
มันไม่รู้หรอกมันไม่รู้หรอก
has been played ring around the rosy with.
Sorry,
Cruz will finish it off with the 3
ไป
game.
ไม่ได้พูดจัด
FULLSENSE
อะเอาดิ
take that 9-4 lead, even a stretch further.
โอ้ย
Just love that. It's
Woohoo!
them running circles around each
Oi!
other again. But like you say, you're seeing PKM, you're seeing Margaret still, but the hit. a
เอาดิ
simple
พี่
A split, and it's players like Messiah and Yuran who get taken down by Cruz, who's kind of on a heater of his own as well so far. I mean, several rounds where he gets a couple of multi kills. Certainly cause for concern on the side of QT Dig now that
พิ
the
โต
pistol's
ลาวมา
lost.
พีเตอร์ลามาแบบนี้อุ่นใจ
Heavy
นะ
solo pressure. The rest of the team
ครับโคบาลา
straight in
มึงรอด
with
มึ
the
งรอด
intention to end up on B.
Oh, Messiah's playing a dangerous game. Up close and personal with this flash. The timing on it's going to have to be pretty damn special. Doesn't have any backup either. I suppose it's getting a bit of help from Margaret with that cam. That's the fast lane out. It is only a classic right here for Messiah, so can't be expecting anything at all.
He's got no support either. Like, what are you gonna do
ยัง
to
ไง
get a flash?
เดี๋ยวมาเซตอัพหน้า A นะ
Suppose you're just looking for one.
ไอ้หน้า B
Let's get a little
กล้อง
bit
บ
of
วกแฟ
damage
ต
in. Charge
แต่
up
เรา
the
มากัน
ulti a little.
4
Cam doesn't see anything yet, hence no flash.
I feel like by the time
เขาสแต็ก
PKM
A
swings that corner and the info comes through from Margaret that that's coming, it's going to be too late
ส
for
วย
the
จิต
flash.
บอย
Yeah.
So I should say
โดน
Jit
เอารอ
Boys.
เก็บเอา
Okay.
It's going to swing the corner, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's exactly what happened. These sides
ไม่
going
เป็น
to
ไร
be
หรอก
cracked open.
4-3 มากสุดมันมีแค่เอารอ
Pick up for Kipe? Or not?
30
Yeah, okay,
seconds
he
left.
gets one at least. But look at that. I mean, we've got so much space to play around now for FULLSENSE. They're playing more defensive though, not wanting to lose any weapons unnecessarily.
ฟังเสียงอยู่ฟังเสียงอยู่เขาบอก
So just high-low, everyone's stacked up close to each
ใคร
other.
ก่อนเล็กระวัง อันนี้คุณได้ยินนะ
It's really on the shoulders of PKM. Maybe Kipe to set up with a flash, and then for Margaret to play off the contact to try to find some damage. Ballsy peek.
Spike's taken away. QTD don't really have anything to say about it.
โอ้ยจิตบอยโคตรแม่ let's go
Double digits for FULLSENSE.
พอสยังพอสพอส
So
พอส
short of
Frost,
an
Frost, Young.
insane
แบบ
opening
นี้
gun
เหมือนยัง
round
ปะ
here for QTD. I don't think I'm going to be convinced that they can make this
ได้
recovery.
ขนาดเลยพูดจริงมันได้จริงมัน
On the
พูดกันดังมากเลยตอน
defense
คอ
too,
แผนอะ
right?
แบบตอนคอว่าจะทำอะไรกันอะดังนะ
Just feels like so much.
นี่หนึ่งข้างบนเลยแชท
And we're not seeing too much yet in terms of the setups, but same could have been said about FULLSENSE with some of the earlier
เอา
rounds,
รอเลยพี่มันจะ
especially
เดิม
for
แล้วครับ
game
แผ่นเนี้ย
as well. So I'm gonna hold my tongue. Perhaps we get a bit of intervention with Coach Relive at some point, but so far nothing yet to speak of. Maybe some proactiveness
พี่ทีม
with
girlfriend
PKM
buff
trying to take
for
some
reals
space
เบ้
towards B main, but
แต่
FULLSENSE
พวก
have
กูได้
other
ยินเชื่อไหม
plans.
พวกกูไม่ได้ยินเชื่อไหมกูเชื่ออันนี้กูเชื่อ
Yeah, Boombop's
คุณ
going to
บี
be
สวัส
going
ดีครับ
easily. Uran's pushed back into the side. Smoke's coming through. Now the wall's up as well. FULLSENSE.
เฮ้ยไปคน
Trying
เดียว
to
แล้ว
make their way
ไปคนเดียวแล้ว
into
จิต
A
บอย
and see
กู
if they can take that
จิต
space.
บอยกู
Kipe gets a
จิตบอย
nice
กู
kill. In fact, two.
พี่ทีมเก็บหนึ่ง
It's a little bit
คิดว่าเก็บ
over
ส
eager
อง
and puts a shot into the clone. That's a
เอาดิ
door open for Kalua for the double. Now it's Margaret's chance to see if he can do the same. That Guardian
Spike planted.
still singing around the
Beat
man.
him!
Cruises actually putting together a very good attacking half here himself and waiting
ว้า
patiently.
ยพี่ทีม
That's a really nice round again from
เอาดิ
Cruz.
เฮีย
Yeah.
เฮ้ย
He's
ฟอร์ม
having
ไหน
a
วะ
game.
แกนโคตรโหด
He's just crouched down again, expecting the swing because Margaret's just feeling the pressure of it.
อุ้ย
No spike planted either, but like just yeah.
อุ้ย
So all in all, I mean, it looks kind of
Poor
messy
John.
on both sides.
Pretty
In fact, that you would have
brilliant,
thought that this entire round belonged to
W
QTD
Kidwa, hey,
because of
W Kidwa,
Kipe's efforts, just being able to hold the angle, doesn't get hit by any flashes, managed to take down Permi and everyone who does kind of come out of the choke point, but still not enough. And Cruz just saying like, you know, I'm here. Up at this point, it's a really desperate buy for QTD now. We'll have a listen in to see what if FULLSENSE can put this down.
ยังไง
กำบายอยู่กำบายอยู่ไม่ต้องห่วง
โอเค
กำบายอยู่บายพวกมึงยิงกล้องให้แล้วขวาฟันแล้วขวารอก่อนนะถ้ากล้องมันยังไม่เปิดอย่าเพิ่งตามไปคิว
Here.
เยสหลอกหลอกหลอกหลอกเอาไซเฟอร์หลอกนึกว่าไซเฟอร์เลิฟ
ไปเรื่อยๆเลยเดินกูล็อกซ้ายกูล็อกซ้ายให้ไม่ต้องเดินข้ามไปนะเอ้ยใช่ไหม
ออกมาเห็นหมดละ
ตอนที่ดีตอนที่ดีตอนที่ลิงออกมานะกูดูทีที่อยู่ตายทีตัวนึง
โคมโคม
อยู่นี่
ไอ้เหี้ย
อยู่ดักเพื่อน
Well, easy does it for FULLSENSE at the moment as they just continue to bully their way into this B
เอ
side. Margaret
อ
can't
ป
see
รีมี
anything.
ปรีมีปรีมี
Plan's going to go down. Uran spotted out as well. FULLSENSE are up
อุ้ย
to
ไม่ไหว
12.
อุ้ย
And
ไม่
they
ไหว
are
โอ้
doing
ย
this easy.
โอ้ย
Oh, what a little pop
Oi.
flash.
โอ้ย
everyone just grouped up. QTD playing
แชทเดี๋ยวไปแล้ว
incredibly
นะจบไปนี้
passive.
เดี๋ยวมานะเดี๋ยวมาโอเคป่ะเดี๋ยว
You
เจอกันตอน
want to
ซิ
see
โต้
a
นะโอเคป่ะ
timeout, but it doesn't seem as though they have just
โอเคไหม
any secondary plans left. They scrounged up a buy for that round, but it still goes up in flames because no one's holding any forward space, no information, and then the eventual pop.
ไปให้กำลังใจน้องๆก่อนใครอยากฝากอะไรน้องๆก็พิมพ์มาเดี๋ยวไปบอก
Just a partial buy now with any budget rifles they can get. Bulldog, Guardian.
จบแล้วเว้ย จบแล้วเว้ย
From Iran.
ป้า
Margaret's managed to at least get one onto JJaz, but space has been taken already.
แล้วพี่ทีมกูการันตีขนาดนี้
I'm going to be heading in that direction for the plan.
Cruz.
ที่กูกลัวแม่งน้องๆกดดันนะเว้ยทีมไทยชนะ2ทีมแต่ทีมเดียวเนี่ย
Gets a little bit of that early.
ฝากจะพัมมีอ่ะ
Just backing off. Playing a little bit safe.
โอ้โห
Sephiroth.
ไอ้เหี้ยกดดันอยู่นะ
Able
กดดัน
to
อยู่
deal
นะ
with PKM. QTD down on numbers now, and FULLSENSE about to punish them for this final map. Summit has not gone their way at all. QTD are done. It's 13-4, and FULLSENSE will take the victory in their opening game of the play-ins.
One away from maybe locking in if they're able to take down their next opponents. I believe it's going to be T1, but nonetheless, what an improvement out from the group stage. A bit of a life game from Cruz, but showing just massively, incrementally, bit by bit, all the different plays that they're able to set off of now. They're looking much more like their old selves from stage 1. Couple of double duelists, but even with Permi on the deadlock still today, they had their number against QTD every step.
Yeah, in saying that, I think it was far from perfect. I think there's definitely still a lot that FULLSENSE is going to continue to look to improve upon, but a win is a win, and if they can continue to just work their way slowly but surely through these play-ins, by the time they do at some point get to playoffs, I think there'll be a team to really be concerned about. They do need to maybe work on a bit of that synergy. Things looking a bit difficult there with the flag. Came out upside down. So like I said, a few things still to work on here. Maybe communication, potentially, for FULLSENSE, but end of the day, they're going to be happy. They're not going to be too concerned about this. Looking forward to a match, like you say, against T1. It's a bit of a bigger fish to fry, I think it's fair to say, than QTD. And for QTD on the other side of that coin, moving down into the lower bracket, it's not going to be an easy task going forward for them, because obviously, you're now one game away from elimination here in the play-ins, and you've been kind of building your entire year towards this point, and unfortunately it might be over in 2.
Yeah, that's it. I'm still incredibly impressed by them, though, and the showing that they had today. Incredibly aggressive. They wanted to test their summit, but it unfortunately does not pay off just yet. That said, though, FULLSENSE, what a performance. Let's listen in to them with Jen on the stage.
네, 풀센스의 프리미 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. Massive congrats, 프리미. 가장 먼저 이렇게 플레이인 스테이지 첫 경기를 승리로 장식하게 됐는데요. 오늘 경기 소감부터 들어보고 싶네요. Now, congratulations, Primi, on this win. You guys are starting off play-ins with a strong win against QTD.
but you can call me Peanut
How do you
Head.
feel about today's win?
ก็ยินดีด้วยกับการชนะวันนี้ที่เจอ QTD ก็คิดยังไงบ้าง
You can call me
ก็
Peanut
รู้สึกดีครับผม
Head
เพราะว่า
or
นี่ก็เป็นชนะของเราก็ไม่ได้หลังจากไม่ได้ชนะมานานก็ดีใจครับ
feels very good because he hadn't won for a while.
아무래도 그동안 연패를 했기 때문에 이렇게 승리를 할 수 있어서 기분이
hello.
너무
Okay,
좋다고
I have to
얘기를
go,
하는데요. 상대해본 QTD라는 팀은 또 어떤 팀인 것 같은지도 물어보도록 하겠습니다. I want to ask you about your thoughts on QTD. What do you think about them as a team competing on the Pacific stage?
คิดยังไงกับทีม QTD
ก็รู้สึกว่าเป็นทีมที่เก่งมากครับผมแล้วก็เล่นกันเป็นทีมเวิร์กมากครับ
very good team has very good teamwork and plays very well together.
확실히 팀워크도 좋고 그리고 강한 팀이라고 생각한다고 얘기를 하는데요. 그리고 풀센스 같은 경우에는 이제 프로스트 감독이 스테이지 2부터 다시 합류하게 되면서 아무래도 좀 맞춰가는 그런 과정이 필요했던 것 같은데 그 과정은 어땠는지 선수들의 인풋은 좀 어느 정도인지 그리고 좀 어떤 방향성으로 이제 확고히 하게 됐는지도 물어보고 싶네요. So with Frost rejoining the roster starting stage 2, it means a lot of catching up to do for you guys. I mean, you tried different comms, different styles compared to stage 1. What conclusions did you guys decide to reach? How was the process? How much input do you get to have?
ก็ได้บทสรุปอะไรมาบ้างหลังจากที่ฟอร์สเข้ามาตอนสเตจ2แล้วก็เปลี่ยนคอมเปลี่ยนสไตล์การเล่นอะไรหลายอย่างสรุปว่าแบบเราจะไปทางไหน
ผมตอนนี้ก็เราก็พยายามหาได้แนวทางแล้วก็เล่นให้เข้ากับเราที่สุดครับผมเพราะว่าตอนนี้ก็หาสไตล์การเล่นอยู่ครับ
still trying to find out which style will be we're still testing out different styles different game plan and stuff
아직까지도 좀 뭐가 팀에게 최선인지를 찾아가고 있는 과정 같다고 얘기를 합니다. 그러면 또 프리미 선수가 개인적으로 느끼기에 다시 돌아온 프로스트 감독 좀 변한 것 같은지 아니면 탈론 시절 그대로인지도 물어보고 싶네요. What about the dynamics of you and Frost, or you know the team and the Frost? Is he different compared to the Talon era, or was it just the same?
Frost แบบยังเหมือนเดิมอยู่ไหมตอนอยู่ทารอนกลับมาตอนเนี้ย
เหมือนเดิมครับผมก็เหมือนเดิมเลย
everything's the same
그냥 옛날이랑 똑같다고 감독님 그대로시라고 얘기를 해줬습니다. 자, 이렇게 되면서 다음 경기 T1을 만나게 됐는데요. 여기에 대해서는 어떻게 느끼고 있는지도 들어보도록 할게요. Next up would be T1. You always frag against T1, I feel like, but what are your expectations?
แมตช์ต่อไปเจอ T1 คิวคิดยังไงบ้าง
ก็น่าจะเป็นแมตช์ที่ยากครับผมแต่ว่าเราน่าจะทำได้
it'll be a hard match but he thinks he'll win
힘든 경기가 되겠지만 그래도 프리미 선수는 풀센스가 이기지 않을까라는 자신감 있는 모습을 보여주게 됐습니다. 자, 이렇게 해서 프리미 선수 만나봤고요. 저희는 다음 인터뷰로 돌아오도록 할게요. Thank you so much, Primi, and good luck against T1.
Thank you.
It's a good week for Thai Valorant so far. We got one more match after this featuring another Thai team. But in the meantime, FULLSENSE finally getting a win, a much needed win. This stage 2 ever since Frost has joined this roster. Primi mentioning just now, things haven't changed. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but overall things look a lot better.
Yeah, they break that 4-loss streak. If history is to be believed, now they're going to win 3 more in a row because everything has to be in balance when it comes to this team. But I will say this was a much better game from them overall. Map 3 looked really solid. I think Sephiroth really held his own there. That's something we've been waiting for him in this squad, where I feel like he hasn't always had the best games, but he showed up when it mattered most today. So I think now this FULLSENSE team can really start to pick up some steam, gather that momentum as they move towards qualifying for the playoffs.
Yeah, this is a really well-rounded performance from really everyone on FULLSENSE. I think they were pretty close to each other in terms of fragging. Cruz, I think, won like 4 clutches or 4 late-round scenarios. You know, he's always good for those kind of scenarios when he's feeling like he's in good form. You know, sometimes he had some underwhelming fragging performances or he gets a bit of the IGL brain drain, but this was another all-time classic game for Cruz where every single clutch situation he was winning, and I think at the end of the day that's going to start to get quite frustrating for a team like QTD, who unfortunately this is something that I kind of earmarked for some of the challengers teams. When you're mixing in too many of these maps that you haven't played too much, you're going to have some pretty inconsistent success. You saw it for every team so far, I think, for the most part. You've seen it in the Sunset game for Sharper, you saw it for Onside trying to pick Sunset as well, didn't quite click for them, and then there on Summer here for QTD, they just don't have the reps in officials, and unfortunately the Pacific teams are styling on them a little bit.
We saw some moments from QTD. I think their Haven was definitely impressive, and I think these players can be very good, and I hope that they can settle into this stage a little bit more when we see them in that lower bracket.
Yeah, not bad at all for a very first showing here on this stage for QTD. Like you guys mentioned, Summit, brand new map, a little rough for them, but I'm honestly very, what's the right word? delighted for FULLSENSE. I know a lot of fans were expecting great things from this team with the combination and the reuniting of Frost on this roster, but things are coming together, and Cruz, like you said, stepping up, even as at IGL.
Yeah, I mean, look, for FULLSENSE, everyone fracked. Everyone put in a shift for QTD. A couple of the boys going missing there, and I think that's going to have to be a little bit of a lesson. I think the map 3 pressure might have got to them a little bit. As mentioned, they're playing a map that they haven't played too much in Challenges Japan, so I think that's back to the drawing board. They really need to just try to channel what they did on Haven and try to take that forward through the lower bracket, and I think they have a chance if they can try to play like that a little bit more. MVP goes over to Primi. He set the tone for this whole series on Split. That was another all-time classic, game from Primi. Download that VOD and just watch what he did.
Get it watched. I mean, I think he was fantastic in that first map, and I think very, very solid in this map 3 that they did manage to close the series out. So, yet another MVP for him. He's drowning in them at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the best in Pacific, in the world, perhaps. Now, coming up next, we have Team Secret facing against XIPTO, formerly known as 555 or Ha Ha Ha, and we'll be seeing them very shortly after this break. So guys, don't go too far away.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Push, push, push.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to VCT Pacific. It's play-ins, it's day 2, and we're going to see the final of the 4 challengers teams debuting today. They'll be playing against Team Secret. Now, Team Secret had a fairly good start to stage 2, all things considered, but then they've had some roster swaps through and a little bit of trouble. I don't know if you guys saw Spin's post-match interview last time. It was, pretty deep. Like, dude sounded like he was having a full-on therapy session, released there. So I think there's a lot of stuff they must have been working on since that game.
Yeah, I mean,
Usually you're the one giving him the therapy after the post-match. Was that nostalgic for you, Morgan?
Look, he's very candid in the interviews. He's not afraid to say what's going on inside the team. So it's clear they're going through some changes and they're trying to fix the problems from the inside out. I think this is a good roster on paper. I think we can definitely expect more from this roster than we've seen. We see it up at the top there. 1-4 record in the groups. Win against KO Rex, losses against everybody else. So they're really looking to turn around their fortunes here in the play-ins.
I think they did decently, but something I'm concerned about coming into this matchup is this map in particular against DFM, where DFM on the attacking side of Breeze were hyper-aggressive. They were running at them. They were disrespecting them. Now, why is this relevant to this matchup? Because, May's stunning himself and they're still winning the game. That's one thing. But more importantly than that is that 555 is a very aggressive team. Their duelist pairing are not afraid to take fights, are not afraid to push smokes and be hyper-aggressive and confident like this. And if Secret can't hold DFM doing that to them, then I'm a little bit worried if 555 comes into good form here on the Pacific stage, then they're not going to be able to deal with that aggression.
Yeah, I need to see them have some answers because we know 555 will be in your face and they didn't handle that super well. So hopefully they've got something a little bit better cooked up for that aggressive style.
Now, 555 are really excited about them. They are now known as XIPTO, but it's hard to not to let go of the name so soon. Now, we do have Quack, who's going to make a case for 555 and introduce them to those of you who are not familiar with this Thai super team.
XIPTO. These are 5 players who have been hovering around challengers for a while. Young, unsigned rookies banding together at the start of the year to chase the Valorant dream. They hit walls and obstacles, ultimately taking 3rd place after falling to domestic rivals Sharper and Motive in Split 1 SEA, but came back in Split 2, exceeding expectations, embodying the double duelist meta impeccably with dives, set plays, and quick rotates. They meet Sharper again in an intense grand final, 5 full maps, pushing their opposition and themselves to the very limit, down 6-6 at the end of the half in the final map before falling again with a final scoreline 13-11. Down but not out though, their 5 dreams persevere through the LCQ with minimal resistance, clinching the final Pacific play-in spot. Armed with Endoist and Doffiest duelists of the core who have official debut matches as early as 2023, Kennedy to support, Surf of Talon fame as their sentinel, all helmed by perhaps the most experienced on the roster, Alert. These are 5 players, 5 raw talents, and 5 dreams. This is XIPTO. How far can they go?
You guys all read, introduce these teams like story time. It's like a bedtime story. Yeah. And that's the tale of 555.
That is the tale of
555. Legendary 555, now known as XIPTO. But it's true. They came in through LCQ, but they are definitely a strong contender from the region. Definitely some of the best. A lot of these players have come through various academy teams.
Yeah, I'm very happy that they won that LCQ and we get to see them here on the Pacific stage. I think they're an incredible team. I love how they play. For me, they embody that Thai spirit, the aggression, and I think they do it fantastically. Quack mentioned it, but that double duelist pairing, Doffy and Endoist, is so scary.
Yeah, I think XIPTO has everything that they need to craft a winning formula, really. I think Alert and Surf bring a lot of experience, bring a lot of calling presence to the team. Endoist and Doffy are just raw talents from the Thai scene. I've seen Kennedy have some very good games for himself as well on that initiator role. This is the core of what was Talent Academy before, and then now has kind of persevered into this team, picking up more and more talented players. And I think, honestly, in the past, they've had a very close rivalry in the Thai scene with Sharper and continuing into Challengers SEA. So this is not, despite the fact this is a team that had to grind through the LCQ, I don't think on the international stage here in Pacific, they're going to be any better or worse than Sharper, to be honest. I think they're just as good.
I completely agree with that. Now, Surf, even Frost sent him a message congratulating him coming back to the Pacific stage. And Endoist, you guys have been so high on Endoist. Yeah. Tell us why.
He's just a fantastic player. I feel like he has something so cerebral around him where he's so aggressive. It's in your face, but it's multi-kill after multi-kill. I feel like it doesn't matter how bad the situation it is that he finds himself in, he can dig himself out of it almost every time.
If you haven't seen Endoist play, just think Primi, honestly. Like, he is mechanically ridiculously sharp. I think that he is the one that cleans up a lot of kills for 555.
you know, there's been some clips accusing him of maybe using some assistance online.
That's how good he is, man.
On Twitter.
The greatest compliment of all.
Because realistically, that's how good he is. But Joffy is not to be underestimated either. I know his stats don't pop like Enduous do, but he plays a harder role on this team than Enduous does. He's a bit more of a space maker, but you won't be surprised when you see Doffy play as well. He put up just as many kills in the grand final of Challenge SCA, I believe it was, or maybe it was the LCQ, as Enduous did. And mechanically, he's incredibly sharp as well.
Yes.
Like, he is literally just popping heads like it's nothing as well.
And like, that's what makes it so scary is you might be able to stop one of them, but then there's going to be a second one in your face just as quickly. So really, when they combine and come together in this pairing, they are incredibly lethal.
It is crazy. You have two super shooters here, but then you also have two players who are really experienced.
For sure. I mean, you see Surf all the way back, multiple Masters attendee before you actually got into Pacific and the Franchise League, even went over to Chance Istanbul, and then you see multiple times he's already played on the Pacific stage, and Talon always does at least decently. 5th, 6th, and 4th is a pretty deep run, so a lot of games under his belt. I think he's going to be a bit of a veteran presence here. But Alert has been playing for a long time as well, just maybe hasn't quite made it as far as he would have wanted in some of those Ascension runs.
Yeah, I mean, very much so. We know how dangerous he can be, and we saw it a little bit over in Ascension, but I don't think he showed his very top potential there. And then also in challenges, he has been very solid.
Now, I have to say, the Thai team looks so exciting, and they look really strong. But Spin and Styron have a really good track record against Thai teams.
I mean, Styron, even this was kind of a thrown-together team, the XLB team, and he was still able to fashion himself a win against XIPTO, so he's been able to craft a game plan. That was quite a close series. You see another close best-of-5 there in the lower final, where Motive was able to overcome XIPTO. I think Spin, in particular, has had these Thai teams' numbers in Challenges SCA. He has a very good record against them, so he knows how to prepare a squad for it, and I think this Secret team has just as much talent as a Motive would have had, to be honest, maybe more so, maybe even a little bit more experience than a Motive would have had. So I think that as long as the players execute the game plan in the server, I think Spin can definitely get Secret on the right page to be able to beat XIPTO here, especially on the Pacific stage.
I definitely want to pick your brain more on that very shortly, but we're going to be going into the skirmish next, and we got Nats and Kennedy.
Kennedy, there you go. Kennedy's been able to win a skirmish over Nats.
Yeah.
Kennedy's kind of sharp as well. Like,
yeah, I was going to say, like,
that's the thing. These Thai teams, they're all sharp. Well, you know, we saw Sharper literally put their manager in, and he won the skirmish.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, everyone in that country can aim well.
Yeah, clearly, and that's why I think these Thai teams are so scary, and again, having a really good track record so far here in Pacific. And we got our map, Vito Summit, Sunset, and Split. We've got 2 new maps for XIPTO coming into this.
I mean, this is the third Challengers team to pick Sunset into a Pacific team. The first 2 times, it hasn't gone well for Onside or for Sharper. Hoping that it'll be a little bit better here for XIPTO. Team Secret selecting Summer. It's a map they haven't won yet, but they showed 2 different styles, the Neon Phoenix, as well as that kind of more NRG-esque style that I think worked quite well against PRX. They got 10 rounds despite playing with their assistant coach there, so I think Summit should be a decent map for them. And I think this is kind of Spin saying to XIPTO, show me that you can play this map. You know, this is going to be some uncomfortability, at least in terms of official reps. And then Split, I think, has shown some promise for both teams as a third map decider. I think XIPTO's got some very close games on that in both the LCQ and Challenges SCA.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, for Secret, I think it makes sense for me that they would pick this in a way. I am curious which version of the comp we do see, but I like the NRG style that they brought out. Against Paper X, I think that game was very close, and if something isn't an insane clutch monster on the Viper, they probably do win this map, so I think there is a lot of potential there.
Well, I can't help but ask a little bit about our predictions ahead of time here. Did you both go for Secret?
I went for XIPTO.
You went for XIPTO.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I've been going mostly for these tier 2 teams because I feel like they are the favorites in every matchup. I feel like with the prep time, with the lead up, and then also with the momentum, I think especially for XIPTO, who felt that pain of losing in the final of Challengers SCA, to then have to go and win LCQ. They're on a second chance even to make it here. So I think their momentum will be at an all-time high. And we know Secret, since that opening week, haven't managed to even win a map. So I think it's a little bit more of a struggle struggle there. I'd love to see Secret bounce back, but I worry that the momentum needle swings too far the other way.
I think Secret should have a really good chance to win this series. I don't think that 555 now XIPTO are a team that really will reinvent themselves a huge amount. I think they've got a winning formula with the double duelist pairing. I think they're going to stick to that general kind of style. And both Siren and Spin have showed the propensity and the ability with different rosters that are, in my opinion, not as good as Secret to already beat them in Tier 2. So that's why I favor Secret in this matchup, but I could definitely see XIPTO winning.
Well, yeah, the Team Secret predictors are definitely in the minority here, which is really surprising for a Challengers team coming in here with high hopes from the talents. Let's see what actually happens as we send it to the stage. Welcome to two teams. We've got XIPTO, formerly 555, facing Team Secret.
Today's matchup.
We got Team Secret and XIPTO, the final Challengers team to join Pacific and see what they're made of. XIPTO, formerly known as 555, also the third tie team here in Pacific. We have high expectations for this team. Most of us have predicted for them to win today. However, Pilsky, you picked Team Secret, and part of your argument here is that both Spin and Styron have had a good read on all the tie teams when they were in Challengers as well. But it was a different squad. Why do you think they can still find success today?
Because they have great players. They had some rough runs in the group stage, quite honestly, but I think a lot of those maps were winnable, and I think that the shuffle of the roster that they had to deal with, as well as the ups and downs of Zeus, were problematic for them, and hopefully they've worked on some of those issues, because XIPTO, if there is a Challengers team that's going to put you to the firepower test, this is that team.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, I think for Secret, I want to see that mental recovery, because I think this is a great squad on paper. They just haven't hit those highs yet. For XIPTO, they're coming in with so much momentum. They've sort of mixed it up in the veto, picking Sunset. Team Secret selecting Summit means two of these maps are brand new for the squad, so we don't know what to expect there, but we know it will be in-your-face aggression.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think it's going to be the two superstar duelists who are going to be giving Team Secret, you know, the biggest headache?
I think so, because we saw in that DFM game when May was really in their face, when they're being aggressive, they struggled to deal with it. I think I need to see them find answers for that double duelist pairing. And also, those are the guys that are consistently topping the scoreboards for this team, consistently topping their leagues by this metric. So I do think that's where they have to spend a lot of their resources to be able to slow them down.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think XIPTO will do well if Endois and Doffy don't frag here in Pacific. Not to say that's the only thing they have going for them. Alert and Surf are both very clutch players. I think Kennedy can overperform, given that he has to just do the kind of role-playing duties in this squad, but I have seen him have very big games on things like Raze and even Teo when that was really in the meta back at Talon Academy, so I know he's got some talent for himself. He just has to make ways for the other boys. For Secret, 100%, they know what they're in for here. They have played against this team so often, and like I said before, honestly, if XIPTO come out and don't play double duelists and change their whole style, even on the first two maps of the series, I'm going to be extremely concerned. I don't want them to do anything tricky. I really do just want them to slam duelists this entire stage, and if they lose playing that, then so be it.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Team Secret, we spoke about his highs and lows, but Zeus is a player that we're really looking to find form. If they want to make it deep into the play-ins and then into the playoffs, this is a player who we know can be fantastic. I just want to see him consistently hit those highs, and then I think this whole team Team Secret roster unlocked.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be able to do that. And I think Neon as well is the perfect agent to be dealing with a team like XIPTO, to be honest. That's why he's such a strong duelist, especially as a solo duelist. Yes, you have that entry power on the attacking side, but Zeus is a great op player if the other team opts to slow down the game. But the thing that Neon is so good at is the bloody relay bolt. If they run at you, you can stop them right there. You could drop the relay bolt, drop the fast lane, and say you're not coming into this side. So that's where Zeus needs to be on top of things.
Now, Zeus has shown how, what did you call him? The greatest Neon? Or one of the greats of the Philippines.
Yes.
The top three.
He's like Pacquiao.
Yes. So I hope he
Except
is
sometimes
able to
he has
step
no
up today.
hands. Anyway.
But he is a rookie here in Pacific as well, so sometimes it's hard to forget that, you know, rookies can get a little bit of the first stage jitters.
Yeah, but they're keeping him on the Neon. I gotta say, for Team Secret, this is the third different comp on the map, but I love it knowing what they're up against. Literally, everybody has a way to fill up that choke point and stop XIPTO from getting through when they're gonna be attacking. So this is a very deliberate, I think, anti-strat to help deal with that aggression.
Yeah, let's see what Secret can get going for themselves on the attacking side. For XIPTO, they're just playing the meta. Neon, Phoenix, Enduous wants to kind of pick up the rest of the scraps. They're going to be starting out on that defensive side. So we'll keep an eye on Surf in particular. Quite a solid Sentinel player, and he is the most experienced player on XIPTO here. He should be very comfortable on this Pacific stage.
And to take us through the first map of Summit, it's back to our casters. We got Jordan and Quack.
Well, only the first map. We're actually here for the whole thing, unfortunately, Victoria. But I tell you what, we are here for the first map as well. Team Secret and XIPTO, I mean, this feels like it could be a pretty close match on paper. I think Team Secret have been, unfortunately, having a little bit of a rougher run. You know, there's been some issues with having the core roster there the whole time, obviously, throughout the group stages. And XIPTO, we know from having watched Challenges SEA, are a pretty solid team. So I think this is a potentially pretty evenly matched game.
Definitely. I'm very excited. I mean, for one, at XIPTO, you know, you've been just casting these boys all throughout Challengers, but at the same time, Team Secret, I do feel as though, like, with particular prep, they can be strong. Remember that one game where they actually did go up against KRX triple duelist? I mean, this is double duelist. They took down triple duelist, 3 beats 2. Come on.
I mean, you might be right. You might be right. I'm not sure I'm following that logic necessarily, but I think a big recovery is kind of required for Team Secret. Maybe a similar story to what we saw for FULLSENSE in that opening game. They both have had unfortunate runs throughout this season, let's say. But this is an opportunity to kind of get the ball rolling at the perfect time. Get a decent run in through the play-ins, make it into the playoffs, and then really unleash. So, see what Team Secret can do today. Or maybe XIPTO can run amok a little bit.
Maybe a bit more. I mean, that's always been the story about this guy. You know, with a lot of the Challengers teams, I do feel like a lot of them just kind of feel like this is their time. They've been playing all throughout, you know, for quite a while. Finally, they get to move up to Tier 1. For XIPTO, though, like, so many of them are actual, just straight-up rookies. They're coach even. They don't have an assistant coach. They're backed by XIPTO, the organization now, but, like, the entire journey for them to get up to this point and for them to show off, you know, different ways and different dimensions in their gameplay is pretty fun to watch. But right now, on the defense as well, it's going to be a bit slow with how Team Secret are running in with a double controller. A lot of it is going to come down to how they work around their Viper as well, which, as we've witnessed in games past, can do a lot to stall and hold off, if not create pressure, and allow for them to take space now.
Enduous actually claiming first blood there. Sylvan able to trade him back down. Team Secret trying to fight their way into this beast hunt. They're doing it slowly and surely. Dombey and Surf still alive. And that is bad news for Team Secret. They are able to hold on to the site quite nicely. Kennedy there to finish off Kelly S. XIPTO draw first blood in this matchup.
Very clean shots, and that's always going to be one of the other, like, you know, it's things that we say as casters, and sometimes it's very intangible, but this is truly one of the hallmarks of this team. It's just the marksmanship, the firepower, the mechanical skill of XIPTO. That's what brought them to this point to begin with. The way that they managed to challenge Sharper in that SEA Split 2 finals, or even go that far in LCQ, taking down their opponents and rivals of Fancy United, things like that. So you really want to watch out for how much they're able to play and perform, especially with Enduous and Doffy. Doffy now in the Marshall. 4-1 for Team Secret though. Progression smoke, very clear stock standard, and alerts already prepared for it.
Patience from Team Secret to start this round off. Nats has kind of pulled a little bit out of the hat there. I'm not sure what's gone wrong there for Endoist, but
very weird.
Nats on 1 HP gets the dual win with the classic of all things.
He's been on the stage a bit longer. Well, Kelly is still holding the angle though, and the whole team's kind of regrouped around. Doffy off a timing could potentially at some point set up a flank. And again, keep your eyes on the toxic screen so that Team Secret will set forth. This one kind of reveals that they would like to play around and on towards B site now. Surf, though, has position up towards heaven. Won't do much good if he can't see, though.
I'm sure he'll be all good. Doffy actually with a really good chance of maybe picking up a few here. Ends up only getting himself one. Nats is fragging right now with the classic. This is second kill in the round. He's on 1 HP. They've got a plant down. Sylvan's managed that at least, and there's a paranoia here available, or not for long. Surf will win his duel, and Nats is going to get another. What? No! Oh. That was actually so on offer for him. I mean, it was always going to be tough with a classic there to find a multi-kill, but yeah, I think he might have almost honestly been better just taking the one. Either way, you know, not a bad round actually from XIPTO with 3 players alive, so it could be worse.
There he goes. But yeah, So, okay, just to preface things a little bit further, one of the other things to expect about, I guess, XIPTO or previously 555 is you can expect for some of these rounds to be quite scrappy at times, just because it's, you know, the double duelists a lot of times are not going into these rounds with like full perfect scripts or set plans. It's just intuition and like individual calls and what they want to do and make. So they're seeing a toxic screen now. They want to play and set up around it. But Team Secret have other ideas in mind. Progression smoke towards B site. They've broken the trip. It's a great way for Zeus to get in.
Yeah, I think Zeus is obviously going to be someone that's going to be in the crosshair today. A little bit of a rougher end to the season for Team Secret, but started it very well, and we all had high hopes that he would really be able to deliver. Kennedy gets a nice headshot in onto Nats. There's Zeus, though, sliding in to find his opening pick, but Kennedy is the danger man on this site right now. Could be on for one more. Oh, he's got 3, and helped out by Doffy. Team Secret unable to put this round together by the looks of things, unless it comes off the back of KAI's. In a 1v3, the spike is lost. There's 48 seconds. He kind of has time. But this is not how this was supposed to go for Team Secret. XIPTO looking on the verge of picking up their bonus.
How has that happened?
Bit of magic. Sharp shooting.
30 seconds
Hocus
left.
pocus.
Kennedy warmed up potentially from the skirmish.
Yeah, well, that's one of those. All Sheriff shots, 3 kills in this round. And in what looked like it was supposed to be Team Secret taking the site, just completely
10
got
seconds left.
stopped. I mean, there's really not much to go off of, right? I mean, as Team Secret, you would expect them to be able to toss in utility and flashes and everything to support it when they actually do get that push through, but if Kennedy, you know, has a bit of support, and they're breaking down recon, and he's just swinging around. First shot, you know, whatever, that's through smoke, but look at these. Bit of cover with the relay bolt as well from behind. But like, that's it. Team Secret were just not playing together, which makes things really difficult now for the first half, because that's a big lead that XIPTO are building up upon. Little hero rifle for KAI's saved up from the previous though. So let's have a listen in to see what Team Secret wants to try and attempt.
Oh, it's this guy, bro.
Outlook.
Headshot again. I'm picking side again. I'm picking here. Can we pick key? It's okay, let them push it. I'm gonna just go deathmatch, bro. You're on your own.
I phantom and mid.
Go, go, go.
I'm gonna go to towers. Okay. Careful, Boba, okay? Who kill you, kill? Neon.
You have outlook.
He's from...
That goes there. A-Link.
Yeah.
Fade on B-Link. Cypher B. Neon here. Phoenix.
I'm out of here.
just not finding much else.
Not much to be said about that round, unfortunately, for Team Secret. A couple of early shots through the smoke, making life difficult, and one by one they fall. And it's been a pretty unenthusiastic start to their map. This should be a 4-0 lead. Kennedy quite able to get it done cleanly, but job done for XIPTO. 4 alive, 4-0 the start. Team Secret have to be worried. I mean, this is their map pick.
Yeah. I'm like almost concerned. Do we want to see a timeout soon, perhaps even? I was kind of looking through my phone to search for a quote because you kind of heard it in the comms, right? Unenthusiastic is a good way to describe it too. That like, you know, it's an eager round. He has a rifle. You know, the rest of them have pistols. Let's go try and go for deathmatch. You're on your own. But like that's the quote that Spin had as well, speaking about team culture and how they're trying to preserve peace, but no one's really taking accountability for certain mistakes, and it really does start to show. But this is a great way to kick off the round.
Yeah, Doffy just kind of getting baited in there, and Zeus waiting on the line. One shot, headshot. That's exactly what you want for Team Secret. It's the first real opportunity that they've had, I feel. This 4-on-5.
Too bad. We'll see if perhaps maybe KAI's can try to find a little bit more, or if not, for the whole team to pivot back towards the middle and play around where their toxic screens are. Marking angles. Op spotted.
Oh, alert. Takes down Sylvan. So that'll bring it back to a 4-on-4. Just an awkward death for him. Nat's getting involved now with that op in hand. Endoist out of the picture. Team Secret just recalibrating on this round, but the triple swing could be the better of Kennedy. There's a lot of players to spam through. In the end, wall will drop, and KAI's will also manage to finish off Kennedy. Team Secret slowly but surely putting this round together, and now it's really all on the shoulders of Surf to try to hold on to this site alone. Alert is dead. Surf needs anything and gets nothing. And so Team Secret have their first round.
Yeah, much more like it. Just needed a bit of that surge of confidence getting the opening pick. Reaction shot by Zeus. And apart from that, also, just really slowing things down as they eventually head back towards middle. No one gets spotted. You know, they're thinking their opponents are going to be incredibly aggressive players who might tend to peek back out, which is why they're holding a lot of tentative space. But as it goes back towards mid, like, they're just playing around their screen again, isolating members of XIPTO one by one. Now, flipping the script on over to A site.
Quick push in. Zeus, oh, caught by Endoist. That's a really nice kill from him. I feel like Zeus had that every day of the week. In the end, though, once again, another slow sort of progress round here from Team Secret. Obviously hasn't started well, so they're kind of trying to think about what is plan B.
Might be Nats with the op.
Might be indeed. Kennedy out of the picture now. Nats is getting a lot of work done with this op on the attack, which is a little bit surprising, I guess. We'll see if that continues or if XIPTO start to play around it a little better. Once again, that B side is more or less undefended. You've got Surf just kind of watching over it. Seeing if he can maybe get a kill here on the entry. Would have had one potentially there. Had he been paying more attention, it's still the recalibration that works out. He does commit to drop. I'm sure he'll get cleared out at some point here.
Joke's over.
Flank going down first, though. Now run it back, committed by Endoist. He's going to look to try to reinforce this site, see if he can find any info or hopefully a kill. That's not what will happen. Sylvan will send him back. But Team Secret still holding on to this one with only the 3 players. It's a bit of a deficit. Sylvan brings it back to an equalized number. Nats as well, chiming in, can't double down. Surf is there for the refrag and gets himself a neural theft out as well, trying to discover where these Team Secret players are playing the post plan from, which is quite a long way away. And this is why Styron has the Hunter's Fury. Just going to continue to layer that upon the spike to slow things down as much as possible. And he might have just done enough here as XIPTO will get all the kills they need. but they won't get themselves the round. Team Secret claim 2.
They had themselves a little bit committed too far, especially out towards drop, so their only option was to go for the kills and the frags, but with the Hunters who were buying time away, ultimately, you still kind of see that. I mean, Surf was trying to pop off the Cyber Cage, all in all, but just starting to show how, like, teams trying to adjust around the meta as well and slowing down the pace can have an influence in the rounds. XIPTO, though, as mentioned before, that was part of the thing. When they were playing online, it was incredibly scrappy, but on a LAN in the Split 2 finals, they suddenly showed a bit more tacticality, and I think that's what this op is proving to be as well. They can work around the slow pace, and they're holding every single individual lane right now, especially towards middle. So trying to read and recognize what Team Secret intend to do around the toxic screens, they always have to be quite careful because Nats still has his own op and he's kind of lurking around. Not a lot of information afforded yet by XIPTO. They're thinking B main could be clear, but Styron's just announcing his presence. I'm still here. Be wary, and that baits out the smoke from Alert. So it's on to Surf again, who's, well, not exactly alone by A site.
Endorsed. Well, this is going to be tough for him. Hit by that paranoia as well. It's going to make matters worse. Now a relay bolt. There's just no chance. Endorsed is a dead man.
30 seconds left.
Still got 2 trips on this site, though, that XIPTO have to defend with. Doffy needs to be hitting some of these shots. He's given too many opportunities over to Team Secret, and they bully their way into A.
Uncharacteristic whiffs and little isolated positions as well. This has to be a save now for XIPTO. Very clean take by Team Secret. Bits of pressure, keeps players invested on other parts of the map, where XIPTO are just spread far too thin, not taking any proactive information as well. So if you're just playing passive like that, you're just waiting for the hit to come, and you know that's what can happen. Endoist gets completely stunned up, Valoranted.
Yep, that's what it is. Nice recovery being put together here by Team Secret, so like it was going to start a bit awkwardly, but XIPTO is starting to lose a bit of their momentum. Kennedy going to try and take some guns out of their hands. Ends up losing his own. 1-for-1 there is probably favorable for Team Secret. Forcing that reinvestment from XIPTO, and they're on a bit of a loss streak.
Either way, though, great way for Team Secret to start to stabilize. Might be able to even out the score and perhaps even take a lead. Nats on this off, definitely creating quite a bit of pressure and a lot of support from the Filipino fans as well. That said, though, Coach ASI wanting to have a bit of intervention. I mean, I want to call back to what the desk talked about just yesterday, I think, in the play-ins, is that sometimes the Thai teams or, you know, the challengers teams can, especially Sharper, I think, they can be a bit streaky with how they're, like, operating in the game or on the map. They start to win streaks in rounds, and it's really that momentum because they start to get confidence off of it. You know, it helps them shake off the nerves of being on a different stage, being you know, perhaps more younger or lesser experienced players. And you really start to see that when Surf starts to pop off, get very vocal. But if that gets slowed down, then you have the converse effect of it, where the team gets a bit more quiet. They start to shrink in. And that's not what you want to have as XIPTO. So timeout hopefully does provide them a bit more of that value. Maybe they'll come in with a bit more of their own set plays and wanting to try to take some forward space, which should give them information, which is why you do have the duelist closer out towards the B site now. We'll see what Doffy can conjure up.
Starring going to see if he can get a dart through there to spot some info. Doesn't actually end up tagging either of those XIPTO players, but they are going to be pushed away anyway.
Very safe. And then it's back to the wall. I think XIPTO's still trying to poke and prod towards B main.
Yeah, Nats. They really want to get some of this control, but Doffy's already crossed. Nat's not going to be aware of that.
Okay.
This becomes advantage Doffy for the moment. Just whether or not he decides to pull the trigger. Nats is walking his way forward. That gun barrel is so close to the corner. There it is, the swing. And Nats just was not expecting Doffy at all on that line. He found the perfect timing to get across. So that is the end of Nats to start things off. It's like for round number 8.
Pins and needles. And now you've got KAI's on a deep insert. So you got to watch out for the rotations as XIPTO. But still thinking about Surf and Alert. If they can hold the A side, Jordan. Oh.
KAI's on the hunt for a bit of info. He's going to run right into Kennedy.
30 seconds
Makes
left.
matters worse. For Team Secret, Paranoia through, but Zeus has already crept out past it. He's going to need to see if he can find himself the opener. Gets alerted to the presence of Endua, so turns around. An easy kill for Alert, and Surf is there to finish it off. XIPTO make it 5-3. They maintain the lead.
And then we can see the impact of KOJSI. Nice. Lovely bit of recovery, but of course nothing that Team Secret can't shrug off just to get the investments back in. But really seeing how, you know, proactive information or space being taken can aid XIPTO in their defensive side. So maybe trying to do the same thing now, or thinking otherwise, because Team Secret are looking to play one up on the previous approach, which is to take B main now, maybe explode into sight.
Alright, well, Team Secret we slowed down a little bit by that Nightfall. In fact, slowed down quite a lot by that Nightfall, it would seem. They're really happy to just bide their time, try and wait it out, and see if they can bully their way back on in instead. So Zeus opening it up. You've still got multiple members on this side. Doffy and Surf set up in somewhat of a crossfire to try to hold onto the side. There's the first attempt that goes wrong for Surf. Now with the pit thrown in as well. Doffy throwing caution to the wind. There's nothing in this round for XIPTO. Team Secret with their patience strike nicely.
It really does feel like patience will still be the name of the game though, Jordan, huh? It's so back and forth, and then when they really slow things down, you start to see a lot of these micro fights, which, depending on how either team is positioned or how they play around it, you know, I guess this time around, Zeus comes out on top, KAI's as well, which then incites the pit. At that point, yeah, there was not much else that Doffy could have done, so 2-1-2 again. Omen TP, but just to kind of throw things into a panic for XIPTO. They're running all the way to the back, checking their spawn. It's another B execute for Team Secret.
Hey, but ain't broke, don't fix it. And once again, they'll try to work their way out. This time a bit of a different fashion. It's nice progress made by Zeus with that fast lane, assisted by the drone. Now having a look for a swing on the way through. He clips the head of Endus and then turns on Surf as well. That is a beauty of a round from Zeus, and he is now really starting to feel like he's coming into his own once again, feeling comfortable in this game. Team Secret up to 5.
In a flawless fashion too.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you just get so much space on that side for Zeus, and then he's able to land the shots that he needs to. And I wonder if it's like a different mind game for him, where he goes on this stage and he says, I'm playing against VCT PACIFIC teams, tier 1 team, and it kind of gets into his head. There's a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Now he kind of comes into this and goes, oh, these are the guys that I'm used to from challenges, and you know, I know that I can compete against them, and very clearly is able to do that at the moment.
It really could be that. Lovely to see the Zeus that was prophesized. Oh, but look at this now from XIPTO.
Oh, Doffy, that's a sharp shot onto Nats. It's not really going to amount into a whole lot because he is traded back down straight away, but Zeus going to have a little bit of a look there with the overdrive. Does get dropped back down. It's all a little bit messy here. Endus just found himself in a 1v1 all of a sudden against Styron at the start of the round, basically.
And if you're Styron now, you're wondering where Doffy could be. Your best bet is to just sprint into sight and try to work off around that. Maybe you consider the flank at some point, but Doffy could also have been all the way out towards the back of defender spawn. He's trying to pick up the pace now, has one blaze wall to work off of.
I wonder what he's going to do here. Do you invest
the run it back to see if you can find some information, or you just try and... Oh, find the timing. Okay, well, speaking of, Styron has certainly found it, but maybe not capitalized on it. Blazewall's going to go out. Pops the tap there. Probably could have even sat for the half. Perhaps even honestly could have sat for the full defuse here, and Styron might not have peaked in time. It chooses to take the fight instead, and Styron will win it, punishing Enduist. And Team Secret now in the lead.
Oh, Styron, yeah, you can heave a sigh of relief now. It's okay. What a 1v1. I mean, the whole team fight, yeah, costly, you know, almost thrifty. But you can tell, like, this is those, you know, little nerves again. Enduist, I feel like, would have hit those shots. But, like, the little flick and, you know, there's a slight bit of lag or delay with how he's dragging it across his mouse pad, too. Back at it again. Well, either 7-5 or 6-6 at this point. Nothing too big to speak of. But just the same push on a different site now for Team Secret.
Yeah, that's awkward though for Zeus as he gets slowed down. Finished off in the end by Alert. He's continuing to frag well for his team and has a chance to do some more here. Eventually does fall to serve. There's a swing in from Doffy as well. You've got madness in a lot of these rounds. They're just very chaotic. Skirmishes all over the place. Styron and Sylvan trying to put this one together as a duo. It's Styron that's leading from the front, eventually will fall. Sylvan might have been spotted out right there at the back end by Enduist. Tries to go for a tap. Needs to just take a fight here. Isolates one against Kennedy. That's a good start. Now he's got time. He doesn't actually have to move too quickly here. We'll look to try and cross, but in the end, gets that peek from Enduist and gets that headshot through. Sylvan has taken a little while to come alive in this map, but that's a good time to do it.
No kidding. Jordan, I feel a bit shy now. Enduist is not performing. He's not performing. Look at that, though. Who does that? Sylvan as well, pointing two fingers up to the camera. Spike wasn't planted, but he just goes full wide, almost back towards a cave. Dips back in and still takes the duel. So
halftime.
I think
a bit to celebrate with.
If I was playing, I probably would want to have Spin or Platoon as my coach.
Okay.
Because they're the guys that are like in the back. You can't even hear them most of the time, but they're cheering the whole time, and that's got to be vibes.
That's Elfish guy's coaching wish list. That's your build diff if you could.
My coaching philosophy. Yeah, my build diff coaches. They're my build diff coaches.
They give you vibes and they give you strats.
I think the vibe's okay here for Team Secret. It started pretty badly. 0-4. I thought, okay, maybe XIPTO's going to start to run away with things here, but Team Secret, they fought hard, clawed their way back in that half, and now I've kind of thrown that gauntlet down a little bit to XIPTO and said, hey, well, you know, you're on our stage now to deliver.
And that's a big thing. Still a patient game, but what happens now that we flip sides on the second half? The double duelist attack. That's what everything is, you know, counting on, I think, for XIPTO. But then again, we did witness what Nats can do with the op. He's starting to frag a little bit more like himself as well. Definitely had some nerves in his first day too, but here comes XIPTO, double duelist all the way up forward, and Surf, as always, to lurk.
It's a good spot to be in. Oh, they might just give him a double if they don't quite check this corner. Wisely though, Zeus will do just that. So that's the end of Surf. It is info though for XIPTO. They work their way into the A site off the back of it. They get the plant as well.
Planted.
Okay. Yeah, Team Secret's just going to take this time to set up. XIPTO, they need to try to break through cave.
Kennedy trying to be on the front foot. Ends up only grabbing himself a one-for-one, which is not really enough here for XIPTO. Paranoia through from Sylvan. He eats the first headshot, but still gets the better of Doffy. However, Enduist is there for two. Speaking of, there's only two left for both of these teams. Enduist here looking for it with the flash. Around the corner, doesn't actually manage to blind too much. He's just trying to buy time here. Eventually does pull the swing through. A 3K for Enduist. You were wondering where he was. There he is. Now it's Alert. In-game leader for the team. Can't quite get it done in terms of the frag, but he's bought enough time.
So XIPTO will claim the second half pistol.
Playing off of a 4v5. I want to see so much more. It's nice to see Endo is getting like a little collab with the classic, but it's like golf claps still, you know? It's not quite the performance that I was anticipating, but for Team Secret to be able to play this quickly as well. Oh, there we go. Now they're trying to get themselves fired up. Some fighting words tossed to Team Secret. This could and most probably should end up in a 7-7. Surf, though. And some of the smokes and the positions that he plays. Like, if he just stayed flush to the corner, that could have been a different outcome. Or, of course, wanted to try to play ahead of it. So, just a little instances and fights that do happen. But now he plays something much more safe while the rest of the team tries to get things done. But they get slowed down by Viper utility.
Kennedy has just started it, and then it's been ended by Doors and Doffy. Really wasn't much there for Team Secret. Zeus is... Let's see if he can maybe cause a bit of a ruckus here, but what can he realistically do? He is one man.
Yeah, really not much else. Smoked off as well.
Ooh, low HP for Alert. He can do a little bit there if he had hit that flick. That could have started to get interesting. In the end, though, XIPTO equalized 7-7, although not sure how impressive that is when they've won both of the pistols.
Really not yet. Depends on whether or not they take this bonus and break the economy then of Team Secret. But right now, XIPTO, you're still holding your breath if you're kind of judging them. They're also, I think, just starting to try to get a better read of their opponents because, like, you're not sure if Zeus is going to take this duel or not. It's all these, like, little tendencies right now, and Team Secret definitely feeling a little bit more calm, more collected, more prepared. Oh, look at that. Spraying through the toxic screen. Surf immediately gone.
That's another player deficit for XIPTO. That might be offset a little by Run It Back being invested here by Endors, but he actually needs to get something done with it and hasn't been able to find any success there, so pushed back away by Styron. And the 4v5 will ensue. Kennedy is eager for the fight and ends up getting dropped by Sylvan. Might have been a little bit bold in that, especially considering he was holding onto the spike, which Team Secret now have a little bit of coverage on.
That's just enough for them to kind of secure around as well. Smoke from Alert just to try to retrieve a spike, and that's his last smoke as well, not before the refresh. So, like, this is multiple obstacles ahead of XIPTO. Oh, they're trying to get a pitch against Alert.
Yeah, and they're going to get it as well. Styron cleans that one up nice and easy. Claims himself an orb as a reward. Endors and Doffy just going to walk their way out into the crosshairs of Zeus and KAIS, and they make it look a bit too easy. Team Secret, as soon as they have the guns in their hands, they just seem like a different beast. XIPTO, a lot of success with the pistols, but right now it's Team Secret's game to lose.
You know, you're thinking about the mentality of the pistol. It's like everyone's on an equal footing. You just kind of push in and do as much as you can, especially if you have the spike to play off of. That's what helps XIPTO. But then once the guns come in, and you got all these different pieces of utility, they start to slow things down, get mucked in, a bit of respect, or at least forced to respect their opponents as well. It's just, it's so odd. They're not playing like themselves, and it feels very awkward, but either way, we'll have a listen into their comps.
ต่างพวกมึงได้นะเร็วทานเร็วทานเร็วทาน1 2 3มีแถบกันหลังพวกมึงนะระวังด้วยได้บีเมนสแปม2ตัวได้ตัวตำแหน่งเนี่ย2ตัวป่ะเข้าไปเข้าได้นะเข้าได้นะมาสแปมแต่ไกลๆเร็วหมาเร็วหมาตอนไม่รู้ของเร็วคอนยิงคอนยิงไม่ได้ยิงแล้วไปอยู่ดีเฮ้ยทำในไซมันปล่อยเว้ยลิงอะไรปล่อยไปอย่างดีนะลองลิงนะเขาบอกลิงไปผมไปเล่นละเล่นเลยวันเติมลิงให้ต่อแล้วก็รอบอลลิงแพงเยอะเลยว่ะ
Just a very costly fight. Casualties all aboard, but Doffy trying to bring things back.
Yeah, he is. It's a bold position to play with 33 HP, but if he can get one more, that would be
Really cheeky. It's not going to be the case this time around. Sylvan shuts it down, who has started to kind of come online a little bit in this second half, Sylvan.
Kennedy's wishing for Nightfall.
Yeah, still got 2 players to find here. That Nightfall needing 1 more kill, and that could have been it, but in the end it'll go the way of Nats, and so Alert has to get this done alone. He's good enough to finish off Sylvan, but not Styron. Team Secret have themselves another gun round.
And that's a big lead now that they can start to really build up on.
Someone was standing up on the Team Secret side. I can't see who it was from this far away.
I guess we might get it in the replay?
Probably get it on the replay. Might have been Nats.
Oh, well, Nats would have been the one to do it too. I gotta remember Ascension from last year when he was playing against SLT, well now Varel. But, I mean, look at all of this. Yeah, it wasn't. It's a lot more confidence on the side of Team Secret. The duels that they're winning and taking. I think XIPTO might need a timeout soon, but not for this round, just pistols.
Oh, Zeus is going to be pressured, going to be tested, and Doffy with a couple of taps there gets the better of him. This Fury is going to try to slow XIPTO down. Styron getting himself 1, and that's another. This is potentially still on offer for XIPTO, but they'll have to make a very quick pivot over to A.
And then play around at Spike again? I don't know. Look at where KAI's is moving to now. He's trying to stay up close with his team. Eventually it will be a numbers advantage retake. Like, I can already imagine what our desks might say, that XIPTO's attack kind of looks very... Oh god, I'm just blanking now. One-dimensional, there we go. You know what I mean? Like, it's always the double duelists in there. Like, there's so much weight on them to try to create that space, break things open, but not much else.
Kennedy and Alert down early on in the piece, and KAI's claims his second for the round, making it quite easy. Double digits for Team Secret now. And very much homing in on that win. Not really too bothered by what XIPTO is bringing to the table right now on the attack, as you say.
Not at all. As long as they like stop the double duelists, they slow it down somehow. You know, the Vise is perfect for it. Hunter's Fury, I mean, he just sends it down that perfect spot towards A main. Just lines up nicely. Does clip Endoist as well. It just feels pretty rough in XIPTO's camp, and there is no timeout yet.
Under a bit of pressure here, but gets a helping hand from Styron, who just claims everything himself. Styron looking for a little bit more. He should get a third there. Perfect timing on the peak onto Endoist. Doffy was able to get past him. So Sylvan and Styron do both go down still. That A site is opened up.
Perhaps another carefree round. Whoa. Preemptive Nightfall doesn't catch. Neither does Prowler. They think they're safe.
They are, at least for now, to get the plant down, but sooner or later, Zeus is going to start to make his way forward. That fast lane! Oh, beautiful from Zeus. He just bamboozled Doffy. He zigged when he should have zagged. Happens to the best of us.
And wait for him to pop up as well. He's the one, has his turn to step up. Preemptive with the, expecting Doffy to slide back in. Just another one of those XIPTO attempts where they, we've seen some teams perform similarly. Onside, I think, particularly, maybe not on this map, but on Sunset, where they would just create a lot of distraction with a particular player, namely a Neon most likely, and then someone slips up from behind. It's a bit of distraction. It's risky, and maybe it does pay off for a second, but then that Nightfall and Prowler, man, like Zeus just saw that as an opportunity and went straight in. Aww. Cheering on serve, they have to be, but I don't know how this looks now.
Yeah, it's a tough time out here for XIPTO. They don't have a lot of time to really make the adaptation. One more lost round here, and it's kind of over at this point. Obviously, it's going to take another 2 for Team Secret, but you know, once you get to 12, feeling pretty comfortable about things.
Just so much like feel comfortable with. Like,
well, you need almost perfection here for XIPTO going forward.
Almost. I don't know if they can do it with these sticks and stones right now, though. Light shields everywhere. And as a double duelist, too, like, you feel like that's something that you need if you're just always rushing in. Okay, B main. But look at that, sheer wall on the other side. Op now in the hands of Nats.
Well, 5 on 4.
What's
immediately out the gate? That's a good question. I don't know that he's going to get a whole lot going on there through middle, though. At least for the moment, he's taking a bit of space, but Sylvan is watching for it and spots the shoulder. Ooh, awkward couple of shots. Goes back in the other direction, and so I'll eat my words. Just as Sylvan eats Surf's hat, and that's information for XIPTO as what this setup is looking like for Team Secret. They're trying to get back out. They haven't managed to escape in time. Doffy does manage to finish off Styron there as well. So it's still maintaining here for Team Secret. A chance if Nats were to hit that shot.
This
Unable
is
to do
Jazz's
so.
fault.
So back to a 3v2 then. KAIJ is the only one between XIPTO and the site.
Oh, KAIJ could get 2 there, almost does.
Come on, Doffy!
Door's going to be closed on him.
Give me some kills, Doffy.
He's still potentially going to be able to have a bit of an impact on this round. Just going to use the pit there to deny a bit of space and then turns around immediately. They're going to try to crunch into Doffy's position right here. Nats, unfortunately, the benefactor of a headshot, so not really what he wanted. All up here as well from KAIJ and trying to work his way out of his own pit, making life a little difficult. XIPTO hold on for the moment.
Yeah, extends it by a bit.
I
mean, that's one of those things, playing a map like this. Team Secret have prepped up for it. It does come very close, but this round saved by Surf creating a bit of extra space and the whole team to, you know, off of the neural theft, find a way to pinch into Link and eventually get themselves onto site. It's like very similar to how XIPTO would typically play on Ascent, like having Surf to lurk around, trying to create that space, maybe split as well. But I don't know how consistent of a strat this can be, like how reliable it's going to be if you're just trying to work off of this to get rounds. And now you've got space being denied by Team Secret. Have to respect that. Almost as though Team Secret wants to funnel you into a very particular setup
there's a second
on A side.
chat that I'm like...
One-way smoke out from Team Secret here
shoot,
as well.
I messed it up.
KAIJ having a little bit of a look around that. Bit of a change up in position. Sylvan over towards B this time.
Styron.
Jazz
Hello.
peanut butter.
That's what some info. Sylvan going to go looking towards middle here as well. Team Secret seem like they want the info, and they're not really getting what they want in terms of that knowledge.
I'm very sleepy today. I just
Maybe
got
not
off
yet,
an
but
airplane this morning.
Just through sounds alone, they kind of know, yeah, these guys are up towards middle. So warning signs all around. Sylvan up the next one up to the test.
Doffy pushed away for the moment. 35 seconds left on the clock. XIPTO are leaving this to the last second. They're going to have to go through a dark cover. They want to hit this site now. Zeus jiggling up nice and close in person. I think Sylvan might have even spotted a gun barrel there. Zeus, not quite good for the opener here, but it's on to Sylvan, who finds himself a beautiful 3K, very nearly the 4th. Bit of chip damage into Alert. If it was a headshot, he might have been able to convert one more, but he has done enough to give the winnable position over to Team Secret now. Nats is even going to invest the Steel Garden. Wants to get Team Secret up to map point. So Kennedy down to just the pistol, the classic here, to see if he can do anything with it. Pulls out the primary, but no chance to use it. Styron with the headshot and Alert falling at the hands of Nat. It is Team Secret that will go to 12.
Okay, how about now?
And possibly the 13th, depending on how the next round goes. Just wants to try to get ahead of things, but
Sorry.
not quite able. There's so
My
much
voice
space,
isn't so loud
so
today.
much
I'm kind of tired.
being denied away
Yes,
because of Team Secret and their
must.
utility. It stalls it down. There's so much pressure.
Rest after
And
this.
XIPTO they do this quite a bit.
I'm also doing Jazz's job.
They did it in the finals against Sharper as well, where it's alert to try
Okay,
to
I'm gonna
create
go
a
get ready
distraction
at the
with the From the Shadows. He, in that moment, found a bit of info catching Zeus as well, but it's still not enough, you know? The entire strat relies on them just being able to get into sight, and it
I raised
always
the game
costs
volume,
them
that's
so
why
much.
it's so loud. Okay, but I'm gonna raise it back up.
Very nice across the board performance
so you
today
guys
from
can hear
Team
it.
Secret. At least here on Summer.
Does
That's not yet done, but it's getting very close.
Yeah, right. Very same setup as well now.
Okay,
this
guys.
time you've got extra cover with KAI's playing inside of his.
Oh, that's probably not how that's supposed to go. Endo is a little bit of a mishap there. Asleep at the wheel. Doffy also falling to Styron's Hunter's Fury. And with that, you might think this map is looking pretty over for XIPTO. They have to recover a 3-on-5. They have no space to do it with. They've got to try and take some map control, and KAI's is going to try it again. This guy's a madman. Works again.
Man's been in the gym as well. He's pretty yoked. He's just so good. Snakebite plays in front of it. And now the whole team looking to crunch down in towards B-Link. No chance, no entry for XIPTO.
Missed shot from Nats. He's going to be put under a bit of pressure here. He just wants to survive as long as he possibly can. You'll want to see the double swing come through. Hey! Too many options. Oh, unfortunate for Nats. It's going to be the site taken for a moment. Overdrive has Zeus out a little in advance of his teammates, so no trade to come through there, but Sylvan still trying to recover it. He can't. That said, Styron can. 13-8, and Team Secret will take map 1. It was a little bit of a roller coaster for them, a little bit up and down, particularly at the start of the map. It took them some time to get rolling, but once they did, it did feel like it was their map to lose, and indeed they were able to walk away with that victory pretty comfortably. So we'll be happy with the start to this series, but there is still more work to do.
They did so very well though, right? I mean, like, that's just steady. You talked about the roller coaster, but I have to be quite honest, the second half, especially down to the end, just feels quite anticlimactic. It's just watching XIPTO not being able to find their footing at all. Nats on the op, the whole setup, Kelly S in that last round. Would have been the funniest thing if there was an ace from Alert in that very final moment, but nonetheless, nothing found. Let's toss it down onto the stage with the coach winning interview.
Here with Team Secret's coach, Spin. Now, Spin, you're so used to playing these Thai teams. Can you tell us a little bit about what you focused on when it comes to preparation for this matchup?
To be honest, based on our previous performances, it was all based on our own composure. These games against the teams coming from Tier 2 are the biggest test of composure you can have at this level. It is so tough. They're very good. They're coming and they smell blood. They want to beat you. So it's tough. So it's all focus on ourselves really.
Speaking of which, you talked about having to establish a more competitive culture within the team. Can you tell us about the work you've been doing in developing that in the past week or so?
I think we've been dealing with a lot of fear, like fear of consequences if you make mistakes, fear of the idea of losing. Losing to a Tier 2 team is very scary. So it's been working on that.
Okay, thank you so much, and keep composed.
No, thank you.
Well, some might say Wooza, if you're old enough. Spin might be old enough, actually. And I can see why you really like this guy, Morgan. That was a fantastic answer to this, and kind of respect, really, to XIPTO and all the Challengers teams coming in. And he, too, had experience in Challengers and almost bringing that sort of mentality to the team of, remember to stay hungry, okay?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to go in. And this map, absolutely, Team Secret looked a lot better.
I totally agree. I think he hit the nail on the head there of these games are the biggest test of composure, but I do think they did an excellent job of that. They recovered that first half after a bad start. They've changed compositions once more, but I think they executed it really well in the face of the aggression that XIPTO were trying to bring. I think this was a rock-solid map from Team Secret, a great pick from them. I think really good flashes of individuals across the board. Zeus was great. Kelly S in that last round, walking into his own molly is insane, but you can't do that if you're mentally weak, so it looks like some recovery has definitely gone on inside the squad.
Yeah, I think a lot of that composure showed in the XVXs. A lot of clutches won whenever it came into the mid to late round. I think Secret really slowed things down. They made sure they played off of each other well. It seemed like the communication was excellent. I like the comp swap, so outside of the pistols, for the most part, it was big ticks for Team Secret. They won a lot of those post plans. You could see the clutches there at the bottom of the screen definitely helped them kind of get the best best of XIPTO. I think that clutches are often big momentum swings for these teams coming up from challenges, and when you're losing all of them, it's going to take the wind out of your sails, and I honestly felt that for XIPTO, that map, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, do you really think it's a matter of just confidence for Team Secret coming into this, though? Because I wish we had more time to spend on that stage, and more specifically in how they were prepping for XIPTO today.
Yeah, I mean, I think like it's always a fine balance where you want to make sure you're prepared for what your opponents are going to bring, but equally you have to make sure your guys are ready to play their own game. It's a common mistake with coaches coming up where you over-prepare for your opponents to the point where you forget how to play, and I think they struck that balance really well. I think we saw the flavor that Team Secret have tried to bring in a lot of their games, and I think they just executed it very well. Styron, rock solid performance here. You spoke about this in the pre-show, Pilski. He knows how to play against these guys.
Yeah, all of them played well, quite honestly. Everyone had their moments in that map. Everyone delivered what they needed to do. And I think that speaks a lot to the flexibility of the players. KAI's in particular. Throw this guy on anything. He can play anything. He's played very well there on the Viper. You've thrown him on the Phoenix. You've thrown him on the KO. The ability for him to really play any role and just kind of do well on it. You saw it even in Global when he kind of made his Pacific debut. They threw him on the Deadlock. They threw him on the Breach. All kinds of stuff. And he can still just put up above average numbers. I think he's an incredibly underrated glue player on literally any team that he plays on.
And also, Team Secret has something about fragging IGLs. So Styron definitely is continuing that trend after Jesse Vash there. That said, Team Secret is not, always perfect, Morgan, are they?
They just can't buy a pistol round. This is crazy. I mean, we don't see anything like this, man. Even in the DFM game, 3 out of 4 halves, they lost pistol bonus, and it happens to them again in this game. And that's when I got really scared for this team, because this is exactly what happened to them last week, and they couldn't recover. That was that weak mentality that Spin was talking about, that when they go down, they lose this important round, they would shrivel up, but they did an excellent job to recover here, and part of that was how they played these clutches.
Yeah, they composed themselves really well, and it's something that I said about XIPTO when we were watching Sharper. This is the thing about these Thai teams. You saw it in the RRQ game. They often streak themselves out in front to a really quick lead, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're just going to run through and dominate the game. They are very good at looking like they're going to absolutely blow the other team out of the water, but then the game gets incredibly close. It's why the Challengers SEA final between 555 and Sharper was such a banger, because they're both so good at dominating the other team and then just looking like they don't know how to play the game.
Well, speaking of these Thai teams, we got Cruz and Frost sticking around to watch live in the venue. We might have Cruz later to also give some of his insights and input here on these Thai teams. And it is kind of crazy. All these teams are incredible here on the Pacific stage, but it's kind of a rough start here for 555.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely struggled there for sure. I want to see them bounce back. It's going to be Sunset next, their own map pick, but we've seen other Challengers teams struggle there. So let's see if they can get done what other people can't.
Now, Zeus, we're a lot happier with his performance today on map 1 of Summit. This is a player I was trying to point out earlier. He is so hyped up. He's so hyped up in the Philippines right now, and rightfully so, on that Neon. But he sort of had a dip halfway through stage 2 earlier on, and I think it's because he is a rookie and he's kind of finding his confidence and finding himself.
I mean, he's just a very up and down player for me, but his Neon in particular is fantastic. I think simplifying him on that role, he's been able to do well for himself. And him, KAI's, a lot of these players are used to playing against these Thai teams as well. Let's not forget that Challengers SEA, even though it was the Thai teams that found their way to the top, if you go back to groups across multiple stages, there's plenty of Filipino talent in there. There's plenty of full Filipino teams that are used to kind of playing against these teams, and they understand their style as well. So Zeus not having any issues playing against them here, probably quite familiar with a lot of these players himself, and he's done very well in that opening map, but he's been backed up well by the rest of the team, whereas Doffy on the other side of things was the standout. We talked about the double duelist pairing, but actually that was mostly a Surf and Doffy show, I think, that first map, to be honest, for XIPTO. I think the rest of the boys still getting themselves comfortable, as we've seen a lot of the rookie teams kind of struggle with in the first map at least.
Which is gonna be tough if they are not getting comfortable fast, because Sunset is not a map that they're going to be comfortable with here in Pacific.
Yeah, I mean, that's very, very true. We keep seeing the Challengers teams. They're loving this Sunset, and the big reason is because there's no data on it. They've had enough time to prep it, get it ready. They can bring it into Pacific without having shown it before, and that really offsets the prep advantage that, the Tier 1 teams could have by being able to scout out some of the more played maps. But, like we say, it's not been working for these teams. So, we'll have to see if XIPTO, what they have cooked up. I'm going to guess it's going to be double duels.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. For Secret, we saw them absolutely dominate KRX with a perfect game plan on this map, but it was a very tailored game for KRX playing the triple duelist rather, specifically. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if Secret sticks with this comp. There wasn't anything wrong with it. We could see them kind of swap away from things or tune things a little bit, and we'll see what XIPTO come up with, but I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. I think it's going to be double duelists of some variety. The only question will really be what kind of direction they're going to go with that, because Endoist and Doffy are reasonably flexible with their agent pool as well. They can kind of play a lot of different stuff.
Do you think a double duelist will be a better match than triple duelist?
I mean, in theory, yes. Should be a little bit more
one less duelist.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, I think Secret dealt with the double duelist aggression really well. I think part of why they changed comp was to be able to deal with it when the side swapped there, so we'll have to see also what Secret have cooked up.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, this is XIPTO's first time here on the Pacific stage, except for Surf. So let's see what their coach had to say. I'm very curious as we go into Sunset for map 2.
Standing here with XIPTO's coach ASI now. Coach, how satisfied are you with how you guys performed on Summit?
เรารู้สึกไงกับการเล่นของเราในแมปแรกบ้าง
ผมรู้สึกว่าเราเล่นกันแบบว่ากลัวกันเองครับเล่นให้กดดันเองก็เลยทำให้เราเล่นออกมาได้ไม่ดี
I think we pressured ourselves a lot for this map. That's why the result is not as par as what we thought. So we think we'll do better next map.
Okay, so with that in mind, Spin said composure is what Team Secret needs to win this one out. What about you?
เขาบอกว่าโค้ชฝั่ง CK บอกว่าสำหรับ CK เนี่ยเขาต้องใจเย็นมากกว่านี้เพื่อชนะเกมนี้สำหรับเราขาดอะไรไปที่จะชนะเกมนี้
สำหรับผมแล้วครับก็ขาดความใจเย็นครับแค่เราเล่นเป็นตัวเองให้ได้ไม่กลัวก็ชนะแล้วครับ
I think we need composure as well. We need to be ourselves. If we are calm, we can win this map.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Little shout out there to the translator, JJaz, Peanut Butter, the co-streamer from Talon now, a translator for XIPTO 555 or ha ha ha. ASI though, he said they need to stay calm. Honestly though, he looks a little nervous himself. He is also new to the Pacific stage.
Yeah, absolutely. For XIPTO though, they will be starting out on the attacking side of Sunset. It is a double duelist variety. Shout out to Doffy on the Yoru. When this agent was broken, he was very, very good at it. So I want to see him employing it in this current meta. It is a comfort zone territory for him.
Another change for Team Secret. They're mixing it up, bringing in the Cypher and the Chamber. They're clearly prioritizing stopping Util and the ability to take fights into this aggressive Thai team.
This is going to be very exciting. I do expect, you know what? I think this is going to be the first Challengers team to show something good on Sunset. That's at least what my hopes and dreams are as we send it back to our casters. Quack and Jordan.
But those guys are. What?
Whoa. What's
going on? Did you forget who it was? We've been the same two guys here all day. You know, it's not hard to remember, I feel like, but anyway, that's just me. Victoria, Pilsky, Morgan, big time Val on the desk. I remember, it's not hard. Anyway, we've got more important things to talk about here. Let's see, Team Secret up against XIPTO. Will this be the 2-0 that Team Secret are looking for? Or can XIPTO manage to find a way to pick the win up on their map pick? They did. At the very least, grab both the pistols in that opening map, so they should be feeling pretty good going into this pistol as well. Yeah. But winning both pistols, losing a map 13-8, it's not a great track record.
It's always something, right? You think you could get pistols and that should be a lot, but you know, it's always composure in between rounds. And I feel like Team Secret, they love to go up against teams like these, teams that always run the same track composition, but now, having their own setup outside of A main, Doffy could be in for a pinch.
He is. So, unfortunate for Doffy, that's not worked out. KAI's also have to rendezvous his way back out to the relative safety, but still another fight headed in his direction. Surf and Nat's going back and forth, and Kennedy's there, now Zeus as well. It's just a real waterfall on that kill feed at the moment as we just continue to see brawl after brawl ensuing. Sylvan and Styron trying to lock this one in against Alert. He has to retrieve that spike, and that is going to be spotted out in a second by this dart. You think Styron getting the info, and Sylvan
getting the kill. Team Secret get themselves their first pistol of this series.
ซัด
That's always going to make a sound. But yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Team Secret, like, when they played against
Oh
KRX,
my god
triple duels.
มึง
That was the last time they played Sunset too, by the way.
กูโดนล็อกในห้อง
They're just so prepared because they know exactly
Yeah.
how their opponents are going to operate. And for this one, while they don't know exactly
ไม่สัมภาษณ์เมื่อกี้เป็นไง
what
สัมภาษณ์เมื่อกี้เป็นไง
Zipto
W บ้า
are
W บ้า
gonna try and do, they have a pretty good inkling. You know it's going to be a double duelist.
You
So
hear what
like
she call you?
this
Peanut,
composition
bruh.
is set up with Kelly S in certain positions. Like in that one, he was up on market. It's just multiple layers for them to have
Yeah.
everything go according to plan for them.
เย้ W บ้า W แอค
Angles
เอาแอค
up
มาดิ
and
เฮีย
everything all locked down. If
ไม่
Zipto
คือ
does
ทุก
try
คน
to exploit a little
ผ
bit
ม
what
อะ
I think is a gap,
อยู่ห้อง
there's going to be a player.
คือมันเป็น
There's
ห้อง
gonna
เพ
be
ล
a
เยอร์
trick.
ใช่ป่ะแล้ว
Everything slows
ถ้า
down.
เราเข้าไปแล้วแล้วเราไม่ออกที่เวลา มันออกไม่ได้ ไอ้เหี้ย
Not really much here for Zipto. Although Surf's
มันคือแบบมันห้ามเข้าออกห้ามมาเข้าออกระหว่างเกมไม่ไอ้คุยเอ้ยแล้วกูไม่รู้
try and chase
กู
him
เตรียม
down, no
น้ำ
doubt
กูเตรียม
will
ขนม
eventually
กู
catch
เตรียม
up
ทุก
with
อย่าง
him.
ให้ทุกคนอยู่ไง
Oh my
แล้วเขาก็
God.
ล็อกเลย
Okay.
อ๋อออกไม่ได้
No way.
เฮ้ยเดี๋ยว
Careful here, buddy.
โอ้ยทีม
Box it in. So Team Secrets have the 2-0 lead, as is to be expected.
This is
ทำไมแบบแรกเป็นงั้น
kind of a special match. I mean,
เยี่ยม
yeah,
ใจ
there's
เย็น
not much
ใจเย็น
to
ไอ้
talk
แค่เพิ่ง
of
เกมแรกบนเวทีเอง
except for
ใจเย็น
Surf
ดิ
being able to do a
มา
little more damage and just the great setup that Team
คุย
Secret
กูไม่
has.
รู้
But
กว่าจะเขาไม่ได้จ
we
ริง
have like a little cam on
แม่งโดน
Frost
ขังเว้ย
in the crowd.
คุย
He's
เถอะ
like
กู
getting
ติดเลย
very
กูแบบ
excited
แล้วมึง
whenever Surf
ห้อง
does something
ไม่มี
good.
ใครนอกจากกู
He was immediately
กูนั่งอยู่อย่างนั้นอะ
gesturing
กับ
over
ส
to
ตาฟ
Cruz.
เป็นคนสตาฟคนเกาหลีไม่คุยกับกูด้วย
Like something
กูเหงา
good
สัตว์ชั่วโมงหนึ่ง
played around.
คุย
That was
โคตรเหงา
nonetheless a pretty neat round. But what you want to see
ใน
now
ซิกเซเว่นเฮีย
has
เก
to
ม
be
แรกมันแพ้ดีมันเลย
Pick
ตึง
this
ไม่ได้
show
ว่ะ
for a reason. Zipto needs to be able to work the
เสียง
map
โอเคปะ
around it,
แช
but
ท
they're getting pinched in.
เสียงเอ็กโค
Oh,
ไหมหรืออะไร
Silver's
ไหม
on for 4 here. He
โอ้ย
doesn't
ซิลแวน
quite
เพื่อน
manage to
เบา
land
เบา
that
ซิลแวนเพื่อน
final shot
ซิลแวน
onto
เพื่อน
KAI. It was always going to be tough, but
What the hell?
the king of the 3K tonight, apparently, Sylvan. Good start to this round for Team Secret. 3-on-2. Drone is going to spot Surf as well.
แป๊บนึงถามพี่ทีมมัน
Just by a bit, but if not for anything, it's always just going to be extra pressure against Zipto, who feel like their only option is to walk in towards A now, but
ไม่แล้วมันห้ามใช้โทรศัพท์ในห้องด้วย
close
แชท
by.
ไอ้เฮีย
Can
We'll have
always
one.
delay with the relay bolts or fast lane. And Zeus
ไม่แล้วฟอสตะโกนเรียกด้วย
performing quite well
Yo
today.
wanna come co-stream
Can expect him to do a little bit more further up as well. A bit of footsteps by
We'll do it on the
Styron
top,
just to force Zipto to think
โอเค
about the
แล้วมึง
drop.
พิมพ์ได้ไงก็พิมพ์แค่ตอนต้นเกมไงหลังจากนั้นกูก็พิมพ์ไม่ได้เว้ย
Done up.
ไอ้เฮีย
Styron
So I
walking
said-
right into that crosshair. He's going to lose his life early on in the piece and
แป๊บนึง
into a bit of a questionable position. Nats luckily able to deal with one and Zeus the other. So Team Secret do convert on their bonus. Zipto in a bit of an awkward spot now. I mean, they don't, I guess, understand what it was like to be on the receiving end of that because that's what they did to Team Secret on Summit.
Yeah. Like, is this the trend now? Like, the challenger sees
what's
coming
up,
in,
boy?
they think they can surprise their opponents on Sunset, but then they just get absolutely wrecked themselves. What a play. I mean, you have Recon and everything, sure, but Sylvan just TPs in, has Bulldog, gets so much done. All right.
It's early days. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. This is just a 3-0 lead. But
ชิว
right now,
ไหวชิว
Zipto with their backs
ไอ้
against the
เฮีย
wall. Let's hear
Come
from
on,
them
Diwa.
as they try to put this round together.
ได้หน่อยเว้ยมาให้กูมาให้เชื่อเข้าเชื่อเข้ามันได้หน้าเอมันได้หน้าเอตัวอะไรได้หน้าเอรู้ป่ะนีออนทิ้งกูนะคิดว่านีออนได้หน้าเอเอารอแถบข้ามกูจะบอกแล้วข้ามมันอันนั้นรอสวัสดีโดนเคลียร์กลางอ่ะไม่แถบใกล้นะเว้ยไม่แถบใกล้รอ
Spike down.
เรามี2ตัว
สวยดอป3-3น้อง เฮ้ยใช่ปะวะเหี้ย 3-3 winnable
Marking the smoke, they've heard the sprints.
Sweet
Duffy still.
Yeah.
What is Duffy doing in this round? He's 3 straight headshots with the Sheriff.
1 HP.
Zipto might actually be able to find a way to put this round together. Surf has seen the back of Sylvan, so he knows he's got a bit of room to try and push up behind these two. Always seems to be Styron and Sylvan in the retake, but they have a clicking top Clock even
ไปเซิร์ฟ
behind
สวยน้อง
a
เล่น
ticking
ดี
clock. It's
เอาหน่อยเว้ย
Surf with the headshot onto Styron, and now Sylvan left alone. Has got that smoke at least on the spike, but really, what can you
เฮ้ย
expect
ตัวป
here?
งตัวปลอมไอสัตว์ตัวปงตัวปลอม
Won't be fooled by the clone.
ใจเย็นใจเย็นใจเย็นทุกคนใจเย็นทุกคนใจเย็นทุก
Kills
คนใจ
him
เย็น
now.
เห็นแล้วไม่
Time
อ
is
อน
ticked
ไม่ออน
away
บอม
from him. So Sylvan is
แต่บอม
desperate for a fight.
ไอ้
He's
ดอมยิง
just
ไว้น้อง
not getting one.
เสร็จแล้ว
Dolphin
ยื้อไว้
finally taken down
โอ
after
เค
his
ได้สัตว์ตัว
reign of
โอเคโดน
terror,
ทำ
trying desperately to draw out the peak from Alert, and he will get the 3K at the back end, but cannot win the round. Dolphy, take a bow. That was yours.
ไม่โหดจังวะ
No kidding.
แชทไม่โหดจังวะ
Okay.
แชท
Jordan, you're gonna have to
รัน
enunciate
ที่อะไร
your
มา
words.
วะ
Clicking talk? Ticking clock? I mean, there was certainly a lot of worse things I could have said there by accident.
Yeah, there really could have been. I'm really trying hard. Oh my gosh. But no, yeah. Not sure what it was, but Toffee was just able to waltz in and get all those shots.
ดอมฟี่น่ารักไหม
Continue to build up off of
พี่
that.
จะได้ไปแข่ง1-1ไหมครับไม่ได้ไปแข่ง1-1ครับ
But it's still
แชท
that
มี
same
มี
year,
ใคร
one
เรียนอะไร
track,
ไหม
all
อะตอน
five
ไป
down
ไม่
to
มี
the
เนาะ
beginning.
ใช่ไหม
There's an op here now.
ผมมันเช็คแชทไม่ได้ด้วยเว้ยตอนไปอะทุกอย่างโอเคเนาะทุกอย่างโอเคใช่ไหม
KAIS will take the
Totally
opening
ว่ะ
shot, and then that paranoia is going to get filtered through as
เบา
well.
เบาเบาเบาสวยตัวปลอมใช่ไหม
It's going to be a tough
มันเล็งรอนะ
entry
มันเล็ง
for
รอนะ
Zipto.
มันเล็งรอ
Multiple
นะ
members there. KAIH just gone up as well. They're committing. Zipto do get one off the back of that showstopper. Endo was somehow able to survive for a moment until he runs into KAIS. It is 3-on-2 once again. Team Secret have the advantage, but Zipto have the
มีเหรอโดนด่าไปแล้วมีตัวหลุดมาฮะโดนด่าไปฮะ
And they do
เว
off of it though.
หน้าหี
Still has his flash, so that can maybe permit him to hold a little bit more, but it's the positions, the timing. Even if he has his smoke, like it's gonna cost him a bit of time just to be able to set that up.
patience of virtue right now for Team Secret.
ปั๊บ
Dart forward, spots out Alert. He's
ไป
in
หมด
a real spot of bother right
ส
now.
วย
Kennedy helped out.
กดเจอหนึ่ง
The end of Nats. Styron.
สวย
KAIS, and
เดียว
somehow they're not putting this
สวย
round together. Team Secret, it should have been so easy. It wasn't. And Zipto will claim
ไอ้
their
เหี้ย
second.
กูนั่งตะโกนอยู่ในห้องคนเดียวไอ้สัตว์ที่ผ่านมา
Once again,
โว้ย
not
เอ้ย
too shabby.
เชี่ยคน
And
เหงา
like
เลย
that's the thing again, composure. Just being able to cool things off. They have their own little set play. Omen TP into the corner does a bit more damage. KAIS always a threat still around the smoke, but one of the other things, Kennedy, a rookie in his own right, he was one of the most clutch players overall in Split 2 as well. So being able to provide that value for the team certainly helps out. But now KAIS, tour de force, he's pushing into B main. Just to hold the angle for the time being. Cam doesn't see anything else towards middle too.
Always rendezvous out to
Alright,
safety,
but
which is exactly what he'll do. We do have Zipto having a little bit of a look at this round. Moving their way back over to that A site now.
Potentially, yeah. They do have this trip, so let's.
เห็นฟอสไหมเห็นฟอสตะโกนตอนขึ้นเวทีฟอสตะโกนเรียกผมนะไอ้เหี้ยคนน่ารักอะไอ้เหี้ยฟอสอะ
You know, relative.
ตอนขึ้นเวทีฟอสเจ๊จ้าไอ้เหี้ยไม่รู้จะได้ยินป่ะ
But you want to watch out for Sylvan. That said, though, it is a bit more of an eco for Team Secret, so don't mind the intention to play this incredibly slow and steady.
เจนทุกคนเจนช่วยหน่อยช่วยกัน
Overdrive. Hasn't got much with it. This will be awkward now for Team Secret. Doffy
แจ๊บพี่นักพัตเตอร์เนี่ยเดี๋ยวไปฟังแบบ
start to hunt for all of those defenders on the A side. Spots a couple out. KAIS still able to get in with one. There's still frags here for Team Secret. The info does not matter if Team Secret are hitting at their shots. And so Zipto are not able to break down the door there, even despite they get that opening pick onto Zeus.
Yeah, just not having that anticipation. You think it's just pistols, but then that tour de force as well. They wanted to avoid it up over by B, so by nature of that ending up on A, but the rotations and everyone's already set up. And of course, you gotta watch out for the bandits as well. Styron getting two.
มันยืนเลยเหี้ยไอ้
It's
แน
a
ท
bit of
ยืนเลย
value
สัตว์
too.
มันยืนเลย
Okay. Thrifty right back, and now you got to think about Team Secret and how they can continue to build off of this. The money not great for Zipto. Just even in terms of the macro as well, there's like really not that much trips hindering them. They're looking for it. This time around, no.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a bold fight to take going up against that one way. Siren out into middle. Nice spray transfer. Both Surf and Alert down. Zeus looking for this final kill on the Doffy. It won't go the way of Sylvan either. Nats in the end has to finish it off. The scraps being picked up.
What was that? The
player
cam Nats. Bit of a celebration, but yeah, I mean, you spoke of it. It's always just, so far at least, with what we've seen on Sunset, Nats or Doffy sometimes just being able to do a bit of damage, but a lot of these fights are also linear. It's a lot of peaks and it's just not quite enough to really get XIPTO involved in any form of conversation. Like, I don't even think it's just composure anymore. I'm just not seeing any like big.
เกมมันไม่จบมึงก็เชียร์สุดกันดีเกมมันไม่จบหรอกกันดี
Just the X factor is a little bit.
Welcome back to Pacific 10 win 10 up ครับเข้ามาตกใจไอ้ hashtag 10 up นะครับผมแชทครับ
You know, in SCA, maybe the competition a little bit more comfortable for them. You have
เชียร์มึงบ้าไปแล้วเนี่ย
that can kind of pop off and take a game away, and we're not really seeing it on the stage here today for XIPTO. It is a pretty, I would say, scary environment to get used to. You know, if you're on the stage for the first time, there's a lot of pressure there.
ว่าสวยว่ะ
Quite a lot to kind of work through mentally.
Flashing red lights. No, yeah. They've got a big point though. That is for sure. But either way, they are strapped into those seats on the stage, and they need to be able to find some way to find that second win.
ใจดี
Perhaps from
แล้ว
the
ก่อน
timeout, but KAI's still
เป็น
has
โดนตื่นสนามไหม
that
เมื่อกี้เจอหลังจบแม่งบอกว่า
Sylvan again.
ตื่นอยู่ว่ะ
Just a one for
มัน
one
บอก
this
ยังไม่
time.
ชินอ่ะ
Zeus is set up alongside KAI's.
สวยเหี้ย
Picked apart.
นี่ไงปัด
KAI's
มา
get out in time, and
แม่งเริ่มเมาแล้วไอ้เหี้ยแม่งเริ่มเมาแล้ว
deleted, and where's that round
แม่ง
gone?
แต่เมื่อกี้จบแบบแรกเจอน้องๆแบ็คสตรีน้องๆแบบไม่ชินแบบพี่มันยังไม่ชินเวทีว่ะมันพูดอย่างเงี้ย
XIPTO kind of just won the brawl.
And that's what XIPTO's good at. Oh, I can't believe that's the round that they win too. Little trades. Alert even spent from the shadows. Gets behind, and it's in all these little trades and exchanges that XIPTO are able to go for these duels when they know they can win the fights. So this is the other funny
ไม่
thing.
แชทมันมีหลุดมันมีหลุดไอ้หมีมาปะคือตอนผมดูผมไม่เห็นแบบทุกคนดูนะผมเห็นแบบเรียวๆเลยอ่ะแบบผมเห็นแบบโค้ดอ่ะ
But you could
ก็เลย
see
อยาก
the
รู้
same
ว่า
thing about Team Secret. They were put together
ต
for
อน
this
แชท
stage.
ดู
They
มี
didn't have
เสียง
that
ไอ้ห
much
มี
time
หลุดอะไร
to
มาไหม
prep. But then, you know, even with some of these players coming up from the tier 2 scene themselves, Styra, Nats, Zeus himself even KAI's a little bit. They still, like, it's not a big enough excuse. I think they're just doing so well right now. The judge to deny a bit of info. And XIPTO still just
มีแค่คุยใช่ไหม
come up with
หลุ
something
ดเราพวก2 รอบแบบแรก
There is a
มีแจ็ค
gap
คุยอย่างเดียว
now
โอเคถ้ามีแจ็คแค่คุย
KAI's
พอได้อยู่
the only one to watch this offense go towards the A site, but it's gonna take Kennedy
โอเค
and maybe Alert the
มัน
whole
แจก
team
หนักกว่านั้น
to
มัน
try
แจ
to
กหนักกว่า
fish
นั้น
that out. They haven't
ดี
done
นะเขาไม่
that
ตัดมา
yet.
กูบอกแค่นี้แหละ
Well around the corner. It's gonna force KAI's to take a shot.
เฮ้ยเชี่ยมึงเล่นออฟสุดหน่อยสัตว์ไอ้แค่เนี้ยเฮ้ยแล้วเราสแกนเราไม่ออกมันหรอ
Revealing him as well.
โอ้มึงดูมันออฟดิมึงดูออฟดิ
Siren's gonna have a bit of a crack with the Hunter's Fury, and what's going on there? Alert's just completely missed him.
guys.
Oh, gets away with
Duffy,
one.
I
Does
fucking
eventually
love
get
you,
traded
bro.
back on down. Either way, this round starting to get a little bit
Bye, bye,
weird.
so I know, no.
Showstopper does well. Now Surf and Doffy finding an entry apiece as well. XIPTO have the B side.
โอ้ยเฮ้ยมันออฟมันลั่นจังวะคิริเอสอะ
Might be looking to save it now, the 1v3. What are we watching? Hunter's Fury was right there. Oh, okay, and XIPTO
Good job
now
and
on
VCT
for the
so
chase and the hunt.
game to check your stream WP Week ครับผม
Low HP though.
Oh, endorsed. Be picked up there. KAI's not
too shabby from him so far with this op in this round.
Okay, sir.
It's a lot of guns to be
เฮ้ย
giving
เฮ้ย
away.
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยไอพวกขี้หักเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยไม่ยิงมันเคนนี่เฮดเลยมันยิงไม่เคนนี่เฮดเลย
You know, had his own plan.
เอ้ยเมื่อกี้อะไรไม่ได้ยินเพราะว่าอยู่ล่างสโมครับล่างสโมมันไม่ได้ยินเลย
Maybe Endois and the rest of the team, they'll. It's. I don't like the comparison because I feel like it's kind of overdone.
อ๋อจะมาเข้าที่หลังนี่ว่า
A bit more of that like Paper X-esque. Everyone just no clear default IGL, no like.
แต่มึงต้องเก็ตได้ว่านี่เป็นบรรยากาศรอบแรกของน้องๆนะไม่ได้อย่างเงี้ยยิ้มหาเลยไอสัตว์โดนยิงไปแม่งยิ้มหาเลยเยี่ยดอฟฟี่ไอ้ดอฟน่ารักจัดไอ้เย้ย Are you 6 man too or are you 6'7"? I'm 6'7", bro.
But unless they have something strong, and that one they just want to
โดน
avoid
ยิงมาพี่
and try to find an angle through market, but.
ตอนนี้มีเสียงไหมหูฟังไม่มีเพราะว่าถ้าผมเปิดเสียงทุกคนจะเอ็กโคใช่ป่ะที่ผ่านมาแบบแรกที่ทุกคนดูเสียงมันเอ็กโคไหม
Watch out for that though. He slips past the boom bot.
Yeah, he does.
สวยเฮียไอ้มีวางแทบไอ้มีวางแทบในสโมกไอ้มี
Endois will finish him off. Team Secret. I mean, this looks like a very awkward retake for them. They just really don't have a lot of space at the moment, and I don't even know if they're going to go.
เขาไปกดปุ่มผิดอะดิ
How about to stick around here with this Sheriff? It's not going to be a big loss if he goes down. See if he can maybe find a kill or two, but the rest of Team Secret just.
แพ้แล้วไม่ให้แก้ตัวไหมครับมีสายล่างครับ
Why not? You still have the op. It's a quick round. It's a good hit. Jake Crash, your ult.
ฮะแมปกันนะ
Not to mention.
แต่มันเล่นอะไรวะมันเล่นโยรูเลสใช่ป่ะ
Forward tripwire that Surf sets in. Sylvan
เฮ้ย
happy to.
มันเล่นนีออนแชมเบอร์ดูเอลตัวเดียว
Oh well.
Yeah.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Team Secret will take 3 guns through the next round at least.
เฮ้ย
What's weird is all things considered.
จะมาดูสตรีมเห็นที่วันไหนพรุ่งนี้ครับพรุ่งนี้มาดูชัปเปอร์ครับทุกคน
You feel like
มาสนามครับชัปเปอร์
sometimes
โอเคไหม
it doesn't look like Zipto's walking away with much. but The scoreline's still 5-5.
ถ่ายเมาส์ซีเข็ดวะ
Yeah, I think it's just the nature of the way these rounds are
ถ้า
played
ชนะ
out.
วิ่งลงไปไหมแพ้ชนะต้องวิ่งลงไป
Non-rounds, really. That one.
เดี๋ยวไปถ่าย
being
behind
a
the
pretty
scene
good
ไว้ด้วย
example of it, where Zipto kind of just walk their way into
อยู่
the
ไหน
B
วะ
side, they get themselves the kill onto Nats, and then it's kind of like, all right, well, that's kind of that. So, you know, you're not really feeling
อะไรเขาชนะอะไรครับ
too
เนี่ย
hard for these
บอกผม
rounds.
สิ
In some cases, but then they are
ที่
having
เว
to
ลา
work
กี่
pretty
โมง
hard.
ตอนนี้เวลาเฮ้ยอะไรซิปโตสัตว์ฮัลโหลครับจะอ๋อซิปโตสู้ๆนะครับผมไอ้เหี้ยเอ้ยกล้องกูบังโทษที
It's down
หรือ
to
กู
these
มันบัง
last
วะ
two of the first half.
W บังเบ๋แต่ว่าอะไรนะ
Do with a big set play like that when there's an ult.
จะพูดอะไรกูลืม
But
เฮ้ยน่ารักว่าน้องๆมาเชียร์ดู EMA ไหมเดี๋ยวว่ากันนะครับ EMA นะครับผมโอเคไหม
this time out now, Team Secret they could go back into more forward
เดี๋ยว
plays,
ว่ากัน
especially out towards B
EMA
or A main, and they are very good at holding that. If there are no trades,
Let's go ซิปโตโอ้ยน้องๆมาเชียร์ด้วยน่ารักจัด
flush back in from Zipto around these spots, it could be tough. What we don't want to see though is another like big mid skirmish where Zipto is just so good at taking those fights.
ว่ากันเท่ากับบิดไม่ใช่มึงก็ดูกันสิไอ้เหี้ยมัน3 ทุ่มแล้วมึงที่เนี่ย
Towards B main to kick things
เอ
off.
อ
Yeah.
เพลย์อินแพ้ได้กี่รอบถึงกลับบ้านแพ้ได้รอบเดียวครับเพราะรอบ2แพ้กลับบ้านครับ
Let's see how this one ends up panning on out. It's actually
คณะโพล่าสวัสดีครับ
pushing their way
เฮ้ย
forward.
เฮ้ย
Nats
เหี้ย
there as
คุยน่ะ
well.
คุยน่ะเฮ้ย
Scary,
หุ้ย
risky. Doesn't quite end up working out on either side, but
Oh,
KAI's
shit,
gets the
man,
second
like
opportunity onto Doffy.
กูถามจริงดิ
Finish him off there.
Of course it's KAI's. I mean, he's the one with the loose screw that he had playing in front of his molly from before. Anyway. And once again, Zipto look for other options as they rotate back around, and Surf is the one as an insert, but he's not going to venture a peek. So a bit of presence made known by Zeus now. But again, like, even if you push up against him, there's going to be that relay bolt. So as
อีก
Zipto
ตัวหนึ่งอ่ะมีอันตีได้อะเซฟเฟอร์อะโอ้โหแต่ยากว่ะเฮียหมีเดินบีมันโดนออฟล็อก โอ้แล้วมันสแต็ก A3 โอ้
form of an advantage, especially now that Doffy's gone. Boombot doesn't clear. If you peek in towards elbow, you're just banking on it. So
30 seconds left.
see what the knife.
โอ้เอลโบไม่เคลียร์นะเอลโบไม่เคลียร์นะช่วยด้วยเฮ้ยเอลโบคอดิ โอ้ย
Just gonna try to push forward and put a bit of pressure on this hit for ZIPTO
ไอ้
before
หมี
it
เดิน
even
บีไม่ได้ไอ้
really
หมีเดิน
begins.
บีไม่ได้
So
พอออฟล็อกครับ
sent them
ต้อง
packing
เดินมิด
back
ยิง
over
แท็บ
the direction of the B side.
ไวกว่านี้
Oh, 10 seconds though.
10 วิเฮ้ย 10 วิ
They have to make it a very
ยิง
good
แน่
goal
เว้ย
here. They cannot afford to be losing anybody to KAIS. Shot through onto alert.
บอม
They
วางทั
are
น
just about going to get that plant down in time. Nats should be finished off here. Zeus might drop as well. He does find the trade onto Enduist. KAIS is still a bit of a factor at the back of the side here, but
โอ้ย
now
อย่าบ้า
Surf
อย่า
and
บ้าอย่าบ้าอย่าบ้า
Abby
อย่าบ้า
have a real
สวย
job
อย่า
to
บ้า
do
อย่า
to
บ้า
try
อย่า
to
บ้า
hold
อย่า
on
บ้า
to this
อย่า
one
บ้า
together.
ใจเย็นใจเย็นทุกคนใจเย็นทุกคนใจเย็นเลยทุกคนใจเย็นเลย
Haven't been pressured too much just yet by Team Secret though. Siren falling as well. It's down to
มีน้องล้างให้พี่หน่อยดิ
KAIS, and a 1v2 is
มีน้องล้างให้
very
พี่หน่อยดิ
losable here against Surf, who's tucked himself into an unorthodox position. He's got the info coming through as well from that Cam. Time working in the favor of ZIPTO, but not gonna matter as Surf peeks straight into the headshot from Sylvan. And Team Secret will go to 6. That was touch and go for a moment though.
6 ได้ไหม
Yeah, definitely
Hok-hok
feels
ได้ไหม
like
แชท
it, but the team play from Team Secret is still immaculate. And you can tell, like, as soon as those rotations come in from Team Secret, like, they are reading ZIPTO perfectly. They know exactly
พูดเหมือน
what
เขา
they're
ได้
trying
ยิน
to
เอา
do. The fake
เพื่อ
nightfall,
ฟุก
there's
ไง
no commitment off of it. They start to hear footsteps perhaps as well.
ไอ้นี่มันลั่นว่ะไอ้เฮียแชมป์มาสเตอร์แบงคอกเบร
But we'll see now if ZIPTO can go into something explosive, Enduist with a showstopper perhaps.
มันตื่นเต้นกันนะดีเฮียไปเล่นนะ
This from Zeus though. Again, Doffy just doesn't get to play.
Yeah, that's really rough for ZIPTO. I'm going to take a 4-on-5 into the final round of the half.
Bit more of a retake setup towards B site as well. Team Secret.
Ooh, did the drone see Surf? I think it might have.
That should be enough of information as to Surf. Maybe they think he's alone.
Team Secret.
Alert could try.
Want a mid-crunch. Nats walking into Alert's crosshair right here, but beats him to the punch, and Styron does the exact same thing to Surf. So now it's all about this attempted entry into the B site. Sylvan is going to be there to cause a little bit of a headache on the cross. He doesn't ultimately swing. Nats is going to go down. That's
2 4 มีอันตีเลส
another kill
2
for
4มีอันตีเลส
Enduist,
2 4มีอันตีเลส
Sight is
ไป
where
กันเอง
things
สวย
really need to
โอ้โด
pop
น
off
เห็น
here, and Sylvan once
โอ้โดนเห็น
again has the double when it's
7-5
required. Team Secret 7-5, the lead again at the half.
Switching sides.
Again, scoreline feels a bit close, but you watch these rounds and it, like the scoreline alone doesn't tell the full story. Look at how Team Secret
ปล่อยเชมเบอร์โซ
swiftly
โล่ใช่อะมันเล่นแบบ
maneuvers
จริงๆมันปล่อยเชมเบอร์
around
โซโล่อะแล้วเชี่ยคิลเอ็นมันยิงโดนทุกนัดเลยดิวันเนี้ย
I forgot who the other one was, but like they're just taking these positions.
JJaz ว่าไงจะ
Alright, we
Casper
spotted out Surf. Maybe
Peanut
alerts
butter.
pretty close by, and they just check everything. The numbers advantage that they
7-5
find, it's so good,
เอา
it's
หน่อย
so
เว้ย
quick.
ล็อกกิน bro
There's just no chance at a post plant hold from ZIPTO, even with
โอ้
the
โห
spike plant or not. So
เอเซียนระดับ
mentioned all the
23 นะครับ
kills and
อันนี้มึงเล่นโอเมนจริงปะเนี่ยฮะ มึงเล่นโอเมนจริงปะเพื่อน กูถามเลยดิ
Sylvan, speaking of numbers, he needs one more kill
โอเมนนะเนี่ย
to make it to 1,000.
ไม่แย่แบบกันมั่นใจไว้มั่นใจไว้
So I dare say he'll be hitting
มั่น
it
ใจ
today.
มั่นใจมั่นใจมั่นใจ
Especially with the form that he's in on this second map, has really kind of led this for Team Secret. He was not absent on map 1. He was there. He was existing.
JJaz
But this has very much been another
เชี่ยดู
change
ไต
of
โลน
gears for
ไตโลน
him.
เพื่อนรักไอ้บีเนี่ย
Just really put the pedal to the metal.
อันนี้แบบเท่าไหร่อ่ะแบบ2ครับ
Just a regular guy, you know. He's here. He's hanging out. He's hanging out, hanging around. Yeah, it's. I wish that we could say a little bit more for ZIPTO. Apart from the few like odd misnomer rounds where like Toffee just pops off, or it's big swing fights towards mid.
กูบอกให้มึงขอเสื้อมันเผื่อมันให้เหรอไม่ทำไม่ทันว่ะเนี่ยไม่ได้คุยกันเลยอ่ะ
It's not like big plays around the util. Onto the defense now, and it makes you a little bit more worried.
ให้กูบอกอะไรชื่อมึงดีวะมันจะได้รู้ว่ามาจากมึงเนี่ย
Kind of on a heater.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the score says.
Might get a little bit easier for potentially someone like Doffy to have an impact on this
ขอพกหน่อย
defense. We'll see.
That is the hope.
Team Secret
เฮียรัด
immediately
บี
taking
ไอ้เฮีย
that
รัด
middle
บี
control.
รัดบี
Work their way quickly in the
โอ้ย
direction of B.
โอ้ย
Zeus, and now Nats on the receiving end of 2 sharp shots from the Sheriff. This B attempt is stalled.
Boy,
but now
get it
Nats
in!
has another one. Stop giving this guy fights.
เอามัน
Siren can't get anything done. 5 for Zipto. They are the pistol team of the day.
ตรงนี้ดีว่าบอกเบสบอกว่ามึงเก่งมากส่งจัดมาให้กำลังใจอ่ะโอเคได้
Could be even possible.
ถ้าสมมติแพ้2รวดสังกัดยังต่อไหมหรือระเบิดจัด
The defense
รอติดตามครับ
keep track of things for now.
แต่บอกแค่นี้ไม่น่าเป็นห่วง
Otherwise, in this one, it's just reading the rotations. As soon as I think Doffy heard those footsteps, got the gate crash back out.
ต้องซื้อรองเท้าใหม่ซื้อคู่อะไรอ่ะ
Communications to the rest of the team.
จัดอายเขาอายอะไรไม่มีคนไอ้เหี้ยกูเลยทำเนี่ยมีคนกูไม่ทำหรอก
The core duelist of the team, but he's always right there. So now with the guns bought up, but I do recall, slight thrifties.
กูอยากติดตัวชนะอยากให้จัดไปแปรหรอ
Still needing to
นี่เป็นจัดนี่คาซิโอดีครับ
team secret.
ตอนเจอเจลีเป็นไงเขินไหมไอ้เอาจริงปะตอนสัมภาษณ์เกมแรกอ่ะคิดควรเลยไม่ออกนอกจากต้องให้กำลังใจน้องมาไม่ได้สดไม่ได้ดูแบบไม่สดเหี้ยอะไรเลยอ่ะ
Does have the rendezvous to
ต้องขึ้นไป
come
แปร
out as well. So perhaps now more a bit on towards
พูดจริง
Doffy. Perhaps Kennedy as well. Top mid might have seen. Not enough.
อย่าไอ้หมีย่าตีน้อง
Teams kind of reading into each other, but ultimately it's just still going to be the better
How do team
Arsenal.
ไอ้โย
Somebody peek into someone, please.
It's going to happen eventually.
อะไรคุยเลยเนี่ย
Doffy's really
คุย
under
เลยเนี่ย
a bit of threat
สวย
right here.
ดรอป
Siren
สวย
goes
ดรอป
forward. Zeus as well. The rest of the team not swinging because they're off on their way to B. See if Kelly can find this introduction.
30 seconds
Yeah.
left.
Into the B site would be nice. That's down at the hands of Endoist.
สวยเซิร์ฟได้ยินมาเอาแม่งดิเคียวโอเมนดิฟดอก3เลยไอ้กูท็อกซิกจังวะไอ้เหี้ยเหี้ยมันไส้แม่งกูแม่งบัฟพวกกูโคตรเยอะเกมแรกแม่งบัฟเยอะจัดอ่ะ
I bet I know who
เหี้
you
ย
are. That's good. No need to.
แม่งบัฟโคตรเยอะแชทแบบแรกอ่ะพี่จาน LCQ ได้ LCQ ใต้ซิปคืออะไรคือซิปโตอ่ะมาเป็นสล็อตสุดท้ายของรายการนี้ครับซึ่งรายการนั้นชื่อว่า Last Chance Qualifier ครับคือย่อเป็น LCQ ครับผมก็คือบอกว่าสล็อตเนี่ยซิปโตมาจากสล็อต LCQ ครับส่วน TS มาจากกลุ่มโอเมก้าอันดับ5ของเทียร์1
Nothing seen yet.
Get me.
So just quickly porting over to reinforce the B
อ๋อ
side.
น้ำหอมไหมกูไม่ได้กินดีกูแบบไม่ได้แบบไอ้นี่ไงตรงนั้นอ่ะ
Just to check.
Canada's doing it again. Don't peek this guy when he's got a sheriff in hand.
Well, he's peeking them.
I mean, I suppose.
ใจเย็นทุกคนใจเย็น
Maybe a rifle to be retrieved.
Good day,
It's quite an open position, Nats though, and this could be the whole team secret.
เบรกไว้
Get themselves in the A now.
Alert living up to his name as he's a bit of an alarm here for the Zipto squad trying to rotate.
เยอะไอ้ยาตะโม
That is a mishap in the timing for both Alert and Endoist, and Zeus will capitalize on it. They have just been run over.
โบนัสไม่เป็นไร
Very
เอ็นที
awkward for
โบนัส
Zipto.
Yeah, our LCQ
ได้กินน้ำหอมเขาไหมไม่รู้
I guess
แต่ได้ถามเขาไหมว่าได้กินเครื่องเทศจากมึงไหมกินเครื่องเทศจากกูนะครับ
LCQ,
30 seconds left.
no salary peak, Fancy United. But here, Team Secret seemingly performing leagues ahead of them.
ไม่กดลิงก์ครับ
Didn't expect for Zeus to be able to pounce on him like that. Wanted to set up the one-way smoke.
รอบนี้มีกี่ทีมเข้ารอบไปแชมเปี้ยนนะไปแชมเปี้ยนได้4ทีมครับผมทุกคน
Despite the shots, like it's all of these rounds. I feel like I'm brought back to earlier years when Valorant came out and fully fledged strats weren't really thought of yet. And you're just seeing like, okay, Kennedy gets a, one or two, maybe Doffy as well, and then other.
Yeah, เราเล่นทิกเอว่ะ
how strong Team Secret are.
It's a big
หมา
round
เจ
here
อ
for Team Secret. They could really start to
ไม่เทงแล้ว
bully Zipto off of this
ใจ
map.
เย็น
It's a good time for us to hear from
ใจเย็
Team
นขอร้อง
Secret as they
ขอ
try
ร้อง
to put this round together.
I have orb. I think let's cancel this. Can we go default towards the mid first? Can you smoke up mid? Boys, can we pick market together? Yeah, let's pick market together. Yeah, let's go. Wait. Ready? Yep, ready? 3, 2, 1, pick. Let's try trip. slowly checking B main.
Can we retake the main first? Push him back.
I think you need to drone. Listen, I'm gonna drone this. I insert Kelly. We go back B, okay?
Portal closed.
Back B, okay.
Back B, go back B.
Not seeing too much. Back to B, and now the drone is going to.
เนี่ยได้ปะเนี่ยได้ปะเกียร์เนี่ยไม่ได้น้อง
Look at how
โอ้ย
they have the TP back into safety as well. Then you have Nats on the lurk too, so just always keeping options available.
โหมึงดูซีเคทเล่นดีซีเคทมันเล่นแบบโคตรกว้างอะแชทมันอยู่ทุกที่เลยเว้ยโดน A มีเลิกมิดกับ B แต่เหมือนเราจะรู้เหรอ alert alert
4 players on this side. Surf popping his cage. Dart we dealt with.
สวยโด
Also finishing
สวย
off
Kennedy
Zeus, and now Kennedy
สวยเลย
Nats and Sylvan both
Yeah.
dropping Team Secret. No success on that entry to A.
ตรงนี้ดิวะ
Back at the right time, I suppose. Lovely little haunt that Kennedy does toss out as well.
เอาแบบ perfect เลยนะไทยเราไปได้สูงสุดมีโอกาสกี่ทีมผมว่ายังมีโอกาส3ทีมนะถ้าสมมติไม่รู้อันนี้ผมไม่ชัวร์นะทุกคนต้องลองคิดตามผมว่าสมมติว่า
Silver's been sitting on this one away
ชาร์เปอร์
from,
ซิปโต
thousand
สมม
kills
ติ
for a few
นะ
rounds.
ชาร์เปอร์ซิปโตเข้ารอบชิงแล้วฟูลเซนจบที่
Thanks for the
3
reminder.
The
ใช่ป่ะ
pressure of the moment
ก็คือ
getting to him.
ชาร์เปอร์ซิปโตไปในฐานะอันดับ 1-2 แล้วก็เปเปอร์เล็กฟูลเซนไปในอันดับแต้มป่ะ
What the call is.
แต่ต้อง make sure ว่า T1 กับหนองชิมไม่ชนะเลยแพ้เลยที่เหลือ
Both teams just not really seeing much of each other.
โกลบอลด้วย
Ultimately, the call
อัน
to
นี้คือ
go
แบบ
back
perfect
and
เลยนะที่มึงขอแบบ perfect อ่ะ
just happened to be the right stack. XIPTO.
จบที่3ตามหนองชิมไม่ทันหรอเอามันไม่ทันหรอมันอ๋องั้นไม่ทันแล้วทั้งนั้นอ่ะกูต้องยังทันอยู่ตอนแรก
Really big to speak of yet, but XIPTO is definitely trying to swap up their setups a little bit more. Surf this time around.
ไม่เขาก็ถามแบบ perfect ไงกูก็ให้ไงสมมติไงไอ้เหี้ยมึง
Towards
ต้อง
a bit more
ไอ้นี่ดิ
information. Team Secret. It's another one of these like slight defaults.
โอ้มึงดูคำถามก็สิอ๋อไม่ได้ถ้าแต้มไม่พออ๋องั้นไม่ได้ครับไม่ได้งั้นไม่ได้ว่ะงั้นได้แค่มากสุด2ทีมครับ
Not for the camera, if not for Styron, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Team Secret to be able to scout forward positions. Kelly,
อ๋อจอได้ไม่ได้ทีนะส่งมา Oh,
Not going to be able to finish him off, but KAI's might still need to scurry away. Doesn't actually get pushed by XIPTO there. Get a decent read from XIPTO on this defense there. Pulling an extra player across to the A defense.
Still fine.
Oh, Kennedy has been pretty good so far in this half with the Sheriff. What can he do here? The
Sweet,
rifle in
Kennedy.
hand, same exact result. Headshots everywhere.
ฟ้ามันจะมาปะวะมันบอกมันถามกูอยู่ไหน
Given to
มั
the
น
Sharks,
ไม่ตอบ
there's
กู
just nothing for Team Secret.
Oh, they'll have numbers against B site though now.
เอาเข้าไปออฟซีทีมอีกใช่ครับสวยเซิร์ฟ
Check the corner in the
จาก
end, and
4
so
คัด
that's
เอา
going to
2
make
อ่ะ
matters a little bit worse for Team Secret, trying to enter the site with only the
ส
3
วย
players. Nats can only get himself
3-1
one. It's
3-1
now
ใจเย็นนะ
Sylvan
ไอ้เคียนี่บ้านะ
alone.
ไอ้เคียนี่บ้านะไอ้เคียนี่บ้านะ
To force that plant down at the very least, but a 1v3, it's a tough ask for him. He
นี่
might be
บ้า
able to
นะ
get an initial fight early on in the piece here. Okay, he recalibrates nicely onto Doffy, but where do you go from here? There's just nowhere. Cannot escape. And so Team Secret not able to hold on to that round at the very least, though. To Sylvan's credit, he did get that 1000th kill.
Yeah, 1001 maybe taking down Doffy as well, but
มา
you
มา
just
มา
tell how
มึง
labored
ก็
a
ต้อง
lot
ไอ้
of
นี่ดิ
these
คืออะไรวะ
rounds
เอ
are for both
กูอยากได้
teams.
น้ำ
This
จัด
time
เลยวะ
though, it's more so on
Maybe
the
not, but what
holds for XIPTO to be able to work off of. They listen out. They know what the rotations could be. Quickly getting themselves back in. So even with the spike being planted, there's just not much else
Time out อะไร
left for
Secret เหรอ
XIPTO. I mean for Team
ไอ้
Secret.
นี่น่าก
excuse
ลัว
me.
จัดอะไอ้นี่น่ากลัวโอ้ยทุกคนครับ
And I have to
ประ
mention
มูลหน่อย
this
ดิสเปคหน่อย
definitely
ดิสเปคหน่อย
should be a Team Secret
1,000
timeout.
คิวว่ะ
Where
แค่ฟิวแวน
you
ผม
know
มือให้เขาหน่อยครับ
I can kind of understand.
พี่จัดไปไหนมาพี่จัดโดนล็อกในห้องมาครับ
Styron is doing
แบบ
a
แรก
lot of micromanaging.
เว้ย
And it would have worked out for him
รั่ว
on
เล
a
ย
team like Motive, on a
เอา
team
น้ำกูไม่
like
เรียก
XLB.
แต่เอาฟอร์มดีอย่างน้อยสัญญาก็ดีในปีหน้าลีกมันเปิดกว้างแล้วใช่ครับปีหน้ามันเปิดกว้างขึ้น
A lot of these like duels and whatnot, but in a specific composition like this, if you're just sacking Zeus to feed him off to the Sharks, like you said, Jordan, right? He dies to 3, and then maybe you think, all right, B site would be lesser reinforced. There are only 2 players here. We should
เชี่ย
be
เสียงหมีแม่งดังขึ้นมาเลย
Doesn't
เอาติด
work
ต
as
มเหรอ
well
ใช่
because
ติดตมเนี่ยนี่ไง
a lot of these
แย่ง
duels,
แย่ง
Kelly
แย่
is
ง
dying to him.
เย้พี่ดิมหลอดจัดอะพี่ดิมหลอดจัดอะไอ้เหี้ย
Well, 8-9. Team Secret.
น้องมันหน้าอย่างนี้แหละครับนิวอะ
Starting to struggle
นิว
on this
หน้ามัน
attack.
นิ่งอยู่แล้ว
Just need to find a way to turn this around ASAP. Otherwise, it is going to be split that's in our future.
Should be more fun then, though, split. But for this one, still dragging each other through the mud. A bit of information, always with the same one way. Perhaps Team Secret looking to explode once the smoke dissipates, though. Also waiting out the Euro gate crash. That's gone. It should be the go signal. What's the call?
Boy, it up so
He's going to flash himself out to have a little bit of a look there. Doesn't end up spotting anything.
อยู่นั่นแอร์หนาวไหมหนาวนะเอาจริงกูไม่อยากถอดแจ็คเก็ตเลยมันหนาวจัด
They're out
เตียน
past
เตียน
it
ดรอป
now, so Doffy
เตียน
needs
ดรอ
to
ป
be very careful about whether or not he decides to go for this.
Ui.
He gets himself the one.
เฮียโอ้ยฮีแล้วดิ
And Kelly has
ตีนทุก
able
ค
to
นตีน
strike, and this is Team Secret's
โอ้ย
back
นิวเล่นดี
in.
จัด
There's
เลย
the
เฮีย
trade.
นิว
Kennedy can't get away with that for free, surely. And Sylvan ensures that is going to be the case.
Thank
Nats
God,
somehow
thank God,
not
thank
able to
God.
get that kill on Surf, who just seemed to completely ignore the fact that Nats could still be in middle. TP back over to B with the spike. Plan's gone down. ZIPTO have read into that pretty quickly.
They found my wire.
Did another 2v3 retake here from ZIPTO if they want to maintain this streak that they've started to put together in the second half.
Yeah. Just starting to become a little bit more of a cerebral game.
Well, it's going to push its way forward alongside
One
Surf,
enemy
straight
remaining.
into the crosshair of Nats, who is now down to 15 HP. But Sylvan and Styron ready to swing
โอ้มัน
if
เล่น
Nats
รวม
were
ว่ะ
to fall.
ใกล้ยาก
Another
เอ็น
smoke
ทีเนาะ
up. Surf's just going to cut his losses and decide.
เอ็นที
9-9.
จากครับ
Team
ถ้า
Secret
สมมติ
wrapping
ซิ
all
ป
up.
โต้ชาร์เปอร์แพ้นี่ยังมีโอกาสอยู่ใน VCT ไหมครับปีนี้ก็จบแล้วครับอีกทีก็ปีหน้าเลยครับผม
Push around for a little bit more.
อีกทีปีหน้าเลย
Timeout.
อุ้ยอ้าว
Gotta
80 สตรีม
love
ส
what
ติ
the
ครับ
coaches
ไปไหน
can
มา
do
โด
for
น
the
ขังในห้องกันดิ
teams.
อุ้ยฮะ
It's been calling for them to get ahead of the one way. The trades instantly found, and then for like the sudden mid-round pivot, Omen TP gets the spike down on B.
ไอซีแวนแม่งคม
If you're
จัดอ่ะ
ZIPTO, like this
โอ้
is a very tough round to read and play around. So it's always going to be playing around this A main
เข้า
smoke
มาพิน
now.
ก็ได้ตังค์แล้วใช่ไหมอันนี้ผมไม่
Unless
ชัวร์
ZIPTO
นะ
decides to
ว่าแบบ
switch
เพล
it
ง
up, but
ปีนี้
that's
มัน
the
มัน
conditioning that's been
เวิร์ก
done.
ยังไง
That's more of that macro style that Team Secret loves to operate off of.
Paranoia shoved through early on in the piece here by Team Secret. They're looking to take that space early. But Zeus and Nats on the entry duty. Dimensional Drift is going to spot them out. Now, get that ulti coming across as well. It's going to slow things down, or apparently not for Team Secret as they just continue to bust their way into this site. They are fearless. Zeus recovering the back of the Nightfall.
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
Plan's going down in the meanwhile.
เซิร์ฟ
Kelly S is on the flank. This is all
เซิร์ฟน้อง
sorts of problems for ZIPTO. Kelly S might have even been a little bit surprised by Zeus's position there, but in the end, it won't matter too much, you'd think. 1-on-2 here for Alert, a must-win round. TP's back over. Cover out onto the spike. Another fake TP to see if he can draw out a peek. Hasn't seen anything just yet. He's going to have to get on that spike if he wants to force a fight here from Team Secret. They will go together. Straight in and out for Alert. 10 on the board for Team Secret. Creeping closer to the 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. That's definitely something that we can get more excited for. Look at that. I mean, apart from just the Nightfall as well, it's that from the shadow, I mean, the paranoia that allows them to get up towards elbow to begin with. So quick, and of course with Zeus, and then you have Kelly S for the flank as well. I mean, it really tests ZIPTO's reactions to see if they have any like plan B in mind, just to try to hold. But they clearly don't. Like, once their one-way smoke gets shoved off, they are just thrown into shambles. There was a Nightfall, there was nothing surmounts up off of it. Like, you can maybe try to dimensional drift up behind, but you can still kind of see they might not be able to hear you getting out of it, but, you know, there's not much.
Oh, what the
enough of
fuck,
a
man.
distraction. So everything now just for
ไปไหน
Team
มา
Secret
กู
to
โดน
pick
ขั
up
ง
the
ในห้องว่ะ
lead.
เพื่อน
We'll have the final timeout of the
ก็คือ
map.
W Fnatic Caster ใน
Called
บ้าง
out
หนุ
by
กดีจัดเยอะ
ASI
ในบ้างหนุ
to
ก
see
ดี
if
จริ
he
ง
can kind of change up the game plans enough. But with a scoreline like this and with an economy like this, it feels as though there's too much work to do for ZIPTO now.
น้องๆมีโค้ชไหม ASI ครับเพิ่งโค้ชได้
Kind of
ปีนี้เอ
sad
ง
to say as well. I know FULLSENSE took the first win of the day, but like high hopes that were had. You know, Endois was the talk of the town to be like the next Primi, but we're not seeing anything.
Definitely not over just yet for XIPTO. Off the back of this timeout, we'll see what they can put together, but Stinger, Vandal, and a bunch of pistols to work with doesn't exactly scream a fantastic round out here for them. Said, Showstopper, a little bit of something here for XIPTO, maybe.
Fake teleport.
ยังไง
They've had big 50 rounds before.
โอ้มันรออันติเลสแชทมันรออันติเลสมันรออันติเลส
Those are probably due more to slight mishaps and mistakes, or just Doffy or Kennedy. Sometimes with the sharp shots. This time around, though, double stacks, slight-ish crossfire positions. Endois with Showstopper in a pocket.
Oh, that Showstopper's a good one. Styron just giving away his position there.
เจเลยพี่ขอ
So
ละ
Endois will punish. Nats is going to try to find the trade. It's actually going to in the end go the way of Zeus. But either way, there's going to be a corpse for Nats to use on that neural theft. And now KAI's starting to get involved. He'll be aware there's multiple players that want to cross. Gatecrash gets one over the line. Surf still on this site as well, just trying to lock it down as best as possible. Nats out in no man's land as the cage falls. But Sylvan is good for the trade.
เอาปืน
KAI's coming through for B main as well. Sylvan can't see anything.
ขอร้องใจเย็น
Completely blinding him, leaves it on the shoulders here of KAI's. He's into the one-on-one. He's got HP to play with. Alert needs a headshot right here. 13 seconds is enough for KAI's to play with and enough to get Team Secret to 11.
Just a shot through market. Not too bad, though. It does come pretty close. One of the more excitable rounds that we've had thus far. Still. I mean, with Endois just trying to be that first line of defense, you would have thought that XIPTO would start to be wise to KAI's on that lurk position now. Surf just buys a bit more time, and then for KAI's. Oh. So clutch is all about, but you still need so much more. It's going to be Doffy on the op now. It's over on an empty B site. It's A main again that's being tested by Team Secret. KAI's waiting for the smoke to fade off.
โดนนะเนี่ยออบา
Well, he did. And there's another one. So he's going to have to wait again. Push up here from XIPTO. It's a little bit of an unorthodox hold. Team Secret not looking to challenge it just yet. But this is really going to come to a head in a second. That boom bot! Oh, and Endois with a headshot. Or
ใจร้อนนะเด็กๆมันใจร้อนนะดิ
So now Nats's little lurk in through middle starts to become much more important. He is unable to win the duel against Surf. Team Secret might be high and dry in this round.
มันขาแข็งมัน
Just might need to save.
ไอ้เหี้ยเอ้ยมันสู้สุดอะรู้แค่นี้แหละ
Surf's going to be keen for it. Kennedy spotting them out with a bit of prowler action. Zeus does manage to get them across with that fast lane, but that's not exactly the
ขอร้องนะ
objective.
เรามีคอร์สไฟนะ
to find some
เรามี
kills.
คอร์สไฟนะ เรามีคอร์สไฟ
He gets 3. So XIPTO are holding on, and this map is not done yet.
เอาดิว่า
Just have given Endois the confidence they need, starting to feel a little bit more warmed up to the stage now. It's quickly getting the flicks back in, like more of what we've been needing to see. Of course, a little bit more value of the offline as well.
คุยสัตว์เอ้ยไอ้คอกูเริ่มแผลบแล้วเฮียเอ้ย
Whiff shots and slight mishaps for Team Secret, who are now onto that ego.
ใจเย็นๆใจนิ่ง
At this point,
ขอ
still
ร้องเลย
anyone's
เลย
game. Tour de force back in towards A. XIPTO playing much more defensive positions. An aggressive
มึงได้ยินเสียงเราไม่ได้ยิน
down
เมื่อกี้กวาด
middle
ปาก
though. That could be something for
กวาด
Doffy.
ปาก
Portal closed.
Looks like it's just going to be a bona fide A hit here for Team Secret. Just gonna, I think at this point, really hope that Zeus can hit an entry or two with that overdrive. Otherwise, this round is going to be a really tough one. But only the 2 players.
ใครพาออกมาจากห้องก็ไล่ออกไอ้เหี้ยมันจบเกมแรกปุ๊บมันเปิดประตูเลยสัตว์
Maybe he
เออ
can work an angle somewhere.
รั่วเลยเหี้ย
It's always these big maybes.
Indeed.
Team Secret are just guessing as to where XIPTO are positioned now.
Doffy on the line.
Ooh.
Gonna have to gate crash back out. Relay Bolt doesn't quite
Good
catch
way.
him.
Sweet
Kennedy and
Doffy.
opening the account. It's both KAI's and Zeus out of the picture. That was your 1-2 punch as Team Secret. Now you need a miracle, maybe from Nat. The Sheriff is not going to calibrate. Nor can Sylvan. Kennedy gets a 3K. And XIPTO get themselves up to 11 as well.
ลาวบายจบได้ชนะนะเว้ย
I mean, I'm thinking, like, are we for real? Not even a single one, but that is pretty darn good from XIPTO to be able to withstand all of that in a flawless fashion. Yeah, it's a one-way smoke. Yes, it's a slight exchange of utility to kick things off. But once you start to see the dust settle, the reason why Team Secret, again, takes so long. Yes, they're waiting out the gate crash. But it's also because Styron's already spent so much of his info gathering utility. Like, he doesn't have a drone, doesn't have a recon, so they're just guessing as to how they want to take this fight.
มึงเล่นไวว่ะมึงเล่นไวว่ะมึงเล่นไวจัดอ่ะมึงเล่นไวจัดอ่ะมึงเล่นไวจัดอ่ะมึงเล่นไวจัดอ่ะมึงเล่นไวจัดอ่ะเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
Just a distraction.
สวยโน
Able to get that kill on the distraction, so it's not much of a distraction anymore.
โดนตีลูก
It's awkward here, but Styron wins an important duel. It's going to allow them to at least get across towards B a little bit more safely. Still, there's a couple of players on this site that they do need to deal with. An alert with that paranoia slowing things down.
ยื้อไว้ยื้อไว้ยื้อไว้ยื้อไว้ทุกคน
Thinking about the
ยื้อ
plan,
ไว้
wants to drone things out first. Sylvan with the swing gets the better of Surf, and now tries to hold strong against Alert, unable to do so, and Nat somehow fumbles that 33 HP. It's enough for Alert, apparently, to find the double. Styron still not game to put the spike on the floor, and here comes the creep forward from XIPTO. They decide better of it for the moment. KAI's around this corner. He will find Alert, but does he have the wherewithal to know where Doffy is? Round into Styron's headshot. Team Secret, the first team to 12, and they might still be able to close it out here.
A 2-0 would be big for them. Put this one out of their minds, move forward onto the next, and maybe get a better chance at making it towards the playoffs. Have less games to play, less things to worry about. Couldn't quite say the same for XIPTO though. Tough duels. But this time, the distraction actually pays off. Styron getting the shot up middle made quite the difference.
โอทีเลยโอทีเลยโอทีเลย
Just keeping more things in mind now, and a lot more pressure starting to be built up upon XIPTO's shoulders. They will buy back up. They do have a nightfall, and KAI's gets out with ease.
Yeah, this will be the time to do it as Team Secret. Make it nice and easy. Don't have to go into overtime. Don't have to worry about any of that funny business.
Some trips on towards B site, but Styron has the recon this time around. Certainly could help out Zeus with entry.
เฮ้ยใครเปิดเฮี้ยกันอ่ะเฮ้ยไปคุยอะไรกันอ่ะเฮ้ย
Over on this B side. Is that going to be enough to
เปิดกัน
hold
ทำเฮี้ย
on?
ในแชทเองอ่ะเอ้า
One of those trips
คุย
also being dealt with.
XIPTO maybe trying to play a bit more.
ดูแข่งมันก็วิจารณ์ได้กูไม่เคยว่าช่องกูอ่ะ
If they lose players on B, I get
ไม่ได้
worried.
ด่าก็โอเค
For the sake of overtime, XIPTO.
Again, Team Secret trying to set up for a B split here. Take a bit of mid control late in the round and see if they can split their way into B. If Surf goes down here, that'll be really bad news. Okay, it's on now. Team Secret have that control that they want, and they just need one more entry in onto B. KAI's doing all the work in this round. Eventually does get brought down, but he's found two important frags, and Zeus another couple onto the site. Team Secret seem fated now to finish this off. Endois with the showstopper gets one, and then a headshot onto Zeus, who tried to swing. Might still make this one doable. 30 HP though, only for Endois. How's he putting this together? You can't be stringing him alone. Surely not an ace clutch for Endois to close this out and keep us alive in the overtime. Styron. Oh, he's the dream wrecker in the end for XIPTO. That is that. XIPTO on their first game on the stage will fall 0-2. Team Secret, they very nearly gave them an avenue back in. But at the end of the day, Team Secret, they are the comfortable team on this stage, and they do put it over the line.
Yo, what up?
Felt lethargic at times, but definitely brought it right back out at the end. Some crucial coach timeouts being called all throughout this map. Both teams definitely struggling here and there, but ultimately right up at the end. I mean, the calls that Styron puts together, you can see how much value it provides for the team once more. Big frags, big op rounds. just to put Noah's down right at the end where he almost made an ace clutch possible. I still want to believe. I hope to see a lot more from XIPTO, but this one, suffice to say, was just not quite enough.
A couple rounds
Team
at
Secret,
bottom.
on the other hand,
The
though,
one was
starting to build up that confidence again.
And surface court rotating. You remember when they?
Yeah, I think it was not a bad effort, especially on map 2 there from XIPTO. But at the end of the day,
yeah, at the mid one, right?
Secret,
because if they make a mistake,
they kind of need a little bit of wind in their sails, and it's nice to see that they've been able to pull off this win. I think still a little bit more required from them.
Tells me that
they're to go through into this upper bracket game against Nongshim and have a great time, but you know they definitely have the pieces of the puzzle. It's just about putting it all together at once. And today on the stage, they were able to look solid enough.
But they were just trying to hold mid.
Still a long road to the play-ins, I think, for all of these teams, but.
You overheated as well, man.
Got that
I
extra
think Duffy is
life
good.
under your
Duffy
belt
well,
will be certainly
but he was
tilting me on Yoru on defense, brother.
What do you mean?
No, I'm not
news
doing
for us
people's
as well.
homework here because I know people will watch
hear
this
from
shit.
Sylvan
and
down on the
I
stage.
want them
Let's
to
hand it
be
back to
successful,
Jen.
but I'll just say that I think I'm having the same issues with Premier.
Okay.
Right? I'm having the same issues with Premier, and it's like it's a good. They had it. They
네,
definitely
이렇게
had
기분
it. I saw
좋은
the
승리를
vision.
거둔 팀 시크릿의 실반 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리
You know what?
축하드립니다.
It's the first game.
Yeah.
We still got lowers. They'll be
Hey
fine.
guys, here's with Team Secret Sylvan. Now
But they definitely had
congratulations,
Sunset.
Sylvan, with
Sunset
this
for
win.
sure.
A
We should be going to
nice
map 3.
2-0
Yeah, it
for
should have
Team
ended.
Secret. How
It should have ended.
valuable
Their
is
defense
this
was
win
much
for
better
the
than
team?
Secret's attack, but
먼저
they
승리
just
정말
had.
정말 축하드리고요.
Yeah,
그동안 마음고생도 굉장히 많았기
Which one?
때문에 아무래도 굉장히
This
값진
was Endo's
승리가
fault.
아닐까 싶은데 좀
Bro,
팀에게 큰
That's
자산이
bigger?
될 것 같아요. 앞으로
No,
어떻게
not that one.
느끼시나요?
But that was.
일단 저희가
bro.
플레이인 하기
dude.
전에 좀 많이 져가지고
All his
저희끼리
util
좀
on the A main on
합도 안
defense.
맞고
Yep.
좀 많이
All his
싸우는
util
일이
at
좀
110. My raise
많았었는데
has
좀
no
이번에
util.
플레이인으로서
and they
이겨가지고
still
좀
die an elbow,
좀
knowing
튼튼해지는
that
느낌이
everyone is there.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
talent
Well,
all over,
before
bro.
coming into
Bro, I've been dealing with
play-ins,
this in
I mean,
season
we
1. It's like,
lost
guys,
a lot, and
hello.
we kind
I
of
mean,
went through a
like,
lot of
hello.
arguments.
Like,
Team energy
I've talked to
wasn't
them.
all that
They
good,
say they're
but
confident. They
this
just
win,
want to
I
fight.
think,
You know, take the fight and
it
stuff.
definitely speaks to
Yeah,
how
but
good
you can't
are,
keep doing that,
and
right?
It really
Bro,
helps
why do
us,
you guys all think you're
propel
Rod Tank?
forward,
I have no
Explain.
fucking, not me though,
the
bro.
future matches
Explain.
in the
Why do you guys all
play-ins.
think you're Rod Tank, bro?
Okay, so
Y'all
stage
crazy.
2, you have new
Crazy,
teammates,
bro. Trust
new
me,
coach
my
coming
guys
in.
are like this too,
When you look at the
bro.
bigger
I mean, you
picture,
guys won. Like,
how
congrats to
is
it, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
okay, we
iteration of
won.
Team
Yeah, but we're
Secret
playing,
different
bro.
from the
We're not
previous
playing
one.
level team.
먼저
You know.
스테이지 2
Sometimes
들어서
you gotta
이제
fall hard
팀원들도
to
좀
go,
바뀌었고
you know?
감독님까지 새로 오셨잖아요.
Motivational
좀
words
크게
by
보면
by JJaz
부분에
2020
있어서
motherfucking
어떤
6, bro.
부분이 좀
Wait,
많이
can I curse here?
달라졌다고.
Yeah, chill.
Like, holy fuck, man. These guys be driving me crazy.
Well, GG's, man. We play again on the 20th. You guys play on the 16th, right?
Play Sunday, baby. T1 and Nongshim. You know my record is against both those teams? Tell me.
You won it all.
Tell me.
Won it all. Won it all.
But that doesn't mean that we're going to win because we can throw everything. Trust.
Fingers
And
crossed.
we haven't won a, bro, I haven't won a pistol in a month with this team.
Yeah, I know.
You
What the,
remember
what the
when
fuck
I
is
had
going on?
that 70% pistol win
What
rate?
the fuck is going on with pistols?
I can tell you, but I can't tell you.
Okay, you
Not
know what?
here.
After,
So
later,
I can tell you.
maybe. Yep.
You know what it is? Sometimes you get too confident. You just be trolling. Like we feel ourselves so like XIPTO. We feel ourselves so much. Like Kennedy. Kennedy was taking some fights.
Bro,
and I'm
he
like,
took the
brother,
A-main fight like it was Jet.
bro, I'm saying, bro. It's like, guys, you're up numbers. Let them plant bomb. You're down 1. Like, think about it. But, bro, this is the thing. This is an issue I never had at GE, but I have even today here. And I had this all through talent. If
Dude.
we're 4v3, we're +1, but you have to plant the bomb. When you go to plant the bomb, what are the numbers now?
Fucking 3v3.
4v2.
Oh, yeah, one has to cover the bomb.
It's 4v2.
Yep.
That guy has to go through an animation. Isn't it easier than just going, yo, let's swing now, bro. Let's play on tap. He has a 1-second animation anyway. He's going to be late no matter what happens. Like, you just got to be ready. But we just... Crazy, bro.
See, I'm fought by my dad. Okay. There you go.
But I got to tell you, though, XIPTO gave them all they can handle, and Secret's been in the league for 5 years, right? So it's good. I
mean,
really actually
I
thought
mean,
they would win.
the boys are like 19. Duffy is 19.
I know,
Endo
I
is
know,
19.
I know. Endo's good. I like Endo. Me and Cruz have liked Endo for 2 years, bro.
Yep.
We actually, I don't remember if we were going to sign him, or I know we were going to trial him, but he had to go to school.
Yeah.
That's how much we liked Endo.
Is the scrum right away after the game?
I wouldn't say right away. Losing team, yes.
All right,
Losing
I think
team
I got to
goes right away.
dip.
Let's go. Let's close it.
แชทเดี๋ยวเจอกันอีกทีนะครับผมเนี่ยเจอกันอีกทีพรุ่งนี้นะครับเดี๋ยวต้องไปแปลสัมภาษณ์แล้วนะเจอกันทุกคนนะครับเจอกันนะเดี๋ยวต้องไปแล้วก็ขอบคุณทุกคนนะครับที่เข้ามาสตรีมนี้ขอบคุณทุกซับทุกบิตทุก follow ทุก donation แล้วไว้เจอกันใหม่ thank you for coming on the stream
Sorry I came late.
all good brother เจอกันพรุ่งนี้บ๊ายบาย
T1 baby.
easy bro